What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Finals Central Finals Esports Watch Party, I guess. The first one of 2026. If you're not familiar, I'm Sam. That's Cody. We're both the host of the Finals Central. And today, we have a special surprise. Breakout show match is happening. It was kind of surprise dropped, I think, yesterday. And we're going to be checking out, I believe, 4 different teams today that are going to be awesome. It's our first look at kind of the pro scene of 2026 as a whole. Expect to see some big names. I don't have the teams directly in front of me at the moment, but if you're not familiar with Breakpoint, it is essentially the Finals Pro League before PHL. They were in the scene for a while, and then they kind of headed out, I think, for a while, and PHL took over. And now they're both back. PHL starting up very, very soon. And overall, yeah, this is going to be an awesome experience. Cody, how's it feeling to be back in the saddle, man?
Dude, it's been way too long, it feels like. Like, we haven't done this in what feels like forever. But I guess it hasn't been that long. I don't know. It's just been a long gap. You know, we had the major. We had... Whew.
It's been a while since we've done like a sit-down watch party. I mean, the end of PHL was really it because like we tried to obviously do an IRL watch party at the major, and it was just too much going on. We could not do it. And so, yeah, this is going to be awesome to finally sit back, relax, watch some pro finals. You know, I've been watching some of these teams scrim, and I think the list, from what I understand, is Tall, Dark, and Handsome, made up of Stu J, Normalized, and Busy with a potential substitute. Jaggers, which was the previous Fire Strays team of Slothy, Tinnels, Varian, Nightmare, the new squad of Lamp, Laz, and Grad, and then Jab with Brindy, Arco, and Jalen Mans. So it's going to be an awesome event overall, and you know, just kind of waiting for things to kick off. I would love it if Discord would stop pausing my Spotify button. That would be sick happening, and I don't know how to fix it, but yeah. But yeah, as always, if you guys are new to the watch party, this is beginner friendly. It's just kind of a yap sesh. We're here to hang out with chat, watch some Finals Esports, commentate over the thing, you know, get our initial thoughts. But after this, we're going to take like the fastest break ever just to kind of reset real quick, because we are jumping right into Around the Arena. Around the Arena, if you're not familiar, is our Finals podcast. We've been lacking on the episodes. Obviously, there's just been a ton going on, and you know, life got ahead of us. You know, I moved. We had the major. We just had a bunch of stuff for the holidays, and we have a pretty awesome episode planned. We're going to be talking about Roster Mania. Finally, it's something that we've been kind of waiting on. We didn't want to bring up any videos or make anything on it until we really felt comfortable with the lineups. But now that teams and orgs are starting to reveal, especially with PHL approaching, now we're in a good spot to where we can at least report on a lot of it. And so the episode's going to be sick. It's going to be a podcast. I will preface in advance, and I will do this again before we actually start officially the episode, because it is like a live recording that we won't really be watching chat during that podcast. So if it looks like we're ignoring you, just remember it's a live recording, but we will kind of address chat after the fact once we've done the sign off for the pod, because it's going to get uploaded to YouTube and Spotify for all the people who can't tune in live. We will, you know, talk with chat and gather our thoughts there as well. So it's got an awesome evening. This is the second time we've ever done an Around the Arena live before, and hopefully it goes well. But we've been, I mean, this is something we've been waiting to do for a long time. We have so much to talk about, but the most of it is going to be Roster Mania as we're heading into PHL, and it is a weekly show now, at least right now. We'll see if that can continue to be the case. We may have to change over and do bi-weekly, just depending on content, things like that. But for now, weekly show, Thursday nights, expected to be about 9 p.m. Eastern. Right now, it's you know, going to be a later episode because of Breakout. But without further ado, Cody, does look like they're finally live. Let's go ahead and hop over.
424 days since Breakout has brought the finals action. Now we're all back here. It's the OG crew as well. Jerry and Rio. How are you guys feeling today?
I'm feeling amazing. I am so excited.
Right,
As I mentioned to you earlier, it feels like a family reunion. We were all here almost 2 years ago, well, 420 some odd days ago, and we are back like one big, happy, healthy family.
Yeah, this is like a little close quals crew as well, isn't it? And it's real nice here to join you guys.
Can I get a
it's
sound check out of chat real quick? Is everything
Europe, but that
sounding
wasn't going to
good?
stop me
Anything
from
too
jumping on
loud?
here. To
Something need to be louder?
It's going to be a blast.
I need to know.
100%.
Sounds
It is
good.
gonna be
Okay, stream volume isn't too loud. You can hear Cody and I. Could be a bit louder.
Year
Don't
one
tell me
of
that.
the finals
I got you.
show match. Now we have some of the
I can
top
give myself a little more
rosters
gas.
here for
How do you feel about
today.
the overlays?
The finals, obviously, Roster Mania
How do
has
we feel
been
about that?
absolutely nuts.
We happy with
over
everything?
the last few weeks, let alone the last, well, I guess month and a half
Cody
since
loud
the
enough,
major
yeah.
has ended. And, well,
Cody
a
is
lot
loud
of these
enough.
players here were right there in the Grand Major. One team, not quite there, but they were there in our hearts. But let's go ahead and take a look at the rosters and see.
All right, I gave myself like 4
4
dB gain. Is this too much? Let me know.
Off with,
If it's too loud, I'll back it
Team
down.
Tall, dark, and handsome. That's going to be Stooge, Belize.
Sam, good.
And,
Thank you.
it's going to be Normalize. Now, it was going to be Busy, but Busy had to step out today. Then we've got Jaggers. You might recognize this if you have ever seen the Finals Esports. These have been previously known as a lot of names, but this is Slothy, T-Mills, and Varian, a very, very OG.
Whoa, do you
stack.
see that team? TDH,
Now we've also got
Stooge,
Team
Belize,
Jab.
and Normalize?
This is made up of Brendy,
Yeah, Belize
Dylan
is filling
Arco,
in for
and
Busy
Jalen
tonight.
Mans. Now, Brendy, of course, previously.
So I guess this is your
known as
first
Elite,
look
Dylan
that I guess
Arco, of course,
Stooge
the
and Belize
poster boy
are
of TSM,
Busy are
and
picking
Jalen
up,
Mans, who actually previously
Normalize.
played
Noah.
the finals all the way back in
makes
season
sense,
1
yeah.
and season 2. But has then shifted to a couple different titles before
And
returning.
I'm
here
wondering if
in
that's
season 9, where he's
Brendy's-
gonna be joining
Yes,
up
this is
with
Brendy's
like
new
Dylan
squad.
Arco and Brendy. And
sure.
finally, of course, we've got
Confirmed
the
on
one,
Twitter.
the only NTMR. That's going to be Lamp, Lasagna,
New
and
Nightmare
Brad.
roster
Of course,
scary.
Lamp and
Nightmare
Brad
roster
being
looking
old
very good,
core of
and Envy
SSG,
roster. If you missed that
and Lasagna
announcement,
being
looking
from Nightmare
very
1.0.
good. Like,
This is Nightmare 2.0
those teams are already
here
strong,
for
but
year
like
one
this is
of
going to
the
be a
Finals
crazy year
Esports,
between
and
those
we
two. I
get to
think.
see them show off their
And this
stuff here
TDH
today.
crew, I think,
It's
is going
very
to be good
surprising
too.
to see Nightmare with
once
this roster.
Dizzy's
Obviously
in
keeping
there,
hold
you
of
know.
Lasagna, their champ, their reigning champ from TGM 25, but picking up Lamp and Grad, that SSG core. So yeah, lots of surprising sort of chops and changes in the work set. And of course, as maybe hinted at here, we've got 3 teams that are currently not donning any sort of famous colors, shall we say, but there's certainly movements in the works behind the scenes. So just know that
Go
these
TDH, what's
people
up,
won't be without homes for
HLT?
too
How we
long.
doing? TDH,
Yeah, something
good
tells me that
squad.
we're about to
They
find
look pretty
out
good. First time we're
really
seeing them
about
play. I
3 of
haven't
those are.
caught
We
any
might
of
see
their
one
scrims.
change. You know, I don't know if Belize
So,
will be around on that.
I've
full
caught
stack
a
there,
bit
but
of the
we'll
new
see
Nightmare
how
squad
these
scrims. They
teams
look
come back,
pretty
get
good.
set
It was
up,
taking them a
and
moment
just
to get
bring
things
us
up and
a
running.
show
It looked
match
like, but
today.
now
These
they're
are
in
heavy
motion. It looks
hitters,
like.
and I just can't wait to
So,
see them battle it out over all of these matches today.
Absolutely. Speaking of heavy hitters, that actually leads into what I wanted to talk about because, of course, the finals meta is nothing if not constantly evolving. And one of the coolest parts about this is that all those days back ago, 500 days ago when the Breakout Masters Series started, 424 days ago since we had our very last match here with Breakout, there was a rule in that competitive rulebook stating that double heavy was not allowed. That was because back then, we're talking season 3, even before season 3, it was so strong in the comp scene that double heavy just had to be banned because everybody was running it. Now, find ourselves
What up,
all the way
Yuko?
out here in
How are we
season
doing?
9. Double
Welcome
heavy
in.
is back, and it's here to stay, and it is not banned.
Finally
here in
back with
today's
Finals
tournament. That's
Esports.
right.
I mean,
We're
it's
going to be seeing
sick.
the evolution
We're just so
of
happy
the
to be back.
Finals Esports meta. Whereas all throughout the Grand Major, the Open Qualifiers, Closed Qualifiers, and into the Major itself, HML.
WTO.
It works. It's so well balanced. It works so amazingly. But Jerry, it is now time to break out something else because the rock, paper, scissors of the Finals Esports meta has begun.
It's very exciting because it's not just that HMM, and we've got sort of gadget swaps and weapon swaps and specialization
Rover?
swaps
Welcome
that
in,
all play
welcome
into
in.
each other.
How we
We'll get
doing?
into the nitty gritty of it, but it's far
Yo,
more
Rover was
interesting
good.
than just everyone running. You know, what
Welcome
was it
to
back in the old
2026
HHM
Finals
days? It was
Esports,
just
everybody.
double
This is
winch.
the
There was no-
first
it would've been
official
double,
real event, I would
mesh
say,
winch
of the
yeah, double
year.
mesh, pre-winch, exactly. So
Because wasn't
it
the
was
Showdown
a
event
really
for Ape
kind
Squad
of
end
one
of
trick
2025?
thing, but now we've got all this variety on
Right,
on
that was
our
like
plates,
December
and
before.
it's exciting as well. It
2026, right,
shows
Cody?
that where the game has come. that
So
we're able to
first
throw
event of
into this
2026,
now
right?
without so many restrictions, without having to sort of shape the competitive side of things to make it different from the game. Now the game really does feel quite competitive at its core, and of course there's things that people want changed, but if you think about where the game was like a year ago or even 6 months ago compared to now, it is a fantastic growth that we've seen throughout this time.
Yeah, without a doubt. And, you know, we were talking earlier and even watching some of the gameplay of these teams and just watching how they have evolved. Like I was talking to Artie, I saw a zipline being pulled out. We saw it pulled out one time during the closed qualifiers, but it's back. It is one of my favorite gadgets to see being used, and we're seeing more of a shift towards mediums being just built around speed and getting around the map, traversing it and getting places quickly.
Is
and it's
double
just neat
movement
to
on
see
medium
that
back?
kind of change. I think you even described it as like the medium is taking a back
I think
seat,
so.
'cause
That's
they
what I
are
was
just
talking about,
not
right?
powerhouse
Is that
anymore,
I
but they
think
can
mediums are
really
going to
support
run
two powerhouses, or if they
jump
want to go
pad
light,
zip
medium, heavy, it's
to
just,
make up for not
it's
having
so
gateway.
dynamic, and I love
That's
that we're
fair.
at this point. In
Yeah,
the
I mean, I
process.
guess if you're rocking double
It's really
heavy,
thrown
that
up
does
as
make
well
sense.
how much that
Yeah, I mean,
we're
you
going
don't
to
really
see
need goo
players adapt
that point.
to the meta,
Might
because
as
you've
well
got
throw
light
an
mains
exit
that are
for it.
running heavy now, you know.
That's what I was saying. You
Marco
don't need goo
is
anymore.
like it's on heavy,
Brad.
which is terrifying.
Yeah.
Brad on heavy, like all of these players that we know as like light mains are having to kind of pick up that skill set, and obviously you know they have it, they
Wow,
played the
Brad
game,
playing heavy is
but
something
it's going to
didn't
be
expect
it's
to
going to
see.
take some
It's gonna be
adjusting
interesting.
to, and I'm
I feel like
really
he would've
excited to
gone
see
medium.
these players flex entirely different skills.
But I guess it makes sense
exactly.
if
And
you already had
that's the
Laz
thing
on
is
there.
that we do
I feel
still
like
have the
Laz wanting to play
opportunity
heavy,
see
so
HML pulled out
then you
today.
put
It's
Laz
not
on heavy
just
and
going to be
Grad on
everybody
medium.
running
I don't know.
HHM. But the coolest part about that is that because there are teams that could run either, it means that nobody is stuck into one set of, okay, this is our dedicated HHM loadout. In fact, there are teams that run completely
What is this event?
separate
This
loadouts
is
on
the
one of their heavies,
Breakout
depending on
Master
whether or not they're running
Series
into another
show
HHM
match.
team, or if they're running into
Breakout
HML.
is
And
like
because these
apparently
teams likely are
the
only
Pro
gonna be
League
seeing
of the
in
finals
lobby
before
they
PHL
load
existed.
in what stacks
I think
everybody's
they were
going
running, like,
in. We might
season
even have
2,
where people are like,
and then they
holding,
left.
like, oh,
I
they're
don't
gonna
think there was as
hover
much interest in
HHM,
finals
and they
esports at the
swap to
time.
HML at the
and
very
they
last
left.
second. Or they're gonna be
PHL
doing the
obviously
opposite
kept
of that,
going,
where, like,
or started
nobody's
up
gonna
and kept
know,
going,
it's gonna be
and
just like this insane
yeah,
game of rock,
that's
paper,
it.
scissors
And
before
now
we
they're
actually
back.
see what's
So
happening. But
they,
yeah, real, like you said, we're
are
gonna be
getting
seeing
started up
mediums
this
playing
year.
support.
There's a
quite
lot
bit.
of
CVO on
finals
repeater,
leagues
Steel
starting up
Beam.
this
I
year.
don't
You
think
got
there's gonna be
Breakout,
any
you got
medium plays other
PHL,
than those two
you got
things.
Heist
But when
Games.
it comes down to
Who
having
knows what
the,
else is going to enter?
movement, that's where
But
things
those are
will
just
get
three
crazy, because
by
we do have a
themselves
lot
right
of,
here in like quarter
HHM setups
one.
that
Like
rely
it's crazy. I
on
mean,
utilizing
Heist
the
Games
jump
is
pad
once a
and
month
zip line,
into
but
June.
there are also some
Starting
teams
this
that still, hey, you know
weekend.
what? Use your goo
Cody's
grenade.
casting
We
that,
still need the medium
right?
on goo.
Yeah,
They,
Cody's
you know,
casting
are
that.
gonna try some other stuff.
One
We
of them.
have no idea until we see it. Today's the first day that we get to see
and
this
then
kind of
obviously
Closing
with
out
the-
with Tetra, I
in
think.
cash out.
Yeah, with Tetra,
because
that's right. And
all
then,
the time that we've been watching,
like I said,
the
breakouts
scrims,
tonight. This is a
it's
show match. I don't
always
think this is
been
the
on
official
final
league just
round
yet. And
format.
PHL's
Jerry,
starting
this is
up
the
in like
first time we get to
February.
see HHM
So I mean, we're
in cash
literally
out.
there.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yep.
I feel like there's that.
And the
kind
good news
of,
is they've all been
development
talking to
of
each
the
other and
competitive
planning around
scene
each
into-
other.
in
So there
the,
shouldn't be any collision. You
behind the
know,
scene.
you
Behind the
should
scenes
pretty
to,
much
to
have
make sure
almost
that
all your
we
days filled
get
with finals
those
esports.
cash
It's
out
gonna be
games,
sick.
those cash out
This year's gonna
scrims
be
in
awesome.
as well, because obviously this
Yep.
is something people
Hyped.
were doing in the run up to the major, of course, but we've had this kind of off season, and now people are kind of looking inward, just making sure that they're finding
Wish
that
I could
synergy. Of course, you
participate
want to do that in a
sometime.
3v3
PHL is doing open
environment,
quals.
and now
I mean, that's how it
the tournaments
works.
are starting to pick up.
You
We've
wanna
got
participate,
announcements
hop
coming
in
out
there.
for all sorts of things around the scene.
Do a squad of
And
3 and
those cash out games are
run it
going
up,
to
see how
become
it
more
goes.
and more important. This is an incredible way to kick it off with like the
Heist
four
Games, I think,
best
is
teams
full,
almost,
though.
you could argue,
I think their
in North
registration's
America, just
Mhm.
showing off what can be done in cash out.
100%. Also, speaking of announcements here in the finals esports, happy birthday, Oscar.
Oh,
Hey,
It's a big
happy
announcement.
birthday. We try
Yeah.
singing happy birthday in
W.
unison.
Absolutely not. But I
No.
hope that he knows that we absolutely would be doing it if we were there in person. But
Dude, Kelly
Oscar,
gifted Oscar this
do
like
the-
Alliance.
for the moment,
Hoodie that looked
it's
fire.
Saw
still
that,
his
yeah.
birthday in
took a
America,
college
right?
sweater.
Yeah, where he
Yeah.
lives in Sweden, it's not. And the fact that I'm commentating from Europe here, if we tried doing that song across, it's just not going to work. I can guarantee you. As a certified music man, I do not condone this this sing song, unfortunately.
it's true. I do trust the credentials of Jerry the Music Man.
What up next? How we doing?
Without any
Welcome
further
in.
ado,
Yep.
gotta say, we do have
Finals Esports
the
is
game
back.
starting very soon, Chad.
Really
So
cool.
don't worry about
So
that.
we're gonna be
It is
checking
getting
out
started,
4 teams.
Roughly within the
Let's
next couple of
honestly,
minutes. But until
while
then, Chad,
they're yapping,
let me know what
Cody,
you guys
maybe
want to
we
see.
should talk
Chad,
about
do
what
you
we
guys
think
want to
is going to
see
be going on here.
HHM
So
gameplay for the first time in season
let me pull
9
up the
here
list
in
again.
an actual show match? Do you want to see
me
HML?
pull up
Do
the
you
list
want to see
again.
teams just getting used to what they know best and
So Cody,
locking
we
it
got 4
down,
teams.
especially
We got
up
Tall,
against
Dark, and
possibly
Handsome,
other HHM teams.
which
You
is
wanna see
made
a
up of Stu J, Normalize, and tonight will be Belize, but normally Busy, it sounds like. We've got Jaggers, which was the previous Fire Straight squad of Slothy, T-Mills, Varian. We then got Nightmare with Lamp, Laz, and Grad, the new squad. And then we got Jab, which is a completely new group of Brindy, Arco from TSM, and Jalen Nance. What are your thoughts, man?
I don't. This is a weird thing because this is kind of going to be one of the first like considered super competitive things that we're watching of the year. So it's really up for a lot. Like, you know, we've seen a little bit of scrims. We've obviously everyone has talked about the whole medium heavy thing. You know, we can theorize about it all day. I'm not too sure what we're actually going to see though. I mean, I think a lot of lights are going to be swapping to heavy, and they're going to be playing still like light on heavy, right?
Right,
We've talked about it before. We're going to have a mesh heavy, which is probably what your primary heavy is going to be. You know, they're going to be running the usual loadout of, you know, maybe barricade, dome shield, RPG. Definitely going to have double RPG, but you're going to have that second heavy with the winch. And they're looking for kind of like, they're going to come in a little bit later, directly after the rest of the team, go for a winch and kind of just split them up entirely. Especially as a heavy, you have the health pool, you have the damage that you can just kind of run into the fight and be okay. I think it's going to be interesting, though, is it's essentially going to be protect the president, because if we have 2 heavies and there's only 1 medium, everyone's going to be looking at the 2 mediums.
Yeah.
Which is why we also see the double movement, because as a medium, you're going to have to be able to maneuver around a little bit more. I'm curious, though. We're probably going to keep seeing heal beam, but I bet there might be some DMAT. I think we're going to see a little bit more DMAT.
Yeah.
That's kind of my hot take. I think DMAT's going to come in because it's going to help the medium get away, but it's also going to help the team maneuver.
Yeah.
more.
I mean, I definitely, I'm curious on DMAT. I think it's a toss up. I think with the double heavy, you do have so much stall that to me, the perks
We're
of
not using
DMAT
it for
probably
stall, though.
aren't. Yeah, you can use it, I guess, for movement, but I mean, at that point, you have 2 bullet sponges that aren't being healed, right? So I feel like the heal beam is probably still just as important, right? And so yeah, for me, I feel like you're probably going to see heal beam. I am curious though, your opinion. Who do you think plays winch? Do you think it's the light player, or do you think it's the previous heavy?
The light player, 100%.
You think the light player goes winch? Okay.
Yep.
I probably agree with you. I think heavy, like previous heavies, know how to play spacing and that kind of meta game when it comes to heavy. That's more than just gun skill. And so, yeah, but it looks like we're into the match. Let's get started. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
The teams are here.
First
They've loaded
competitive
in,
match
and
of
we're getting started.
2026 if you don't include Point Break.
2026,
Here we
baby.
go.
The finals is here to stay, and we have Breakout.
Oh, I thought these were going to be
back
threes. I didn't realize they were
in
cash out. That makes
North
sense.
America, rise up and show us what is coming for the rest of the year. Jalen Mans, of course. This is a new face to the final scene, playing on the side of the Jab, of course. And here we are. They are squaring up against right now. This is in pink. We've got Sloppy Varian and T-Mails. That is Team Jaggers.
Jalen's team is
Remnants
on,
of Fire
or
Straight.
Arco's
They're getting
team's on
dove on as we
HML.
speak, Rio.
Wow, yeah, look at that res, bringing the leads
Everybody
back
see
into the
that.
action, reloading that repeater, gets one decent
Noah's
shot,
team's
and his
also on
teammate's
HML.
able to clean it up, now getting the leads back up. We switch over to his perspective as he throws down some C4. Now he's going for the totem. We're going to see the Lamp get his res right back up from his teammates and continue to fight.
Alright, 2 versus 2 here, but Belize takes a chunk of damage from the
Aggro
SA-12.
onto
Gets to
Noah
turn his
instead.
attention to another player, though. And that is unfortunately Belize taken out.
last one
Now it's
alive.
only Normalized left up here for the Boundless, for the team in orange. excuse us while we get our overlays sorted. It's a little bit harder than I thought to keep track of who's who. And we have a wipe up against the Big Splash. That is, of course, it would be Jab. So the box moving freely now in the hands of Varian. Get that started over on Cash Out B.
Yep, Cash Out B will be plugged momentarily. They're taking that zip line, taking their time as we switch over towards Grad and the rest of the Nightmare. You see them passing that vault. It's going to get plugged into Cash Out A momentarily as well. And we'll have both of these Cash Outs running pretty simultaneously from each other. Getting some height now as well, trying to spot them out, get into an engagement, bringing Grad down almost immediately. That repeater hits hard, Jerry.
Oh, it certainly does. I mean, it's stuck around since the end of the major. People still love running this thing on medium. Stooge just up the objective here, looking to enable a steal.
Wait,
they dive
Stooge is
down
back on the
onto
93
pink team, and it looks as though they're going to be able to get this steal. That's it. That's the transition now for Team in Orange.
Not the Arn?
Making their way out. Tall, Dark, and Handsome have to try and defend this, but they're taking chunks here. But these guys are very low HP.
But I mean, at that point,
taken out there by
M11.
Grad. Everyone wants a piece of objective A.
No?
Yeah, it is a cluster
I
on
guess
the point.
93 are still
Cash
good
Out
against
B.
heavies, I don't know.
Everybody's back with Artie and sipping on their mojitos. We shouldn't even be watching this because the action is happening at Cash Out A. A flip is being attempted by the purple team right now. They are able to get it. The goo stalled them just a little bit, blocking the damage. Throwing some C4 down there and reloading that RPG. We're going to switch to Stu's perspective as he tries to find any information with the rest of his team.
He's getting shot up from the side, though. Needs to retreat. He has the ability to heal
Yeah,
up
both
Elise,
fights
and
are
that's
running
what they'll
93
do. But Ingo, the big
Okay.
splash.
I guess
Arco
it's still
taking
back.
names. He's still on this light
I
roll
guess.
that we know and
Well, the
love him
lights
for.
are on
Brendan finds
HML
police.
as well, so
Normalized
maybe it
taken
has
down
something
as
to do with
well.
that. It can help with bursting
No, it's
down the
because
At the
door.
moment,
the
this
90
is in the hands
Yeah,
of
it's
purple
the
team, but
92 are-
in come the
is
live
really
wise.
good,
Grad
yeah.
Lasagna and Lamp. This is Nightmare coming in
Arn
for the
is good against
steal.
a lot of
They have to
lights.
fall off of it as Grad takes massive damage. And Stooge comes in from behind, taking out Lasagna.
And you can't
That's
run
a massive
M11 'cause
favor
I guess there's
for the
too hard to
side
dive
of
in.
Jab,
Yeah.
who still hold onto this in purple.
Yeah, I mean, you can't
It
really
is
break
all
shields
on
with them,
Brad
I don't
being
feel
the
like.
only person remaining, moving now towards Jalemans as he's on top of that rooftop. They can get this last kill on Nightmare. This will be everything that they need to secure this
nice seeing
cash out.
Shaq instead of
Just a few
SC12,
seconds
I will
left
say.
before it has no chance of anybody from Orange Team diving on there and getting a last-second cheeky steal. And it seems like everybody
Makes
knows
sense.
that. There's a
Shaq,
little bit of a
honestly,
lull in the
is like the
combat as I
shreds
say that,
heavies,
though.
too.
Yeah.
Police gets a few chunks taken
Especially
out.
off a winch.
That is, at the moment, Jaggers, I believe, on top of the pile. Yes, T-Mills, Varian, and Slothy in red at the moment. They had a pretty free cash out on the far side.
Jaggers
I think
looking good
everyone
so far.
wanted a piece of the action over here.
Yeah.
But it's Jab
After
and
three
Jaggers
box.
on the right-hand side of your screens that are pushing up the top of the leaderboards. So we finally sort out our overlay and we can get these names flowing through
There
our
we go.
brains. That was a tough one. I'm not going to lie, Ray. Now hopefully we can lock in for the second phase of cash outs.
Absolutely. This is the second phase, as you mentioned, where all of the excitement gets dialed up as the counter starts to run down on that clock. Seeing some nice movement from T-Mills. He's standing behind this little pergola as he's wanting to get in there, but he's dodging the bullets, going directly into that dome shield, throwing an APS turret down below them. That's an interesting strat.
Wait,
He's
T-Mills
getting
on
some damage
APS.
from above. Arco diving on it.
I guess if he
There
shut down
the
go.
wall,
The
RPG.
Jaggers have gone down. T-Mills chose the hard way.
That is one of the
Yeah,
two
and you need it for
HHM teams
RPGs.
getting bested there by Arco, who's sticking to his guns, namely the
APS
93R, but we're going to turn our attention to the other side of things here.
Especially
Battle
that they're
between
running it on
Handsome and
HML because
Nightmare.
you don't have. Oh wait, no,
All
they're
players still up
sorry.
currently. Nightmare
Okay,
rocking the
never mind, makes
HHM, but down goes the heavy
so
on the
instead
side
of
of
double
Bulldog
moving,
and
you can go
Handsome.
for
Police, the
APS instead of
stand-in,
Q.
taken
Kinda-
out for the
I'm
count.
kinda
Can't
with that,
normalize,
that's cool.
find that res. He's running up to the top to try and get it, but at the moment they're guarding this statue. They're not allowing the res here. Nightmare, they're making sure that they hold firm on the cash out. Normalize did just manage to sneak down and grab that though, so it looks as though they'll be able to reset on the top floor.
Yeah, nice little C4 setup for them. They're ready for the drop. We're going to turn our attention to Cash Out D for a moment as we see also Jab has a great setup, but here come the Jaggers. There's that bounce pad getting a little bit closer. You can still see that they have the height advantage. RPG just deleted by that dome shield. Another dome shield going off right now. They make their way in. Varian going down in that first engagement, but it looks like T-Mills fights back and hits Brendy hard.
taken out. That again, the medium loss makes such a massive difference when it comes to sustainability. You don't have those defibs up. Emails, on the other hand, is regenerating his health, and he's got Slothy in tow. Have access to Varian, who will have to point in about 10 seconds. We're going to check in on Cash Out C as it's really kicking off over here. Lasagna going down and the attempted steal coming out, but they're forced back off it. The SA-12 is not going to be enough from Lamp, and they back on off. It's only Grad left now defending these box with 30 seconds left, but he does find the kill onto Stooge with the newest gun. Rounding the corner though is Normalized. He's got that repeater. Surely it's only a matter of time. Takes out Grad. That's not quite the wipe as Nightmare do coin back in, but this steal should go through for Belize. Normalized, Tall, Dark, and Handsome flipping the script and getting themselves back in this game.
Absolutely, just have to hold on for a few more seconds. On the other side of things, this cash out has run down. The teams are still getting at it though. Jab down to just one member left as the Jaggers are looking for Arco to kill, get this last little team wipe. Moving over to the other side of things, looks like another wipe just happened on Nightmare as Tall, Dark, and Handsome go for the res on Belize. They get him back up, and they start the push.
Nightmare coined back in there to try and push Tall, Dark, and Handsome, lost their own cash out, and then got wiped again on the crackback. Tall, Dark, and Handsome really establishing their dominance over that matchup. And now, I mean, that's got to feel great. There's obviously a lot of kind of history between these players, lots of swaps around. You've got Normalized up against his old team effectively there. He's the one coming out on top as it stands.
Yeah, it looks like the plug is going to go off by the Jaggers, but they're immediately intercepted by Jab. Brendy goes down in that first fight, but Slothy is very low after that engagement. The Deagles are hitting hard, and Jalemans goes down in that battle. Arco, only one still standing. Nice little bite from the Deagle Banana. Can he get this last kill? And there goes
this ranked
Arco.
format.
Something watching Varian on heavy at the moment with those Deagles. Really talented player.
Yeah,
He's
they
been
just got the
flexible.
plug. Okay, so it's 22 between all three.
The history
And
of the
this is
finals.
an
Now seeing
interesting
him
spot.
on those
I mean,
Deagles.
literally any three
Really
of these
exciting,
teams
honestly.
could
I just
be
love how
out
flexible
within a wipe
we're getting
or
to
a
see
couple
all
kills.
of these players be struck their stuff. Now we have
All right,
Tall,
now
Dark,
it's a little bit
and
different.
Jaggers
Tall, Dark, and Handsome just got a
plugging
plug, so they
almost
got 4K.
identical times. And
Still
it's a
possible, though. I
split
mean,
final
even if they
pair
would've
of
wiped here, they
objectives
lose
here,
the
which is
box.
not good
Fucking
news
happened.
when it comes to Nightmare. They're going to really struggle
They
to
kinda
find
needed the plug
themselves in
there,
any
so.
hope of claiming a first or second place here. But of course, kill points are a thing in this as well. So playing for frags will be an option here towards the end.
Yeah, and that was a great cash out manipulation by Jab. They just brought that whole cash out station out into a very open area. It's going to be interesting to see if they can hold that. No, I take that back. It was actually the Jaggers
to go live
that were
at
able to
8.
manipulate that. Now there's a dome shield going down on top of them. They want to run in there. The dome shield and the mesh shield is blocking so much damage, getting into each other's faces now. The SA shotguns are hitting hard, trying to connect with anybody in there. Who is remaining? Just Varian after that. He's surviving on just a sliver. Finally going down.
Nice wipes. They're out.
And that should be a successful steal for Nightmare. They're going to put themselves back in this game, but they do still have to get across the map to make a big difference. No, in fact, that does put them in second place. We're going to see whether Tall, Dark, and Handsome can hold on.
You know, I can say a lot about Nightmare's performance
The
this
moment
game,
Nightmare, they're well
about
set
to
to
win
defend
it,
this.
so.
I don't think anyone's coming for them either. Wipe our Jaggers.
All that matters is the money at the
Just
end.
puts them at
Maybe they get a
27,
chance
they're
at B, maybe they
5K
get a
ahead
chance
of
at A.
Jab.
Time will tell. But they're just clearing the
That wipe
sidelines
was
now. I can't see
detrimental
this
for
going any other way than
Jaggers.
Nightmare. So we have a look at Tall, Dark, and Handsome. Can they hold on to this for the last few seconds? Here we go, an attempted steal coming out from Brendy. The kills are coming in for Jab, but Belize has done enough. He takes out Galemans. Brendy goes down as well, and that's a wipe against
Belize
Jab.
moved on.
No time
Damn.
left. Tall, Dark, and Handsome come out on top. A Nightmare against all the odds. Claw it back for a second place.
Yeah, Nightmare came back at the literal last minute. I did not think that there was a chance for them, but they were able to claw it back. And Tall, Dark, and Handsome with a commanding score at the end. I think nearly double the second place team. So, wow. What an impressive performance, kicking things off already in this series.
The fact that we're seeing Belize come in as a sub for Busy, essentially, on Tall, Dark, and Handsome, and put on that performance. Look, stepping up with Stooge, with Normalize, great kills across the board. Varian as well. I singled him out during this game, top fragging for his team, but unfortunately Slothy and Timor's not really picking up the slack. So the standings, as you see them, with kills pretty even across the board, are going to be the standings that we are seeing in general, with at the moment Tall, Dark, and Handsome, Tall, Dark, and on top.
Yeah, and just want to remind everybody as well, so we're hovering over the eliminations right now, and that's because every 3 eliminations equals 1 point. So even though we got first place, it doesn't always add up where you'll end up in first after it's all said and done. So just take a look at all of the scores, add them up, and we'll see hopefully a point total here in a minute. It might be after the whole 3 series of the cash-out matches, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, we'll do a proper kind of introduction to how the point scoring is working for this, because we didn't really mention it in the preamble, but there will be 10 points allocated to the victor,
I got second.
followed by 7 points for the second place, 5 for third, and 4 points for last
Yeah, I don't know
place.
if it's
So
over.
your points really do matter in this. If you think about it, it's only what 6
Watching
kills
some of these nightmare
would make
scrims,
up the
I haven't
difference
watched a
between
lot
a third
in the
place
last
finish
week,
and a
but
second
I
place
watched
finish. So,
them once
yeah,
the
it
roster
can be
was
really
announced,
rewarding,
and
and
they
that's
looked
what I
a little
love to see in this
shaky.
show match
I think
sort
they're
of
figuring
scenario
things
is
out
that
over
we've
there
got
still.
a really sort of
I mean,
crazy
Why do I
system
look
that
like
is
the
going to
battle pass?
incentivize high
They said your
fragging
hat's
teams.
backwards
But I
to
mean,
see
these players
your
were going to
video.
come out and go for the clips regardless. Like this is always going to guarantee to be
cooked.
a really entertaining day, Artie.
over for him.
Exactly. This is the time where players just get to show up and start to
Sorry,
show off.
chat's on my
It
right
is
side.
exactly that.
I want
Here we
to
go.
look
We
like
do
I'm
finally
looking at
have the
Fair enough.
first set of
It's
points
very hard
here.
to hear y'all, by the
Let's
way.
talk about it. Let's dive into it just a little
Hear
bit.
us?
5 kill points and 10 placement points
Really?
for TBH, and that's going to
Yes,
bring
the
us to
stream's
15
really loud.
points. Well in the
Oh,
lead
someone
there.
told me
4
it's
points
not
ahead
fine.
from Nightmare, 4 kill points and 7 for the placement. And then we've got Jaggers
hang
and
on.
Jab over there.
How's that? Is that better?
in the, third and fourth place, 9 and
Can you guys hear
very
Cody
tight
better
down the
now if
bottom.
he speaks up
And
at
I will
least?
say it's kind of a reflection of what we saw
Hello.
at, during that match. I think I was actually.
Can you
really
guys hear us
surprised
better? Like,
towards
is
the
this a better
midpoint
mix?
where,
I've had to redo all
after
this.
The first 4 cash outs,
much better? Okay.
The top 2 teams were the 2 teams that were running HML, Tall, Dark, and Handsome, and it was Jab. But then at the very end, of course, Nightmare very narrowly.
I hate to say it, but
clinching
the
that
AI
victory,
logo, I think
where we
team is
did
in
have
last.
One of the
Oh.
HHM teams start
Yep.
to get a win there.
I thought Nightmare broke
I
up.
think that I'm getting a
Uni
little
and
bit of a
Gremlin
read
are
that
now
we're gonna
with
kinda play
Envy,
cash out with
and
this new,
Nightmare is now
HHM setup
Laz,
there, especially in a
Grad, and
environment.
Lamp.
I
So this
think
is the
teams that
new
are running
Nightmare
HML,
roster.
they're
But yes,
able
the
to
team
rely on
did go
just
their
doing what they do
kind of
best. They've
separate
practiced
ways.
for so long, and
I'm sure it's
they just
probably
rely
contract
on
related.
their
I don't really
just
know though.
innate
What's up,
senses
Guncha
of
Man?
how
What's
to
up?
play
Also,
the
what's
game.
up, Clutter? How's it
But I
going,
think
guys? I'm
people
sorry
are
the stream
Ooh,
started
what's up,
late.
y'all?
because now
I
we're back
scheduled
to
YouTube
having
to go
that
live at
right
8,
range.
and it just
We're doing
didn't.
cash out manipulation on
So
the double
my bad.
dimensions, and so that
We're
cash
here
out
now
manipulation
though. So,
could work out really
but yes,
well.
that
But as
did
we saw
happen.
what happened there to,
Grim
to
and Uni
Jaggers,
are
at the
now
very end,
over at
unfortunately,
Envy as of
Nightmare, manipulated
yesterday.
that cash out just a little bit
And
better.
like I said,
No,
Lamp and
honestly,
Grad
I
have
just-
gone
I
over
love
to
cash out
Nightmare
manipulation.
with
You know, it goes
Laz,
all the way back
Lasagna.
when it was just
So
the
Lasagna
dropping
stayed with
cash out
Nightmare.
to now we have it where it's get it out in the
Normalized
open,
because now the
or I think
SSG
even
roster
that
is
they
broken up.
manipulated that
Looks
cash
to
out
be
even
playing with
further, where they
Stooge
got it
and Busy,
inside of the
which
little-
Belize is
what do
filling
you
in for
call that?
Busy
I don't know,
tonight, but they
little,
are on Tall, Dark, and
farm
Handsome is the
area,
name of their team, at least for
storage
this event.
area in the middle there.
So
And it
yeah,
worked
there's
out
a
in their
lot.
favor because it really draws
If you
the
guys
attention
are
and
just tuning
draws
in, by the
where you
way,
want the battle to be. And
we
it put it in
are
their
doing
favor.
Around the
I think
Arena
it
at
really
the
is
end
interesting.
of the watch party. So right now we're
Thing that
watching
makes the
the
finals the finals. You have
Breakout
this point, but it
show
can be
match
moved.
tonight.
And I don't know,
Once
it's
this
always
is
just exciting
done,
when you
we're
really
going to take
see
the
a top
quickest
level team
break
run
just to
it.
kind of reset. And then we're filming
and
Around the
we're
Arena
gonna
live,
be
which is our
mixing
finals
things up a little bit
podcast.
for
And we're
this
going to be
next
talking
game,
about
just
Rostermania
keep
and like
things fresh. So I will
everything
be
that
sending
we
Arnie
know.
Rio to cast this one, when we
Which
get
is
there.
mostly
It's gonna
public
be
info
on
at this point, but
System
you have to dig for
Horizon,
it. So
a real
if
change
you're
of
just like you're asking in
feel,
chat,
and,
if
feel
you
real
want to
change of
know about all
territory,
these new
for
rosters,
this
where
next game.
people are
Cash out
going,
manipulation
the
from here
unknowns,
always
because
feels
there's
like
a lot of people we
probably
don't know what's
some of
going
the
on with
most
them.
important,
That's going to be talked
and
about right
you can
after this.
really,
So
really
definitely
sort of
hang out.
start
It's going to be a
see
long
that when it
evening,
comes to these
but
Witch
lots of competitive
and,
finals.
you know,
Welcome back.
what are they
Welcome in
gonna
the
bring to the table,
2026
and
season as well.
Is there a
So.
team that you think will this will really suit, given that, you know, we've got half the lobby playing HML, half the lobby playing HHM? Who do you think is going to sort of come out on top?
How's
here on
everybody
six?
liking season 9, by the
think
way?
that if
It's
they
been a
are
minute
sticking
since we've
to
done the
what they
watch
were
party.
just
It's actually been a
running
while
before,
since we've been
honestly,
live
I
on
think
YouTube.
it could be
We've been
Nightmare.
streaming a
I
lot
think
more
that
on
the
Twitch,
HHM is a bit stronger on
just
this
individual
map
like
compared to
gameplay
most,
stuff. I stream
but
5 days a
if
week now.
TDH
So
do
if you're not
change
following me
up
there, head over
to,
TFC_Sam on Twitch.
I had
And
to-
drop Cody a follow,
I had
TFC
to
_Cody on
process
Twitch.
TDH for a second, yeah. Tall, Dark, and Handsome.
yeah, I
We've
hope
got
you guys are
so
enjoying
many,
season
like,
9, the meta is
going on. We talk
very
about
interesting
HHM,
right now.
we talk
so.
about NTMR sometimes.
Did you guys see the video by Calms In? I saw the title and I did not watch it.
A T
in
and
all
a D
honesty.
class
You know,
to this
you got
game,
you got
But,
JB running HML.
yeah, I did see the
we got
title. I've
NTMR
not
running
watched
HHM. Everybody's on board. Everybody knows where we're going. Come on. All right. No, but yeah, you're right. It is a lot of.
I just had a busy day. I saw it. I was scrolling YouTube earlier just because we released a new video, but I have not seen it.
but an initialism.
It was definitely a
Initialism,
video.
Where you just
Gotcha.
say the letters.
Fun fact. Jab.
We love
is an
doing posting.
acronym,
We
right?
love doing
Because they've
posting. Hello,
taken the
Young.
first
Welcome in.
letters of
Guys,
each of
we
their
are
names.
multi-chat
It's,
as well. So
Jaden,
YouTube, if you're hearing me
Arco,
talk to
and
people,
Brandy.
we are live on 3 different channels on Twitch.
I did not.
I
expect
don't
to
have the
learn
chat
something
overlay up on
the
stream. I'm sorry.
Finals
I'll see if I
Master
can pull it up here in
Series.
just a second. So
From Breakout.
Nobody's
Master
confused
Series.
anymore.
Exactly. This is where you
But yeah.
come to get your post-graduating.
I disagree with every single thing you said, pretty much. I have not watched it, but I don't really try to watch much Doomer content
right now.
for
So
the finals.
it's the Masters series. It's soon.
say you won't
Sometimes I feel like
We're just
I'm not
yapping
saying
at
this is the case, but sometimes I feel like that content is
There's
easily
definitely some way to work
click
uni
farmable.
into this as well.
and I
Yes,
feel like that's
we
why it
have
gets
to.
made
Yeah.
by some
We've done that
creators.
before.
That's all I'll say.
Well, we
You
can
just recycle the
normalize
same
these
jokes
jokes
now.
later. We can normalize all these jokes.
I haven't watched it either,
later,
but
you
people
know?
constantly doing the
I
dying
don't
game
want
thing is cringe.
to,
And yeah,
you know,
same. I agree.
strays too far away from what we're actually
Oh.
talking about here. I mean, these.
I don't really know why you'd want to promote that the
Roddy,
game is
you're on
dying if you're a
fire.
content creator. It's also my other take on
That
it,
was
but-
awful. Anyway,
Don't
I'm going to
stray
send
from-
you guys off. No. We stop now. I'm going to send you guys to Sis Horizon. You can talk this out amongst yourselves.
Space station. Oh wait, no, not.
All right, looks like we're going in.
Artie, we're back.
on Sis Horizon. Rio, it's so good to hear your voice here on the cast.
Absolutely, my friend.
We
go
need more
way
weapons
back.
or gadgets.
And you know
That
what,
I can
Sis
agree
Horizon is
with.
definitely one of
I
those
can get
first
behind that.
maps that we casted a
I will
ton
say,
back in the day. but it looks like
Fogway has
Varian
lost its
feeling a
luster
little
on me
aggressive,
very
diving
quick because it is
directly in their
overpopulated
RPG
in the
hand.
map
Did
pool.
not decide to shoot it off just
So
yet. The
I feel
explosions
like
are
there's not a
already
lot
popping
new in the
up.
season because of that, but that is because I played the map a billion times at this point.
It is a nice Battle Gears jab on the
Breakpoint
HML.
or
They're gonna be
Point Break's
eating
cool
a
though.
little bit
Been a lot of fun.
too many RPGs for their liking. Now, of course, it is still going to be the same team sticking on HHM as we're sticking on HML. But for Team Jab, at the very least, Jalen managed to get one before getting traded out away. And Jab now just down to Brendy. He might not have the full reset potential, even though he has the defense
Ooh,
available.
man,
Two heavy
that's unfortunate,
pushing right
Brendy.
into his face.
Yep.
And that's the entirety of
Kinda
Team
got caught.
Jaggers staying up for this team fight.
I mean, he was last alive right on
and
Jab
it's
anyway, so it's
interesting
kind
to
of
note
done for.
how long these team fights have gotten. You know, we
Yeah.
see a lot of just kind of little tiny lulls that happen in these fights. They decide to go for a res or pull off just a little bit and regroup instead of just diving or aping on the point, just kind of going for it. It's interesting, almost a little bit of a respect happening between these players when they go for the setup. And I'm just not entirely used to these long fights just yet, but that's kind of what we're seeing with all of this change. But with that said, both cash outs have now been plugged. Nightmare controlling one and the Jaggers controlling the other on the other side. Looks like Police and the rest of TDH are starting their approach and finding their
All right, chat should be there now.
Yeah, I mean, like
I
I,
don't know.
said,
Hopefully.
HHM has a little bit more teeth on this map compared to most, and we are seeing that reflected
Okay,
in
there
the
we go.
teams that started this cash out. But as soon as I say that, Team
Hello
Jab,
World, thank
they
you.
have just
That's
found
my
the
developer
difference
right
maker,
there.
Especially with Brendy on
Sending
that
hello
CBO1,
world to test.
able to take out everybody on Jaggers. That's going to flip the campus point out in their favor. We're going to jump back over to the workspace and see what Solidar can handle.
Love to see the meta switch up as HHM pushing to be meta this season. So far, it's looking that way, potentially. We did have HML take map 1 here, but they are, it's definitely putting in work at least.
That have flipped both
It's pretty up
points.
for debate at the
that
moment.
looked really smooth as well. They barely struggled as
I think
they
it's
started that
the
approach,
problem
getting
is
in
I
there and
think
then getting the flip. They
heavy
lost one
medium is going to be
person in that
incredibly
entire battle.
dominant
Might
in
say a
final
lot
round.
that HML is
I think
still
cash
pretty
out is one
viable,
of those
but
game modes
moving our
where you can
attention
get away
towards
with a lot
Jab
more.
controlling cash out A. We're about halfway
so you're gonna
done, and the
see
rest of the Jaggers
light, medium,
are starting
heavy
their approach.
pull it through.
Some great aim coming out from Slothy trying to connect.
But
Just
at the
deal
moment,
some
heavy,
damage to
medium
that
is
mesh
better.
shield. Maybe bring it down almost
he broke it
immediately.
down
Brendy
into
now
the basics.
forcing
So
himself
I think
off the
if we
point.
see some final round, you'll see a
Go
lot
for it.
more heavy.
Down
heavy
to
medium.
bounce pad.
It's really
Yeah,
hard
it's
to play
an
against
interesting
in the
setup.
final
Let's see
round.
if it works for him.
Yeah,
Especially if you have control of the
all
box
that early
early.
damage, and right now, Jab is able to sustain
tough.
through a little bit. They do have the additional heals.
I think it's
via
time for
the
me to
H+
go on my
user.
anti-villain
He is
arc
going
and
to
make
allow
it
them
stop
to
saying the
save
game is
the face
dying.
here.
It's
As
cringe
soon as Arco
video.
gets removed and that
Just
extra
upload
healing
how
is
much
taken out,
fun we had
Jaggers
using
now have full
randomized
control to just come
weapons
in
and
push
achievement
onto
hunting,
the
Young,
point
and then
as fast as
everybody will
possible. They are gonna
understand
be
that the
able to
game
get
is
the
not
flip there,
dying.
Even though Arco, he's
It was
Yeah.
so much
up
fun.
to the grave. You have Brendy up on top, fighting up against T-Mills.
I mean, I did genuinely have a great time.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah, we had so much fun, and you can tell by the way we were talking.
Their point back. On the other side of things here, Nightmare, they're coming back for their point with a vengeance. They're going to hold on to it. They did not hold on to the steal, though. So even though they get the wipe on Solidar and Handsome, the point does go in favor of TDH.
Well, okay, so while we have a second here, Artie, is a HML better for offense and HHM better for
They'll give you
defense? Is that what we're
$500
seeing
to make
here?
that video.
Or am I just kind of totally off point?
I mean, it's
Sorry
it's not
to
a
beat a
bad
dead
thought,
horse,
but
but
the
holy
thing is, it is so
schmoly.
much more complicated
You good,
than that
Pookie.
because
Speak your
it
truth,
depends on
King.
the approach, depends on the point, it depends on whether or not it's an HHM team that's pushing into another HHM team. There's so many variables to it, and that's what is making this meta super interesting to watch. Is it's not just everybody running the exact same loadout running into each other. There is actual differences in what these loadouts are able to bring into each individual fight, depending on where they are on the map and depending on all the circumstances around them. I mean, that's cash out, you know?
Absolutely. I'd love to see this evolution. The teams really aren't engaging each other just yet. They're kind of holding their distance, but that might all change now as Valise starts his approach. They're about to intersect directly with the Jaggers, but we're going to turn our attention towards Arco. He's setting up right now. They're getting very close to cash out D. The flip is being attempted. They are just holding on. It does drop down, but Arco trying to connect those shots, climbing on top of the cube, switching now towards normalized perspective, getting some shots off with that repeater, trying to stay on it. He needs one more.
Oh
Can
my
he
gosh,
connect?
Noah.
No, he has to dive out of there, surviving on just 28 HP.
I can't believe
I
he
guess
kept
today-
shouting that.
I guess even the pros have bad times with the repeater.
Yeah, where they just be going through. I mean, they looked like they were on, I ain't gonna lie.
Win their fight. We're going to jump now over to Jab versus NTMR, and even though Brendy's already out of commission here, it was a
with you
trade.
being so
Sonya had to burn those
dog.
defibs back up now in order to revive one of the heavies, but we're going to see a Nightmare have enough space to get this flip here, but Jab, they are doing what they can to play as much time as possible. The entire team having them reset
Lamp
now.
on
Jab
M60 is
trying
interesting.
to
I've
make
seen
this as
Lewis gun and
difficult
I've seen
as possible for Nightmare to
M60.
hold on to, giving them just enough space to think that they're safe before collapsing in on it. But what is this?
We are getting 2
Jaggers
final rounds,
on the way
apparently.
back to their
We are?
cash out
Okay,
there with
W.
all our hands
Yeah,
up.
3 rounds of cash out, 2 final rounds.
Jump back and
Okay,
stick on this fight
perfect.
a bit tilt over, which looks like it might as well be.
Ooh, okay, Brandy.
Okay.
Double on the lamp
My
and
bad,
Grad, and he picks up the res here.
Bro, Knight
It's
might
just
not be
Lasagna
protecting the
remaining for
frontier no
NTMR.
more, but he's
Is
still
Jab
laying
gonna
it
be able to
down
do this?
with the
Lasagna
big
takes out
iron.
the medium.
Oh,
He takes
and
out
then
Dave
last
as well.
did last
It's
things.
a 1v1
Yeah.
right now. This is insane to watch, but there's so much action. We saw
Finals
another
hope
cash
core.
out happening on the map. Rio.
That's cash out, baby. 2 teams going at it all the time. They're now taking some shots off. Normalize is hitting hard with that repeater. You were completely right. That is one of the best things that a medium can be pulling out right now. Moving over towards Varian's perspective, bringing his healing emitter around with him. Little Chuck ball ready to throw down at his moment's notice, but here is the flip being attempted, ready to dive on it, getting some good shots off at him from above. They need to find an opening as well and just try and stall it for a little bit longer, Artie.
A little bit longer.
Good RPG.
It's going to be a little bit for Jaggers, especially now that they're
Doesn't have a lot of support from his team, though. They
The
dropped.
RPG looked on, but I don't know if healing came in, but I didn't see a lot of health.
Nah,
bars actually move.
it was on.
And by
It's
the way,
just
we got
they
the
kind of
Lewis
split
gun in
up
play, we have
immediately.
the
I think they had an
MC
emitter
play,
down.
16 in
Okay.
play. We have
So I was gonna
so
say, I
many
didn't
different
see a lot of
weapons
health bar
playing
movement.
right now, but on the medium, it's all about that CBO1 repeater. We're going to be seeing Lasagna just chunking out the rest of Jaggers, getting that team wipe. Now it's going to
shots.
allow Nightmare to actually come in.
Maybe I need to go back on the 93 hour, I guess. I don't know.
Ropes going to be taken out and protecting their point there from NTMR. Lamp and Grad, they're going to try to finish him out. Stooge, 70 HP, going to be able to escape
I like the Arn,
with
though.
his
The Arn's
life
fun.
and with the
Arn is
cash
fun.
out. It's TDH and NTMR.
I've been playing
up
so
on
much
top.
Light and just
Jab
quick play
gets
because
that
of Arn.
plug. Rio,
That's the only
it's not
reason
over
why.
Yeah,
yet.
it's
And
a
these
fun
fights
gun.
just
Yeah.
continue to
It's
be
satisfying when you track somebody out of the air with it.
Absolutely.
I
They're
wish the
at each
reload
other's
was a
throats.
teensy
They
bit
want to show
faster
that
on the-
they are the top
the slower
team,
one.
at least for
is pretty slow.
today. But Stu J is just getting kill after
up,
kill.
Kai?
Gonna go for a long res
Yo,
there from
Kai,
Elise.
what's up?
All Dark and Handsome will have their entire
Who gets the
lineup
three-piece?
ready. What is he doing? My gosh. But we are just bouncing back and forth right now, getting connected up with his teammates. The Jaggers are ready for the next bit of action as things slow down just a little bit as they make their way now towards cash out A. Ready to go.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Jab going to be defending this, and it looks like it's just going to be a pure one-on-one team fight action. A little HHM versus HML on campus. You'll love to see it. It's like we started our match with this. But Jaggers, they're going to be approaching the point, and that's what you want to do on the double heavy, is you want to push the point with double dome.
Not a lot of
and
time
the
on this
shield.
box.
You can take
30
so much
seconds.
space
Oh, they
with
need to
this.
interrupt it, though. Are they going to get
This is
it?
going to be everything for
Wait,
Jab to get that opening. But
yeah, they got
also
it.
takes
Oh, wait, no.
COV
Yeah, they did.
and
Okay.
has to back off. Trendy going to take the brunt of the damage as well as he falls out.
Man,
Jalen
no
Man
way.
gets pushed and
It's just
aggressive.
Argo
He's
now?
off now. It's just up to
Jaggers in a
Argo.
good position here. Varian just
But
went
that
down
cash
though.
out has flipped in
Slothy
favor of
three-quarter, but didn't
Jaggers.
heal.
Here we are with, well, we've got Tall, Dark, and Handsome taking some pot shots at Jaggers as well. Varian comes back up, but
I
this
think
is a little
whatever
bit more
org
for
Jaggers
now
gets
because they have
signed
worry
to, that's
about
who I pull
Jab
for this year.
and NTMR approaching
Fair.
the
I'm
cash out.
always down to pull
And
for
Tall,
Slothy.
Dark,
I
and
love my
Handsome.
boy Slothy.
Everybody's making their way
Shots.
over to cash out A right now. Tall, Dark, and
So much
Handsome.
shields
They get
in this
pushed back.
meta.
They wipe.
Oh,
They
my
will
lord.
lose here. So they need to make sure they do not wipe, Rio.
I feel like I'm watching
Absolutely,
OG
The
Overwatch.
Jaggers still holding control of it. If they end up with this cash out, it will propel them towards the top. But they just need to stay alive for
That is a
15
tough
seconds
run.
as Jab
That
starts to
is-
make their way
that's
over
rough.
there.
That's
The
a rough
cash out
lobby.
has
They
fallen
hold it.
down. They need to
Wait,
steal
hold
it
on.
right now. They need to stick it.
Seven
It looks like they
seconds.
pulled off of
Start?
it, and it doesn't
that's
seem
no-
like it's
no
going to
time.
flip to anybody.
All right, let's go
but the
Jaggers.
Jaggers hold on towards the very end. It's the Jaggers,
Let's
tall,
go.
dark, and handsome.
Is Breakout doing any more events this year? I believe they're doing a whole league.
all
I
of
think
that
PFL, isn't that what it's called, is coming?
Wow. I mean,
Pretty sure that's what it's
that
called.
was the
So,
most
yeah.
chaotic match yet.
Yes, so Breakout
we only have two
is
to go
back.
off of, but
This is
what
their
an
show
insane
match,
amount of
and then I don't know when the
third-party,
league
an
starts. I have no more
insane
info beyond that
amount of
at this
just
time.
HHM domination. But all the way at the very end there, things got flipped on their heads. But seeing all four teams approach each other on campus with a bunch of heavies and a bunch of CPO ones, this is the finals. You'll love to see it. And look at these kills. I mean, Stooge racking them up, but 9 kills being the top, and that's both Lamp and Lasagna. Nightmare taking so many kill points here, Rio.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, 2 people with 9 kills. That's a super.
Tall, Dark, and
impressive
Handsome were
to see
frying.
in a match like
Never
that.
mind,
They did
Nightmare
end
was
up in
frying.
third.
Holy
But
cow.
This is where it gets interesting because the kill points will
An insane
definitely
amount
help
of
them out,
kills.
especially because they got in second, I believe, in the last match. Maybe it was first, but it's still going to help them get up towards the top. So it's kind of anybody's game. We get one more.
I'm assuming it's
cash-out
after
match next to
PHL,
determine who will go
probably,
into the
because there's
3v3s.
PHL and
I don't
Heist
know if
games
we
going
have a
on
set winner
at the
just
same
yet.
time. Granted, Heist games
I
is
don't
once a
think
month.
So just yet,
I don't really know.
But at the very least, this next game of Cash Out is going to be the most important to retain first place.
Light haters
And
rejoice. I
as we
mean,
can see, it really does matter.
Studio
where
is
that
frying
last
on Light.
cash out goes.
Arco
And
had a lot of
preventing
assists.
The 6th Cash Out station from getting plugged was huge. I mean, let's take a look at this one-shot replay here. As, well, we could see Nightmare going absolutely hog wild off rip. But Tall, Dark, and Handsome working their way up, trying to figure out exactly how to get back into the battle. And get back into the battle, they did.
Yeah, they did, and they are just hitting so hard today, and with a sub. I mean, Belize was not supposed to be here, but that really says a lot about how all of these players have played together for a long time, how they can adapt and just kind of
Wait, was
work
Slothy on
together,
Lewis?
even if they have a sub mixed
Yes.
in there. So it's really impressive. We have seen some amazing
I'm telling
shots,
you, I've seen
amazing
Lewis and
gameplay,
M60
you know, a lot
in
of repeated
scrims
gameplay
and
like we're
today.
seeing right here.
Lamp was on
What are we doing?
M60.
Kind of the
What are we doing?
unfortunate side of what the medium is
I don't
turning
know.
into.
I mean,
I mean, for long range, I guess. I don't really know why people aren't running BFR though. I guess
Mediums
just all the
are really
shields.
coming out in full force today. That was
I guess some
crazy
shields
You notice
just kinda
their,
nullify it
have our
entirely.
points tallies.
Do you notice
to
their,
display in just a minute? But just to give you an idea, Tall,
There's
Dark, and
their
Handsome,
what's it called?
They're doing really well today. That's
Why
the
can't I think
headline
what
for
this is?
so
Their
far.
ticker
It's not
has
what
like
to do,
stuff from
you
like
said.
2024.
I mean, with
Oh,
that
yeah.
sub, I'm amazed. I mean, you said it before we started on.
Yo,
Belize was
also
looking pretty
W
hot
Cret
in
reaching
his sort of
7
warming up today and
streams
all the
streak
scrimming, and
over
yeah,
on
it's
TFC
making a
Sam.
difference.
Let's go,
That
gamer.
one mesh heavy
Let's go.
on the HML side
W.
is really proving his worth.
Love that out of you.
I mean, hey, if there's going to be any composition where you have one heavy, one medium, and one light, having Belize
All
as
right, I
your
might
heavy,
run to the
having
restroom real
Normalize
quick
as
while we
your
wait for the
medium,
next map, if
having
that's cool with
Stooge
you.
as your light,
Yeah,
yes,
go for
was
it.
going to
All
be a stacked
Jet,
roster
I'll be back.
regardless, right? I mean, this is just what the finals is all about, though. And I mean, granted that they were practicing with HHM, and they realized, hey, we're probably not going to need it if we're swapping in a sub. Just have Belize play the way that he's used to, and especially with Mesh Shield now being back in, they're able to get a little bit more survivability. They're able to get these approaches without taking that chip damage. I mean, the CBO1, you take one hit on the way in with that's it, right? Your approach has to now reset, back off, get healed. You have a giant Mesh Shield in front of you, makes it a little bit harder to land those CBO1 repeater shots.
Yeah, definitely an interesting spot to be in. And, you know, the mix between running mix them together, winch and mesh, you know, but if you have the option to run both, if you've got, wesh, it's a new thing. You throw a mesh as you're winching them. I don't know, I can't complete that thought.
That's the Season 10 leak. Don't.
Take your notes. But it is just so interesting to
That's
see
so funny you
and
said
watch
Wesh.
how things develop. And, you know, having those few
Genuinely
seconds
so happy to be a
up
part of
the
this
Mesh Shield
community.
can really secure your team.
It's crazy
So you're
to
still able
see
make
how
some
much of
progress
PHL
towards
and you
your
guys have
point,
done.
And you're not stuck around a corner and just hiding. So
Dude,
it's an interesting evolution.
let's
of
hope,
the meta that we've seen in
let's
10.
hope,
It really feels like everything in the
let's
last,
hope we get to
I don't know, 2
cast
months has
that.
kind of turned on its
That's
head.
our goal. We're trying to cast
mean,
the
we're
Grand
talking
Major
about one
26. That is the goal.
We're talking about one
So-
HML team that's been doing really well in Tall Dark and Handsome, obviously.
This is for
We-
match 2. This is the leaderboard for match 2 here.
Yes, this is the leaderboard for match 2. Of course, you can see Nightmare jumping up with 8 kill points, right? Like, that's jumped them up into 13 points ahead of Tall Dark and Handsome. That's why it took a moment for me to comprehend. Obviously, Tall Dark and Handsome coming second in the lobby, but with Nightmare fragging out of their minds. That's what I was saying earlier. This is a very rewarding format in which to be going for kills. So, yeah, Nightmare making a big difference. But we were talking a lot about Tall Dark and Handsome, how well they've been doing with that HML loadout. Jab having the opposite fortune, it seems. You know, with Brendy, Jalen, and Dylan Arco, maybe it's just taking a little bit longer to sort of mesh. We are also only going off of 2 games here, but yeah, they're not having the best of luck. Now,
I think we're doing good. Like, Jenny and I have been thinking about it, and like, we're already 15 days into January, and I have casted
whatever it is,
a ton of events. I mean, I've casted 3 Ape Squad events, 1 Big Bad Beaver event,
those gadgets. And Team Jaggers, they are,
and then I'm literally casting two events this weekend. So I feel like if I keep this pace, I mean,
and that's like light.
That's crazy, right?
This is like Chuck on his good days. He's not out here trying to destroy the servers, so he's helping out quite a bit.
I think we'll definitely see a different format in the future.
Honestly, as long as they're starting every
major.
engagement with that double RPG.
But I don't think it'll be
starting every
that different from the original format. It's going to be very similar.
Their eyes and
Yeah,
it's going to highlight cash out
and I do
a lot.
like how you pointed out.
But if you ask me personally, I actually think the Grand Major format was almost.
You have to kind of
It was a lot better than I thought.
Where you want to place him
On
because he's
paper.
completely
Like,
helpless.
when I was
But
looking at it on
if
paper,
you
I
put him in the
thought it
right
was
spot,
going to have a lot of
completely
problems, and it
helpful.
actually ended up being an
So
incredible
it's
event to
interesting
watch.
see, and just kind of the meta
Just
that
a
I
few
was not
issues of, like,
expecting,
you know,
things that we never saw that being pulled out before.
Yeah,
today
there was a
that I
little
can
bit
think
of issues,
And
but it
I've
wasn't
also
as
seen people
it wasn't that
running
far
APS,
from.
So running that combination of emitter
You guys think you might go
and
full
APS,
time?
it's just
Never. We will never
I
go
don't
full
know.
time.
I feel like I have honestly been transported back in time. Like everything feels new.
We don't
That's a really good point because one
make
thing I noticed
enough
I haven't
money.
Seen, I didn't see any of the mediums running double movement.
let
I
alone
think that they're
any money
movement specifically
to
for the
supplement
round 3v3
not just one income, but
so
2.
That is one of the things we talked about. this
But also,
final.
like,
I
that
haven't
would
seen
never
it
be
just
my
yet,
goal. I
and,
think
this is
that's.
actually a really good look into what the meta is.
I
actually
have met a lot of
evolving
people that do
to
this
for
full
these
time, and
teams in cash out
I
specifically.
don't.
That's certainly something to do
like
with as
what I've
well.
heard.
In cash out,
I think
you
it
do
seems like
get
a very
these forms where you end
stressful-
up maybe like 80 meters
stressful
from
job.
a relevant objective
It
that you can go to.
requires
You don't need
you to be
that
locked
extra
in,
movement to
like,
close the distance
200% of the time.
necessarily when you know if you're losing that gateway. So just sticking with having a bit of a brute force comp and strategy to go into those pushes with.
Imagine,
makes a lot of sense,
like,
when we get to those
I already
3v3s,
feel
I wanna talk
terrible
about
when a
that
video
because they
does
will
bad.
be around the
Imagine if
corner.
I
We
had
need to
now
talk
had
about
money
what's
on the
happening
line
today.
because of that.
You're
You know what I mean?
going to likely see
Like,
those
that's-
ziplines come out in the HHM.
That would
box.
kill
Now,
it for me.
I've mentioned
I
what's
think.
happening today, right? We are about halfway through the proceedings today, or maybe almost halfway through. We've had 2 cash out games. So we're about to have.
So I like this just kind
final
of being a
cash
hobby,
out
a cool
game.
hobby.
And then the top 2 overall will face
But I respect
each other
anyone that does it
in
full time.
a
It takes a
head-to-head, and then
it
the
genuinely
bottom 2
takes a
overall
really-
will face each other in a head-to-head. Well, the
like,
other way
it takes
round.
a
We'll do the
very
third,
strong
fourth match
person
first, and then
because
the first, second match.
the grind is crazy.
You know, as a kind of final. But Rio, we're going to say goodbye to you because now me and
It is.
are going to hop on the mic here for this final.
You're doing
match.
like
And it's gonna be
18-hour
Las
days, dude.
Vegas
It's
Stadium,
crazy.
baby.
Oh my goodness, it's Las Vegas Stadium, and it's Jerry and Artie. Oh my gosh, I used to pray for times like this.
Giardi, as no one says. We need to work on. We actually haven't worked out what our like duo name is yet, have we? Either way,
Well, I know
let's
there
work
really
out what
wants to be
Jabba doing.
Harry, Jerry, and Bald Artie, but we're not doing that. What we are doing, though, is watching Tall, Dark, and Handsome start this engagement up against Jaggers, who have swapped to HML. Jaggers, who actually had a lot of success with HHM, have swapped it up here to keep everybody on their toes. We have Varian on
Who got
the L.
bored. And now he's dead, and he's taken that L. Oh wait, no, that was Varian that just took the L. Wow.
Yeah.
Poetic.
But it's fun. I have a great time doing
Now we're
this.
tuning with T-Mills, who is left up picking up the pieces here, has to res up Slothy, but in the meantime we can see Stooge and the rest of his team, Tall, Dark, and Handsome, moving their way over to cash out B, the reward for such a strong opening.
A very strong opening indeed, and for Nightmare, it's a little bit of a difficult place to be in, with Grad somehow surviving with his Wesh. He is just sitting in the elevator right now, waiting for that door to open. Oh, he has trigger discipline. He's actually going to be able to completely circumvent Jab.
He chose the wrong floor. He wanted to go to the bottom floor. Oh man, that always. I mean, that's quite relatable, isn't it? That happens to me all the time.
I do that in real life when I'm at an elevator. But we also have Jaggers fighting with Tall, Dark, and Handsome now. And currently, Tall, Dark, and Handsome has pulled way off the big point of a Variant with that M11 and chugging out Normalize. He's going to go down. Going to remove the defibs from PDH.
Danger at cash out A. Danger at cash
Has his
out A.
revenge. Oh, wait, I guess his revenge taken against him by Varian there. So now Jaggers can make their move towards Objective B. And they know that they're a man up here. Belize, though, he's lurking. He's crawling. He's waiting for his opportunity as the goo barrel wants to close that gap. He has the RPG ready. Takes a chunk out of T-Mills, but he doesn't finish him off. It forces him off the skill, however, and he can finish off the light.
Damn.
Down goes one. Stooge picks up the pieces, but Belize is taken out. It's now 1 versus 1.
Curious how this team looks with Busy.
No, it's a full reset.
They are really. Oh, they made
I mean,
the full reset.
Tall, Dark,
Slothy,
and Handsome
he's
are
toast.
playing crazy and they have a
that
sub.
is fantastic defense coming out from Tall, Dark, and Handsome, all off the back of Belize's
like a
stellar
pause.
play. And we've got a bit of a pause coming
Lamp,
out.
maybe?
Oh, wow. I'm dizzy. Oh, my goodness. Well, you know, we couldn't get busy here, so instead we got dizzy. Anyway, now we're going to jump to Nightmare. As Nightmare and Jab are fighting up the top of the Alphuz Casino Resort.
How do you know when to talk and not when to talk? Sometimes you don't.
It's going to be Jalen.
It really depends on building a kind of like a tug of war with your co-caster and kind of finding a rhythm with each other. Sometimes you don't, though.
1, 2, 3 jab from
I've
there.
already had experiences
Jab.
where I feel like it gets very
Take down
tough
Nightmare, and now we've got
to find a
Jaggers
rhythm.
closing the distance here on Cash Out 8. They might want an opportunity at stealing that. Belize just tracking
It's
their
tough.
movement there. We're gonna
It's
see if
like I
Jaggers
said, it's
do
really
manage to
finding a
pull something.
rhythm,
4,
kind of
3
like
versus 3, and only about
listening
15 seconds left on this Cash Out, Artie. They managed to get rid of the C4.
your
but I don't think
co-caster
they have the
and
time to
kind
go
of
for the push, so
having
just
like a flow.
abandoning
Like
ship
I said,
already,
at some point you
looking
get
to push
into
the next vault.
Absolutely.
you can get into a flow state essentially where you guys are just vibing. If you have a really good repertoire with someone, like for example, like when I cast with Sam or when I've cast with Beaver, it's easy. We're not even thinking about it. It's just we immediately know when to hop in.
Cost a lot these days, and so they're gonna try and reclaim that out of Jagger's current paycheck. But Jaggers, they do escape the alpha active build.
But it's also like using
Spawn
volume
very
and
close to
certain
Team Jab.
words to like kind of cue
They're going
someone
to
in.
take advantage
Like, if
of
I
that
know they're
opportunity
going
the
for-
tap. We see the moment of
like,
Vault 3.
If I know they're going
Heavily
for a play or
contested
something,
between Tall, Dark,
right?
and Handsome and Nightmare.
Like I'm gonna get loud and then I'm gonna kind of cue
Moment
them
is in
in
the hands of
and
Tall, Dark,
peek out.
Handsome, but they're throwing it afar.
Hello, I've
They
returned.
need to try and win this fight. Oh, a smart gateway there
Alright.
from Varian to nick it out their hands.
What have I
and they're
missed?
gonna
How's
move
this
all the
match
way
going?
over to the Megadome and get this started on D.
Good.
Let's see what's going to happen, though, as, well, even though Jaggers
Going
get
good.
that early start, it might not
I don't know, do you have an answer to that question,
What was the question?
What Kai said?
What was the question?
How do you know when to talk and not to talk when you cast?
As soon as they lose lose Grad.
So it's really two parts, right?
I'll preface by saying that I said that sometimes you don't, and it really depends on the flow that you build with the captain.
Yeah, I mean, in a perfect world, right? If you're doing it, I would say properly, quote unquote, it's two parts. The first part is the person talking, the person who's in the middle of the cast,
is going to tell,
and the way that they inflect their
full
voice
engage there from
and
Jaggers,
essentially
but
end a
entirely
phrase.
like
Making it sort of obvious without like saying it that like I'm done.
And now we can see Jab
and making sure that like if I'm talking right now and I go like, yeah, you know, I'm talking about this, and you know, like Cody wouldn't know to pick up on that versus like, yeah, I'm talking like this, and I end it, and then Cody knows to pick up there. So that's the first part of the person who's conversing. The second part is the person that needs to pick it up needs to understand those inflections and be actively listening so that they don't step in over somebody. Because if you like interrupt somebody or you jump in on their thought, like while they're talking, you can jumple them up, and then it makes the whole flow just weird. It's really just a mixture of talking and listening, and also providing, I feel like, space to something. You know, you don't want to blood comms the whole time and not, you know, take a breath or at least let the conversation sit for a second.
Door in his face. Going to be able to mantle up to the top just fast enough to get out. This gives TDH more than enough space to start this steal. Stooge has a nice pitch angle as Belize takes out Jalen. This could be a very successful steal for Color Dark and Handsome. The heals are coming through, and Jab can't do anything to stop
huge
it.
For Jaggers
it's
if this gets flipped.
Getting cash out C.
Absolutely.
On the other side of it, Team Jaggers walk
only
away
a second.
with
Actually, I didn't realize that Tall Dark and Handsome were that far ahead in money.
About 20 seconds ago by Jaggers.
Still a good
look
position
at that
there.
Sorry scoreline for Nightmare. Off the back of
I don't know what happened to
they are now
Nightmare,
languishing last hit.
I don't know either.
We see a trade go between Tall Dark and Handsome and Jaggers, and a lot of fighting going around C here, but
He's
it's not
going
going to
huge.
matter. That cash is in the hands of Tall Dark and Handsome. Some crazy shots coming
Sloppy
out.
cleaning that up. Nice.
Well, he's almost
2v2 Jaggers, Tall Dark and
from that.
Handsome. Reset coming out of Stooge for Belize.
Jaggers and TDH, and immediately got turned on.
So
Jaggers and Tall Dark and Handsome fighting each other.
Nightmare
and then Nightmare
really
came in,
needs
and
to
both
stop
Jaggers
either
and
of
Tall Dark
these
and Handsome
teams from
stopped
plugging.
shooting each other to kill Nightmare.
Otherwise, it's over for them.
Insane. We go with Jaggers, sloppy.
Nightmare's in a
If they plug, they have no money. Yeah, if any of those teams plug, they have zero chance of winning. It's over. So they need to get a plug here. If they don't get a plug, it's GG's.
Quite a bit on this match of cash out.
The question is what is...
Tall Dark and Handsome and Nightmare both want a
Well,
double
that's
in
kinda-
this situation to secure.
What is Tall Dark and Handsome going to do
secure
here?
themselves a high finishing position.
They're going to try to stop
It's
the
not World
box.
Tour, so you want
Because of Double
thirst,
Jeopardy, this
so
is
they
the
need
first
a
time
box.
We're seeing Double Jeopardy truly coming
So if you're Tall,
into
Dark,
play
and Handsome,
in
you
cash
can
out.
let your team reset, which Noah is out of points, by the way.
Team of cash out, you know that there's a chance that they're going to be the ones
So we got
that
the
are gonna
res
be able
on
to
him,
double it
Stooge
anyway.
did.
Let's see if that
Five
ends up
is in
happening
transit.
here.
And right
Yo,
now...
Miyamoto, what's up?
Yeah, I think if you're Tall, Dark, and Handsome, you
Jaggers.
just target one, and you can probably Jaggers if you're them, because you got more time on the timer. Yeah, and we see him on it. Belize is already going for flip. Look.
Telling us we're on the TV?
Oh, they put us on the big screen?
Get a few wipes to the name as well. That still is
We're good though.
successful.
We're good. It's been a good
And Tall Dark
time.
and
Finally get
Handsome
back into
and
the
Jab
swing of
both
things.
hold
Can you get
onto their
started?
boxes for
And
now.
with that
Tall
comes
Dark and
some
Handsome
watch
is
parties.
Excellent for them. This puts them right up at the top as long as they can hold this for the next minute and a half.
So yeah, we're doing good. And the new teams are crazy. Roster Mania is wild. And if you want to, maybe hear about that, we're going to be doing the pod after. So we're going to talk about all of that stuff.
There's a tiny chance that they take
Waltz in the chat
and
said
then they take B, but
in the
it's so far.
breakout chat,
Like,
said
this
my
is not
wife
gonna
asked me
happen.
if
This
dishes
is
were done. I
this
replied
is
Nightmare,
sad.
and she smiled because she knew
There's
they
a
were
bit of
washed.
trench warfare going on the top
That's
here.
crazy.
And it looks like Jab are just going to back away. They know that they have to protect their box. This is effectively kiting that we're
That's
seeing from
crazy.
them. Working
And
out
they
quite
pinned
well.
it. No.
Full strength. Only about 30 seconds left for them to hold.
Well, let's see. As far as cash out,
That's insane.
concerned, it looks like it is
Pinning that is
almost
crazy.
done, but for Team
I'm
Jab,
saying.
they're about to get approached here by NTMR, who are looking for some easy kills. See if they can't farm something.
I want to know why
this is
the Nightmare
gonna be
roster broke
overall
up.
scoreline means
I'm
they
genuinely curious.
Above Team Jaggers, but they need to get these
It
kills
doesn't
right
make
now,
much
and
sense to
Lamp,
me.
The Shack is hitting, but not enough.
Oh, the pad.
Healed through with the H+
Yeah, it's
diffuser
been a minute since
and
I've
the
seen
heal
pros
beam
use the
from
pad
Jab.
stall.
Right now, Nightmare, they're the ones that are going to be...
I mean, this is a good pad placement anyway. It's just for fighting
Goes
purposes.
down. Grad Lasagna, they're going to be able to find a little bit of success.
Oh, Dirk and Handsome have the opportunity to finish first here.
That's 3 more kills on the
Dude's
board
just
for
going
Nightmare.
huge. He just got T-Mills. Police just got Slothy.
Just Darian that's left up. That's going to be
10 seconds to seal.
getting the wipe here.
Police is
That
going
is
massive
it.
today.
We have
Actually, genuinely.
Correct.
Yeah.
Nightmare, unfortunately, though, Jerry.
And he's a sub for them.
Nice try, Mr.
Yeah, rather pedestrian ending.
Gotta
there.
go
No
shitter,
steals
I'll be
going
right back.
through for those
I-
final cash boxes. Tall Dark and Handsome and Jab just hold on to it. I think Tall Dark and Handsome stole it maybe with a minute and a half left. It was simple for them after that. They got the wipes.
What's up,
they
EK?
Yo, yeah, what's up, dude?
Surprised to see.
Sam,
the
I'll let you
kills
take
not
that over.
reflect
Yeah,
that
so
as well.
Breakout
You can see a really
is
stacked
this is a
top
show
of the
match for them, but
leaderboard here.
Breakout, to
Tall Dark
my
and Handsome,
knowledge, is
it really come
the
out
pro
swinging.
league
First,
of the
second,
finals
and
before
first in
PHL
lobby.
existed.
Across the
And
cash-out
so
games, they've
they
really done themselves proud here.
were around.
I mean,
there was like a whole
there's any
format
old
kind of
heads
thing.
in
They
chat
also
right
do
now.
other
Remember that we
games,
saw
like I think
Police
Halo and some other stuff.
competing in,
But essentially,
first
to what I
ever
understand,
Breakout
is
Master Series
they
with
felt
the
like there wasn't as much
signature
interest in the finals at the time, and they
Mesh
pulled
and
out.
SA-1216.
And then PHL
Did
obviously
not
became what it
compete
is
for
today.
quite a while.
And
Obviously
after the
missed
Grand
bus on
Major,
the major,
before
but
the
then,
Grand
of
Major,
course,
really,
now that
Breakout was kind of
Mesh and
saying like,
SA-1216
"Oh yeah,
are
scene's
back on the
back. Like we
menu,
want to get back in."
and
And
Breakout
now
is
they're
back.
here.
Police
So
is right here
this
on
is their
top.
show
8
match.
kills,
It's kind of like the
leading
first
this
look
lobby.
at like them being
That is
back.
the
We're looking at
Police
some of the
that we
new
know and
teams. This is the 4 that we're seeing today.
You're a believer,
And then
then
I
sound off in
believe
chat.
their
That
league
an
is
impressive
called
performance.
PF
Shout out to Jab, who managed to
PFL,
claim
something
second
like
place
that.
in the lobby here.
Something like that.
And I
yeah.
don't know when it starts up, but
pulling them off
it's
that
sometime this
repeated
year.
last place that they managed to
Probably
get in the last
post
2
PHL. I
games
know that they
over on Sys and
all
Bernal, but
Heist Games,
it might not make much
PHL,
of a
and
difference.
Breakout
Look
have
at how
all been
many
talking to
kills
each other to make
Sloppy
sure that they
Variant
don't
and the
overlap.
T-Mills managed to
So,
wrap up in that.
that's pretty much
probably
the gist,
makes
yeah.
up the difference.
But it was a
itself.
long time ago. To my understanding, it was like season 2, which
I
is
mean,
like well before
100%,
Cody and I
but
were
for
following
Nightmare,
Finals
they
Esports.
needed
So.
to get those kills
Yeah.
to try
It was back when
and
like
offset
you had to
points,
basically
but
Q snipe.
Unfortunately, they only got
Yeah.
one.
Also, what's up,
extra
Zian?
point
How's it
up
going?
From bottom place.
Yeah, that was probably the biggest thing that I noticed from that entire match is that nobody wanted to give Nightmare an inch, especially that moment that they came into that third party and they just got immediately deleted. Yeah, that's what it felt like.
I'm really looking forward to the reveal of the
Am I
overall
crazy to say
scoreboard,
I
because we
think
know
this is
Tall
the
Dark and Handsome
best
are
that
gonna be on
Belize
top,
has
but
looked in a
I'm
while?
at odds to try and do the live
Is that a hot
match
take?
and
Yeah,
who's
no,
joining
no,
them in
it-
that
they're
grand
playing like
final
crazy
today.
for
And then, of
being
course,
sub,
third and fourth
honestly.
place teams.
he's
yet to
kind
be
of been
decided as
cooking
well. So
today.
yeah,
I'm not
we
gonna
really
lie.
have to just wait and see. I'm not going to work it out.
He does have,
Oh yeah, but
I mean, some
one thing
top
that we
talent
can
around him
tell
as
from
well
this,
with Stu-J and
across
Noah,
these
so,
games,
I
of
mean,
course, these
maybe
were
that
just
helps
3
a
games of
lot.
cash out, and- oh, Jerry,
yeah.
there you go. Cheers.
Drinking on the job.
No, still though.
How
I mean,
dare he? No one else. Is
It's
doing
cola.
that.
It's fine.
But
Cola.
as I was saying though, I mean,
Yeah.
we
I mean, it looks really
have
good so
seen
far,
the
but,
very
like, Breakout
first
in
set
general
of cash
is
outs
pretty
here
crazy.
in the comp scene.
Yeah, I need to check
with
out some of their
HHM
other
being available. And it really does seem
like,
that
tournaments. I'm
HHM,
curious, like,
while
other
it
games
has
and
its
stuff.
teeth in final round 3v3
Yeah.
format.
The
Seems
guy
like they
that
do a
runs it's
lot
really
of
nice.
the-
Craze.
Still the way to go
He's a
in
good dude.
cash out. And I think
He's
that
been,
this is
yeah,
such
talking to
a
us on
really good
Twitter a bit and
precedent
stuff,
as far
so.
as when teams are going to be able to switch, when teams are going to be pulling different things out. It certainly seems that it might be the meta going into PHL and all the other official tournaments that are going to be happening later this year.
Okay, so cash
that
doesn't filter
we might
in
see teams
to
run
the
HML
points.
in cash
It's
out
just
before
kill
switching
participation
to
and
HHM. This is a
placements.
very cool
Yep.
thing for us to see here as we look at the final
Yeah.
points tally for match
Is that
3.
real? Wait.
Well, and
Oh,
not
it's
only
points.
that,
It's
but I
points.
think
It's points.
that's
Okay,
what
never mind.
I
I was like,
want.
no way.
I
Nightmare
want
only got
teams
1 kill,
to
but like
go
none of that
into
would have made
these
sense
two different
anyways.
modes, 2 different ways. It is
Yeah.
2 different.
Nightmare,
Um,
yeah, Nightmare's
they
struggling a little
similarly,
bit.
But I think
At
the end of
least
the
that
day,
map,
it
there it
shows
is.
Wait,
that
so this is the
your
last
team
this is
is
the last
in
cash out.
control.
We're moving to
You can
2
just
final
turn
rounds.
everything that
Oh,
you do
huge.
on a
Okay,
dime,
cool.
and
So
I
we're gonna
think
get
that going
to
from
C3s,
HHM
which
or
I'm excited
HML
for.
into HHM is a way that they can do that. But let's take a quick look at the breakdown of the points, because at the bottom there, we only got 1 kill.
surprised they're
point.
not
That is
doing
Nightmare, just bringing it out with just
3
5
final
points.
rounds, because
You
wouldn't
have
that be
Team
enough
Jaggers
for every
coming
team
in
to
with
play each
several
other?
kill points and a few placement points, but coming into the total of 9, tying themselves with Jab.
Yeah,
as well. Jab
technically.
didn't get a lot of kills, but they did.
But they're
get
only doing
placement
2.
points. And
I'm assuming
finally,
it's not a
at the end,
bracket
we had
system
Tall,
of
Dark,
some
and
kind,
Handsome, who
but it
it might be.
Stayed
If it's a
tall,
bracket,
No.
then 2 makes
throughout
sense,
all of these
right?
cash-out
Like,
matches,
you
ending
break
with
them
15
apart.
points. So
maybe
do
winners go top or
you
something like
guys
that, or
know?
first
I know
and
that we're
fourth
trying
play
to
each
do
other,
some
second and
quick
third play
math,
each other,
but,
and then
oh, there we go.
It
We
is.
don't have to do it.
Okay, here we
know.
go.
I
So-
do know off the top of my head without looking. No, but
Polar Handsome at
Tall Dark and Handsome being
41.
First place. I don't think anybody's
Team Jaggers
surprised
at
by that.
32.
Nightmare,
Nightmare at
though,
29.
Gapping jab. That's interesting.
Nightmare
That's
not
cool to
that
see.
far off of.
I don't know if it's
Jaggers.
cool to
And-
see. It's a little hard.
It's
Three
kill
points.
points.
Yeah.
It's kill points. 13 kill points
It
versus
is.
10 kill points.
But it doesn't
How
matter
many
because it
of
puts
these
them both in that
teams
lower match
or,
anyway.
how many of the
It's
top
Team
teams
Jags
are
that have made the
HML?
difference here. With consistent
Just tall, dark,
performances,
and
they're
handsome,
getting
right?
first and third.
No,
A lot of
Are
kills
those both
for
of
some
the
these
eight,
teams
are
are
those both the heavy
consistently
We
medium
saw
teams?
Jab,
these
I think, on
games
HML,
has
right?
made
And then
difference,
Jaggers also
in
was on
some regards. It really is a
HML.
place
That
above
map or the
Jab,
one before?
above
I saw Variant on
Nightmare.
Light with
And,
93R.
yeah, they're going to be joining Tall, Dark, and Handsome in the quote-unquote grand final today.
Dude,
Yeah,
why
yeah.
is Waltz like just
One thing to point
attack?
out as
Like
well, though,
Waltz is on the
I think
attack,
that a lot of
bro.
He's on
it does
attack
have to
helicopter
do with
mode?
The map.
Just calling it
Dude,
the
Lamp said
Apache.
Lamp said HH's buns and cash out with 3 HML teams, and Walt said, "What you know about buns?"
That's my goat right there. I love that man.
Oh my
I
lord,
love
this
that
guy's
man.
getting
Protect
in
that man
there.
at all costs.
Oh
my
He's
God.
getting in there today.
Like, that's my guy.
Or HML and cash out. This is just
Wait, I just saw
first
Kai's comment.
inklings of
No,
how
shower, not shitter. Oh,
incredibly
well, I mean,
exciting
sorry, I
the
guess.
2026 Finals Esports
Censoring shower does, I guess, make sense in the long
Without
run,
a doubt.
but
And,
yeah.
you know, to go off of that, I
Right.
think that it's really interesting as well to just see these teams come out and just what they can do, what they bring, the mix of weapons. We're even seeing the Shack in play, which I don't really remember seeing a ton. I think it's a heavy hitting weapon, and I love
People
to
sleep
see
on
I'm
it.
actually
I
curious
really
what you
going back
think.
on the point that,
Like genuinely,
something changed between
I
the last
actually would
season
love to
and
see
the grand major
HHL,
in this. It
but I have a
really
feeling
feels
that
like a
final round
revitalization
you're going to
of
see a
the
ton of
scene,
like
turning everything on its
heavy,
head,
heavy,
and we're seeing
medium,
the teams that
heavy,
can
light, and we
adapt
might just
versus
see
the
a lot
teams
more
that haven't been able
HML
to yet. And I
in
think that's
cash
what's really
out,
fun
but
about
I
the
could be
showback is that we're
mistaken.
just-
I don't know,
we're
but I'm
starting to
curious
see
what
a
you
team
think,
that
Ike.
has a little bit of an edge, and maybe which
I
one
mean, I
of
feel
the
like the
cracks in
light
their-
burst with
their
the
skull
H
right
plus
now.
just
Not
is really
skull, but,
valuable,
you know,
and especially in
cracks in
cash
their
out. I feel like honestly, if I were to
I don't know
sacrifice
what's going
defib
on, but yeah, take it from there.
and I had to
Artie.
choose between cash out and final round, I would pick cash out to get rid of it.
The team in last place
I feel like
today,
final
so they
round,
will
especially
have
because defender
cracked
coining
skull.
system
Their
cash
lives
out.
are on
Crack
the
skull,
line now.
yep.
I feel like you could
Okay.
maybe
Yeah,
get away with not having
I
defib
do
as much
agree.
there.
I do agree. There's
What?
there are
Sorry,
gonna be
let me
cracks forming at the very
make sure I
beginning
understand.
of
You
the
want to get rid of
season,
defib
and
on
at the very
final
least, though,
round?
If I
as
had
the
no,
season
if I had to
progresses,
choose,
we're about to see the mid-season
like
update.
if I had to
Who knows?
choose
That's
one
gonna change
mode to
everything
not
as we start to
run
have
a
more
medium,
tournaments pop up
I would
and
probably
teams get
choose
more and more
cash
experience.
out
Once 12
because
Oh,
of
okay.
defender
back up
coin.
again, where, teams are gonna
Okay.
be scrimming
I
and
think
cash
you
out
could
more.
potentially
I think we're just
get
in the
away with.
very, very
Yeah, I think
beginning.
you'd have a
This is
better
still
chance
very
of getting away
important
with it
moment as these
in
teams
cash
are
out
sort of,
than you would
you
in
know,
final
they're
round. Final
going
round
through the
always
teething
having
phase
what
of it.
25-second timer is a long time, especially in a 1v1
Yeah.
To
fight
go
like
off
that.
of that as well, it's just it's interesting.
I don't scrim as much as the other guys, but I think a lot of the
You know,
top
we've
teams are
chatted a
not
lot
great at
about some of these
cash out
teams, and there are
macro-wise.
names that have
Yeah,
been
I
around
think
since
that's
the
a
beginning.
honestly a
We have
really
seen
fair
players that are
statement,
I
and
think
I
you're
think a
valid,
lot
yeah.
of I think a lot of the top teams might not be willing to say it, but some do. Some are willing to say, yeah, we're not really that great at
We've had a
cash
really
out.
interesting time in
Yeah.
PHL and other series in the last year because
We
there were
should
so
give
many
light
changes,
charge
there
and
were so many
slam. I'm
changes.
with that.
Teams would
Oh,
change
God.
mid-season, and
I'm with
we would
that.
see subs come
Cody's
in.
like, give
I have a
lights
feeling going
blank,
forward,
and he's like,
that's
I'm in.
gonna change. That's
Son of a
not
bitch,
Yeah,
I'm
gonna
give me
in.
change.
some,
People have
man.
contracts.
Yeah.
People are locked in.
Nah, I
And
think you're
so
valid though.
I'm
You
very
everybody
excited
seems to
about that, but
scrim
just
at
in
least
that
on
aspect alone,
stream.
because
They're
the
streaming
development, the
threes.
team play,
So
the just cohesion.
Yeah.
that
I think it's
we're
just
gonna
harder to
start
get
see in six
Brutal
months.
Logic
nine
is
other
like the only
people.
person I think I've ever talked to, and I talked to him at the major, and he was like, "Our team is a cash out team. We practice cash out. We would say we're worse at final round than we're in cash out."
I think that
And I was like, I
honestly,
think you're the
very
only person
beginning
I've ever
of
heard
this
say that.
esports scene here in
Right.
2026
At least
is,
publicly.
it's a heightened effort
In the
in
scene.
everything, right? As these teams try to
But it
figure out what
shows.
that
I mean, if you look at their
is
major
season
performance,
9.
they and
time will
quals
tell.
and stuff, they
We
kind of
do
cooked in
have,
cash out.
the
It was just final round.
3v3
This just
matches
kind of
coming
got
up
beat,
soon, and
but
we're gonna
yeah.
get you those right after this break.
All right, they're headed to a break. So, Cody, what are your thoughts so
What's
far? Out of what we've seen, what are your thoughts?
I mean, it's a.
Is this so loud?
Oh wait, hold on. Wait, they don't have their mics muted.
What they do now?
Oh, they do now. Okay. I was like, I want to hear what they're saying. That's fun. So I think it's interesting so far. I'm surprised Nightmare isn't playing as consistently as I expected. Granted, it's heavy medium, so it's still new. And this is the first time in its capacity, that it's
Yeah.
being played at a little bit more of a serious level. Maybe it's not. Maybe they're chilling. Maybe they're hanging out, shooting shit. Who knows? I don't know what the vibes are like. We did get confirmation though that third is going against fourth and first is going against second after. And those
really?
are the 2 games. That's it.
Okay.
So I think we're just doing a best of 1.
Gotcha. So there's a grand final, which is first and second. I think I heard Rio say something about grand final, so I guess yeah, first and second
Maybe.
are considered in the final.
So I don't know. I think like to me personally, I think heavy. I think double rolls is a little boring to watch sometimes, especially heavy. Just because like I don't know. I feel like it's just a lot of like just shoving.
Yeah.
But I'm curious to see how it develops, and who knows, maybe it'll be interesting. With that though, yeah, like I said, I think in terms of like team performance, I'm glad that Slothy and Varian and all of them are performing good. I still think they're one of the most like sleeper teams that have like come out of, you know, kind of nowhere and just continue to push the envelope and surprise me on like what they're capable of.
Yeah.
And I think that team will continue to do that until people realize like, holy shit, this team's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
With that though, yeah, I think Nightmare, I expected to come out a little hotter. And I am also surprised how well Stu-J and that squad is doing. They're also doing pretty well.
Especially
I think
with
everyone's
subs.
playing, yeah, everyone's playing like pretty well. Even Nightmare, when I say Nightmare is like I expected to come out like hotter, like I mean they were still playing really good. Like they, if I remember correctly, they won the first game in either second or first.
Yeah.
So I mean, you know, do with that what you will. Favorite team right now? We were actually just talking about that. I think honestly, I'm pushing hard for Slothy and them. We met Slothy and at the major, and I just love that guy.
Yeah.
That guy's a good.
Slot.
But
Yeah.
I think I need more time to see like what, because there's just so much stuff going on that I need to see all the teams. But I think if things are moving the way they are and they continue, I think Slothy is probably going to be that team I'm going to root for.
Yeah, I think you were talking about like personal favorite, like just because, you know, we pulled for Alliance a lot last year, and that was mainly because Young, like pretty much our best friend in the scene, he was the coach for Alliance, so like we pulled for him there. I think if we're like talking about that relation and like who like I personally just want to see win and do well just simply because I like them, is going to be Jaggers as well, which is the previous Fire Strays, Slothy, T-Mills variant. Slothy, like Cody said, super cool dude. I mean, meeting him at the major, just like seeing how hungry he is to like succeed. I mean, they popped off PHL Season 2 champions. I mean, that squad looks great. I'm glad that they stuck together, I will say as well.
Me too. I know, because we were hearing rumors that they were going to like, I can't remember like what even happened. I don't remember who. They said someone got a contract that was like too hard to say, like you couldn't say no to, and I was like, oh dude, I'm like, this squad was just coming through and like really starting to show what they're capable of, and I'm like, we're splitting up. It's so sad.
Yeah,
but they ended up staying together, so I'm happy.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're talking about though who I think is like on paper the strongest squad right now, dude, that new Envy squad is crazy. That's gonna be an insane team with Bubba, Uni, and Grim. They're nasty.
I wish they were invited, bro. I want to see them.
I know. I wish we were seeing them today, but I think that team just on paper and some of the scrims I've watched, I've tried to catch the scrims when I can. That squad is nasty, man. I think that they look great on paper. Out of Europe, 5 years looks insane too. I mean, Nagos, Carney, and Treason look gross.
I'm surprised out of all the teams that all the orgs in EU, I'm surprised that 5 Fears was so quick to pick up kind of like the God Squad.
Dude, 5 Fears apparently were on the prowl, looking for an org and stuff.
No, I know they were, but I'm just surprised. Like with all the teams in EU that were talking the way they did, I'm surprised that 5 Fears was the one that got them.
Yeah,
that's just crazy to me. I hate how the rosters keep changing with the org, so I don't know. Yeah, I mean that's kind of the unfortunate part. Is like everyone kind of, I think, was hoping it wouldn't happen, but we kind of knew it was coming. Is like the minute the major was over, we were just gonna see like all of these orgs back out in mass, and that's kind of the problem that the RFI system is trying to fix, which we'll see. I think next year, if everything goes well, we will see less orgs back out. But this year, all the orgs will get in probably halfway through the year, kind of last minute.
Yeah, absolutely.
They'll regret it. And then hopefully, because the RFI system exists, Embark can say, hey, you guys left, but look at all this stuff you missed out on over the year. We're doing it again next year. Here's the proof. And then they're like, all right, maybe we'll stay this time. There might still be roster mania, which is just naturally going to happen, but it'll be less like, oh, all these orgs are dipping out and things are crazy.
Yeah,
it'll be a lot more chill.
100%. I mean, exactly what you said. Like, we kind of predicted this as well, that a lot of orgs were going to pull out of the scene for a bit. You know, between the major, because like in reality, like the major is the thing that brought them in, and now there wasn't even a confirmation that there was a 26. Obviously announced it at the major that there was pretty much TGM 26 is gonna happen. But like we don't know when, we don't know, you know, what the prize is, we don't know where, we don't know anything about it, right? And so I think like as a business, especially with the way esports is going right now with esports orgs, I think it makes the most sense that a lot of these orgs are pulling out, and they'll be back. I mean, a lot of them are in for
what
the
are you doing here?
well. So yeah, is Alliance out? They seem pretty hype about the finals. I doubt it. I'm sure they're back in. They've released their roster, just kind of like every org, but I doubt it. I'm sure they're going to stay in. Kelly seems extremely enthusiastic about the game, so and I think she's. I mean, she was on the caster desk at the major too.
I want to go live and say this, that it is very weird that they dropped the other two. They dropped Treason and Carney, and for some reason they haven't publicly said that Palma's off the team. It's just a little interesting that, you know, I'm not going to talk bad about any player. I'm just surprised that they kept Palma over Treason and Carney.
I think I just don't know if Palma's on the org. I don't know.
I don't know either.
What's
I'm
going
just
on
saying
with that.
It's weird that it's just weird. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
It's just weird that publicly they said goodbye to Carney and Treason, but they didn't say publicly to
Palma got character. Yeah.
Palma got character. Look, we come from the COD scene. I love anybody and everybody that talk their shit. I do think you need to have, you know, the means to back the shit you talk. Not saying that Palma does or doesn't, but I do think it's interesting that they potentially kept Palma over the other two.
It could be also that the other two left.
They'll be doing something to get their roster soon. #leaks.
Let's go. That's by
Thank
leaker.
You, Artie.
Thank you, Artie. Thank you, you beautiful man. So the thing is too, right? We don't know if they released the roster meaning Carney and Treason. We don't know if they actually released them, or if Carney and Treason signed their deal with 5 years and there was a clause in the contract to let them leave, right? Like we actually don't know that. So it could be just that he left. That could be it.
There's a couple. We were doing a lot of research for the upcoming pod episode we're gonna do after this, just to make sure we were like correct on like all the current rosters and like just what is current information, right? And there was surprisingly a lot of players that have not updated their socials. So it was really hard because I'd have to check a player's social, see if that's up to date. If it wasn't, then I have to go to the org. Then I have to check if they've made any public statements, if they've said, hey, we're dropping these people. So that made it really tough. It's like there's like two or three teams where it's like they had all the tags up like, oh, I'm still this org. And I'm like, okay, so are you guys like dropped? Are you guys staying? Like, is it like up in the air? And I'd go over the org page and like a million tweets down, it's like, oh yeah, by the way, we dipped. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So maybe Palma just hasn't. I mean, I don't think he's very active on social media. So maybe.
Yeah, I'm not sure as well, but it does look like we're getting back into the action here very soon. We're going to be jumping into threes here and jumping on board immediately with Nightmare and Jaggers getting things going. Sorry we skipped some of the commentary, but we're having a good conversation over here. So,
finals, and I'm glad to see it.
Cody, I know we just loaded in the map, but any predictions? What do you think happens here?
Sorry, this is Jab, not
I'm sorry, I was responding to a brutal message because he said all lights are controller players, so you give them winch, and that shit's crazy. And I said, dude, I plugged in my controller and the arm aiming for me, I swear. because it did feel like that. But anyways, okay, so we're getting in with Nightmare and Jab. We've seen Nightmare in cash out. Seems like they struggle a little bit. They started really hot. They started to simmer down a little bit towards the latter half of the 2 cash out games. Jab not really doing too great. I'm not too sure if you did say this was a confirmed team, right? These guys are playing together on Jab.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brandy,
So
Brandy came out.
I'm assuming.
equipped to deal with this threat. Of course, though, it does limit.
I'm assuming this
all of their
team's a
team's
little
movement. You
newer
can see
than
it.
the
Jab
rest
all
of these
messed
guys.
up.
So maybe
And
that's
here's a
why
double move for
they're
Nightmare. They got
not
the
as
zipline, they
hot
got the
as
jump pad. They're
I
gonna
mean,
be
we're talking
padding all
about
the way on
Nightmare.
top.
We're
The double
talking
RPG
about
is gonna land the
Uni,
damage. Just
like, or sorry, not. Anyways, you get my point. These are like established like
Brandy's down,
teams they've been playing
Jalen
for a little bit.
This up to Dylan
now,
Arco,
and Jab might be
unfortunately for
relatively
Arco,
new.
There's an SA-1260 with his
So
name
maybe that's
on
why
it. That's Nightmare
they're
winning
kind
the
of struggling a
first
little bit
team
more
fight
against some of
here.
these teams,
That is
especially when
why
they're trying to run,
HHM
you
has
know,
been
HML into heavy.
dominant.
Maybe they don't know how to deal with that
You can
yet.
see
Still
as well.
soon. Regardless,
Lasagna
though, we're seeing
and
heavy,
Lamp on top
medium
of
on
this.
Nightmare.
They've got, like, you know,
Already
they've
starting
got the,
off a little hot
Grad
here.
on that and Lasagna.
They're
With the
up to
BFR
play the
Titan
box here,
and
so I
the
think we should
Repeater
see
are
Nightmare
gonna
take
be
this. I think
absolutely
on
terrifying
paper
if they
and
hold
even
any sort of distance, any
just
sort
off
of height,
vibes, I think
better.
Nightmare is
It's
kind
gonna
of the
be,
sway
well,
team here.
jabbing jab. The backside,
What do you
the front
think?
side, every which
Yeah, I
side.
mean, on paper,
You're gonna have
Nightmare
to
is
deal
kind of a
with their
dream
approach
roster,
really
right?
carefully,
Like,
especially with
again,
such a
Laz,
glass talent
TGM25
as Arco
winner.
on that light.
And not only
It
that,
looked
though,
insane
but
the entire
because
major.
Brad
I
was
thought.
on
I'm
range,
surprised he
if
wasn't even
Arco
in the
gets
MVP
anywhere near
conversation,
range
but
range,
you know,
it is
it is what it is. Uni and Grad played
So do
crazy,
you
of
play
course.
far or do you play close? It's pick your
Lamp and
poison
Grad,
for
both
Arco.
very talented
Exactly.
players.
That's
Grad,
why it's
crazy
so good. You
PHL
have
season
so
1,
much
season
survivability
2,
with the
still
double
great
domes.
player, but I
So
felt
much
like
space you can create
diminished a little
with
bit.
just
Just,
having
I
the
think the
winch
meta
also
just
mesh
was
shield as
different.
well. If you go
I don't
to
think
the
it was
mesh
anything to do
shield,
with his talent.
I
think
don't
the
want
meta
to
just
interrupt
changed.
you, but I want your opinion on something. I personally feel like running Repeater into 2 heavies with all the shields and everything is probably not a good choice. However, I could be mistaken.
Counter offer? What the hell else do you run on medium?
So there's another level they have to drop. Jab is trying to
There's
look
just
at the top,
nothing.
see if they
That's
can
the
maybe
problem
find
with
Nightmare.
medium
They're
right
gonna
now
drop
is,
another floor.
Yeah.
They're
except
doing
for
the same
Revo,
song yet again. There's the
what do you
next
run?
drop, and
I
now
mean, because
one
like
more.
you
There's a
can't
drop
really
down, yet another level, but
burst
this
headies
time,
down. The
Heads
model's
swap and height up to one
booty.
more. Jab
Serves
is
terrible.
another C4
There's
on,
not
they're
anything with a
trying to fake
large
this
max
out
size
there.
besides the
When Lance on the other side of
P90,
that
which
crew with
sucks
the
against
RPG out, we know
shields.
he can
Like, I
chunk
mean,
out
what else do
a
you
little bit
do?
of damage just at any point. But Nightmare, they're just kiting. They're pulling this
That
fight
is kind of
Yeah,
the
that's
duality of
fair.
medium right now too. So
Narco's
there's
struggling
that.
to have any meaningful effect here. All of the targets so healthy, so
Yeah,
chunky.
that's
And
fair.
Brendy isn't, or rather Lasagna isn't giving him an inch. That's the target for Arco at this moment. Is that medium? Can he dent the survivability of this HHM comp? Doesn't look like anyone's really making this contact. Nightmare can kite away to their heart's content here. Finally Jab. They just have to stick it with about 10 seconds left on this
the
army.
witch gets blocked, and here we go. Lamp is
Okay.
inside the domes. He goes out.
I don't know,
Brad
man.
now trying to find his
I don't
way
know.
around
I don't
there,
know
but the
about-
dome has been too much. Jalen
Oh.
Vance takes them both out. They were able to guide them to the point.
Sorry, you said what
Lasagna's
my
still up.
my
He's not
connection's
able to
being
do enough
Yeah,
damage.
you've been, like, ping-ponging for a
He's not
bit.
able to stop the steal, and Jab gets the steal. I didn't see that coming from at all. Oh my god.
That's why heavies
Wow,
are running
so
Lewis or
when
M60 for
the
sure.
issue was
That's what I've
finally
heard.
forced,
Yeah,
Jab
Dallas.
Yeah, I've heard that
outbrawling Nightmare.
that's the move.
I didn't see
Because
that
for
coming.
some
You didn't see
reason
that coming, Artie.
they like do
No,
more
at
shield
the very
damage or
end
something.
there,
I don't know
we
if it's
had
because of the
Lasagna,
max size,
the
but I
last
think
one
they
standing.
just passively
In
do a little bit more damage,
Past
right?
times, a single
Bag
medium.
Mediums
size
and
for
ride
sure.
shielders
You think
late.
maybe they can get the goose tool, but I don't think
Maybe.
Lasagna's running
I mean,
goose.
honestly, they can
No,
ignore shields
and
with
at
it.
at the other side of it as well.
At this point, I
whole
wouldn't be
stall
surprised,
potential is that you have the
to be
C4
honest.
drop, and then you have the winch for
I
the
mean,
grab.
I-
But
yeah, you don't
Jalen
need more.
Vance
I hate to
don't
give you it, but you
stop
might be,
all
you might
of
be
the-
honest.
of the
Maybe,
winch power, and
maybe
that
you kind of
forced
know
Lamp,
something.
especially 12-16, to dive into
I
the
don't
dome,
know.
where
That's the thing,
there
though, is
was
it's
Brendy
like, yeah,
getting those
repeater is
full
kind of like you
heals.
wait for them to go
And
shields down,
because
and then
of
you
that,
start
a
beaming
Jab
through it. I mean,
found
the
their
speed
way
reload's
through
pretty good,
the
so you
one
know
weakness.
you can kind of consistently put out damage with the repeater.
All right.
I don't think that's what
I really
the
did feel
repeater's
against
for. I
run and
think
play.
the
It felt like
repeater
Naga were
in
dominating. They
particular
won
is
that
for
first
just
team fight.
stopping
They were stalling
the
so well, kiting effectively.
lack of movement. They
Jab
can't move
have
very
the
much. So you
upper
just like
hand in this
like blast them with
third
damage
place
from the
playoff.
That's what I'm
repeater.
saying. Yeah, it's kind of
And
sustained
Nightmare
because of
exert
speed
control
reload.
here. They do
Yeah.
have the box in hand.
Because your two heavies are
Move on
just
over to A.
causing
Of course, it feels a bit
chaos,
like
so you just kind of hang
regular
back.
Soul, where you have this
Brad's
one
on
massive
win should
building
BFR, though,
in the middle of
which
the map,
is-
turns the whole map into
I
a
don't
bit of a
know if
donut.
I agree
This
with the
map
BFR
reversal,
pick.
Real sort of
I
push and
agree.
pull, a tug of war. If
But I do think if there was any map to run it on, it's
Now
Fangway.
Jab going
Well, I
deep.
will say as well,
Once
Jab
again,
is
finding the
HML.
better of Jalen
So
in that
maybe
straight up
that's a
heavy
good case
versus heavy
for it.
fight.
Oh my
Breakout
god,
on,
Arco.
dude.
It takes
Arco,
out a
hit your
number.
shot. No.
Medium up here
Wait,
for
nah,
Nightmare.
Arco's
They're
getting in
gonna
there
have heals,
somewhere.
Lamp and Grab
Yep.
with two heavies. They're not going to have time to fall back and regen. Arco hunting them down. Now it's only Lamp left. Jalen gets brought back up. 1 versus 3 here. Surely Lamp stays the numbers.
Ah, he goes
Arco
down.
taken out though at range.
Lamp's gotta go
Somehow winning that
huge
fight
here.
against the light with the SH12
Rough
16.
situation.
Good C4, huge C4. Hold on,
That's
hold on.
actually a massive C4. Oh, you
gotta be careful about the
this?
approach,
Oh,
though.
I don't know about diving
Yeah.
I don't
that.
know where he is. He's landing damage, but finally,
Division's an Apollo
Jab
comp team?
get the final punch.
No, I don't think so.
No.
That was,
they're
almost some
LF.
They're on a
drawn
team,
out
right?
heroics from Lamp, but
But they
Yeah,
have
hang
a team.
on.
Get
I
that cash
literally
out
just had
started.
it pulled up. 1 second.
What did we use again? What is
It's in
that?
Discord
What-
for us.
Wow, I mean,
No,
just
but what's the-
kind of
what do we
crazy
use?
to
No
see
shit.
that coming. That
I
Jab
couldn't
just
think.
decided. at
Apollo
the
and
very
Visions
end
are
of that
teaming
last
with
cash
Noose.
out, hey, we know how to deal with this now. And then
As of
just
January
do 2 team
7th.
fights in a row after getting
So things
decimated
are
off
obviously
the rip.
up for
So this
change,
is
but
great.
that's
And I
currently
mean, for
them.
now
They're not with
they have the
TSM
upper
though.
hand to
The
hold
org
this
released
out.
the entire roster.
This is where, to answer Rio's question
Who
before,
got
of
the
like
trigger
whether or
name?
not one of these comps
crazy.
is better on defense or offense. Well, the best part about the HHM comp is being able to dive onto a point and just hold out for dear life on this.
Apparently, I'm
cash
going
out.
over to Flack's
One
house. His
heavy
mom said I
closed
can come
dome.
over.
As soon as
He's
it
bringing the
gets switched
GameCube.
out,
I'm
have
bringing the
another dome
Pizza
ready
Hut
to
party
go.
box.
And no matter what you choose,
We're
whether
playing
or not
double
to
dash.
use
Yeah?
the mesh shield to just
Yeah,
damage,
that's what I was
or you
told.
use the
DFTI,
whip to catch
bro.
somebody that's gonna drop onto the
Sorry, man.
box.
There's only so
This
much
is
Pizza Hut
what
party box.
HHM is meant for. So this aggro
up.
approach. Both domes take a shot immediately.
Bait.
The drop is gonna trigger here. And Lasagna trying to get a little bit early damage.
Both RBGs
He
out.
is taking the
Dude, that
brunt
mesh
of
is
it
tough.
As Lamp and Grad just look for their moment of entry.
Brindy
But
pretty
Brindy
low, to
repositions
be
Jalen Man's
honest.
gonna be
They're playing this
number
great.
well.
I mean, the only thing you can do is Nightmare is you just... It's interesting approach to just goo it up, I guess so. Winch is down. Try
they
to
knew-
gets to
they
pick in
knew
the
they
heavy
were
though.
going.
Hold on. Yeah, and they got it. Okay, no, this is huge. They have a get out, though?
Huge and heavy
Yeah,
down, and
behind.
it's HML. They just gotta make sure Brandy doesn't secure the defib here. It doesn't look like he's going to. He's pressured out.
Low
Arco
too.
need to call this
Good.
in. They need
Good
to
match.
try and get some kills on the approach, but the kite away from Nightmare is too
Hey,
strong.
Brandy
They
actually
managed to
did
find
good.
that position.
Wow,
Brandy does
surprised.
get the back up to
Yeah.
3
I
versus
feel like that's
3.
a
Only
sack
about
kill onto
20
Jalen,
seconds
though,
left
nah?
on this box to get
This
to
is
I
good
guess
for them,
not. They
though.
didn't capitalize.
Arco
Into
down.
cash
Jab's
outs, but
incredibly
Grad
low. I
finds
don't think they're
Arco.
going to
That's
make it
the
a steal
light
like there's no
and
ton
it's
of
just gonna be a
time.
No way.
murder
And Nightmare's in
on
such a
the
good position
stairway
here. I
as
mean, they're holding that
right here we
stairs.
see
Yep,
Yeah,
there's
Lamp
damage.
pinch.
Clean up.
What's needed?
Brandy
Lamp
down,
closing down. Jalen Lamp lighting up the
Nice
kill
box
feed.
and retake out of Nightmare,
That's a
though.
wipe onto
No, that was
Jab.
great plays,
Gonna take
honestly.
it to a
Good,
third
good
cash
call.
out
There's
already.
so many times,
the
like,
moment
I'll
that
watch these
Jab's
teams and I'm like,
dome
if you
landed
just
was when I
went for a
realized that
steal,
Nightmare
I know
had
it
that
sounds
in the
fucking
bag,
outrageous,
just
but you
because the
get
fact
it.
that for Jab,
Like,
the
I
last
feel like a
time they
lot
got
of the
that
time
steal, it was
people are
all
too
about the
worried
dome, it was all about
about
that timing.
making
This time,
the
Nightmare,
perfect,
they just
steal.
manipulated that
I
cash
gotta
out
winch it. I gotta
a
goo
little
off
bit
all
more
these angles and
space.
everything.
They
Like,
just kinda
promise you, bro, just
destroyed
hit
that
it.
whole laundromat
You don't need
building
too much.
around it, and that was more
They'll
than
be
Yeah,
there.
I mean, they had everybody low, too.
Now we
Like,
have both
Jalen, I think, was
Yeah.
in the
a
middle
quarter.
right
That's what I mean. That's
Brandy
like,
was a quarter,
like,
I think. Like, yeah.
You should, don't get me wrong, you should goo off angles and you should do all that stuff, but like a lot of the time you take so much time doing that that you end up losing the moment.
Curious to see where it's
Yeah.
going to go. I love this map. This is the first
So,
time.
it's just about being
watching
quick,
a
just going for it.
game on Fall White City. This is
It's so good.
an absolute treat.
It really is.
I don't know if you're still in here, EK, but I'm curious, what's your thoughts on
He is up
Fangway?
against a BFR Titan and a repeater, so you might want to
I don't know if you've
be a
played
bit
it much
smarter
like
with that.
competitively.
Jalen protecting his team there with
sure you
that.
have.
That guy grinds ranked. There's no way he
Yeah.
hasn't played it a
It's in
gajillion
queue
times like we have.
constantly.
I feel like it's
all
all
we
in
get in
play.
queue, bro. It's crazy.
It's
all we get
in
in
the
queue.
central building.
I like Fangway, maybe my favorite
Jalen
map.
looking to
Really?
close that distance, enable his lights.
What is it that you
Yeah.
like about
Fight is
it?
only a few seconds
Well,
away
yeah,
here,
Goo
Arnie.
Gun though. I'm thinking if I was
good.
playing Goo Gun, I
Yeah.
feel like I'd have fun on this map. This map's probably very fun for Goo Gun.
I was gonna ask, is it a good map for
Okay,
Giga?
ready?
Is that like one of the
Able to
reasons?
get a nice headshot on a Jalen Mans, but gonna have to back up to get those heals from Lasagna.
It's grown on me.
Good
I couldn't
RPG.
stand
Arco's
it when I
incredibly
first
low.
played it, but it's grown on me some.
They need to mess with the spawns and the distance between box and vaults, and I think it'll be perfect.
Yeah.
I don't think the map itself actually needs any changes
Loving this
too
movement
much.
from Jalen. He's
Maybe
really
some subtle
maximising
movements.
The use of this mesh shield shield to protect.
Construction can get real high. Apartments have a lot of good potential. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, even mall's kind of crazy for route
nice
2.
C4 out there to almost
Yeah,
bring
that's
down
valid.
Xander,
Construction's
but he holds
crazy.
his footing, holds his
Water
nerve, and
area.
I
stays
imagine
afloat.
playing Guga on a
Water
construction
area,
would
you
go
can get the
insane.
high. I guess
Needs to
so. I
protect
guess
his
because the
life. He's
barrier's
possibly
kind of
the
set up weird. That
MVP
makes
in
sense.
terms of
Yeah, the walls,
Nightmare
the
Hulu
wall back
wants
there
to
behind the
protect it.
hut,
He's the
you can
president.
literally
He's gotta keep his
scale almost
heavies
the
healthy.
skybox.
Wow,
You said
I didn't
with
know
like
that.
goo and stuff. Yeah, it's pretty insane.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my
probably
biggest
this
complaint
point,
with this
lots
map
of
is the
accidents,
spawns
lots
feel
of
really
initialisms.
weird,
Exactly. Oh,
and the
look at
vault
and
and boxes feel a lot like solo, not under construction, where it's like they're right next to each other.
Grad is chunking it
And I
out
like
as
that.
soon as Nightmare finds the opportunity to deal that damage.
I really hate when a vault is like 20 meters away from the box.
It's
It's stupid.
Jab goes down and Nightmare has Vault 3. We're headed over
Yeah,
to the
yeah.
Botanical Gardens.
Yeah, the vaults are like crazy.
Beautiful.
It's weird though because there's some that are like
As it is
actually
as
really
well.
solid,
Already it feels as
but
though this,
then there's sometimes you're like,
area of
dude,
the
this
map
is
has
literally
lodged
like
itself
20
in my
meters
memory.
away. or
There's
whatever
You
it
can
is.
you can gateway it
playable
from
about
vault to
this-
cash,
this
which
map. You know, it
post
feels
nerf.
like it took me
50
ages
meters.
to
It's
learn
insane.
Yeah.
Sister
Some of
Rifle,
them.
ages to learn
Yeah.
Kyoto even. But actually, no,
Not a
Kyoto
fan of
may be another
construction.
exception to the rule, but
I-
this just feels, it
I was not a
maps
fan
out
of
so
construction
beautifully
either,
for play.
but like
Oh, yeah, 100%.
like EK said, you
Especially
kind
because
of
Nick
like
and I have,
you gotta
have seen so many
manipulate the
iterations
height
from
a
this
little
map,
bit.
but
It's
when
actually
December,
it's
we got
kind of fun to
leaks
play.
until
It
now.
going into it's
Right,
not fun, but if you have
yeah,
control of the box,
but,
it's very
it
fun to
was
play.
also great.
It's
Nightmare's
good. It's a
position
good
is
time.
It is just an
Grab
entire
lasagna.
power
Now,
position,
the
pretty
winch
much.
Yeah, you just gotta hang up there.
medium on heels, that's the core. And the mesh heavy, in this case Lamp, this is basically playing as their light player. He's looking for the opportunity to get in and
What, is
pinch
Lamp on
somebody goes out
SA12?
of position.
I think he
Just
is,
because
right?
they
Yeah,
have
yeah,
that
yeah, he
little
is.
extra survivability with that mesh shield.
It's on Mesh,
Glitch
Mesh,
go-
SA,
dedicated
and then you
through.
got.
I think Brad's on BFR, right?
A glitch barrel meets him
Pretty good.
halfway there as well.
Hold on, huge winch.
Oh,
Ooh.
that's
Jalen
fire
and Brandy
execute.
both
Let's
go
go.
down. Arco, he has to run
Arco's
away so the
last
team
alive.
has enough time to
And
point back in.
Boxes
There's only one
not
good team
had a
fight
good
left,
time
and
for this.
Arco has gotten out of there.
They get a push,
Storming through
and it's gonna be
Jab
quick.
at the moment.
I know.
Like you say,
So as long as
one
Nightmare
last
don't
chance
sell
here
this,
for Jab
should
to
be
deliver a
map win.
haymaker to Nightmare.
This is the tough
Gonna
part about
take that.
like heavy
So
medium
smart
is
to
it's
have
hard to
that
have
glitch
any
barrel
momentum
It
if
really
they're
just
set
put
up
a
like this.
massive bumper
so
on
tough,
Jab's
dude.
attempts there.
Yeah. They're
Nightmare
HML though.
Need a bit more foresight now.
Jab.
We've
No,
seen
I'm talking about
Jab
Nightmare.
take
Like,
one
it's hard to
bite
push
of
this.
Cherry here. Now that they
They
know
don't need to
Nightmare's
push it.
How do you
set
push
up,
this?
See Grad clearing these trees,
I-
making it just a little
I'm
bit
aware.
clearer
I'm
for
saying,
them.
how do you
Oh,
push
yes,
Nightmare?
they need this
Yeah, you're
type
saying
of-
how do you
they
push
need this
against
repeater.
HHM?
Find some early damage
Yes.
on the approach.
Uh-oh.
Here comes
You were
Jab.
making
Can
it
they
sound
close this?
like
Can they
if
get
you're on
into that
HHM,
brawl?
how do you
Only
push
20
this? And I
seconds
was like,
left on the
No,
clock.
I'm
They
saying
don't
it's hard to
need
gain
to. They
momentum.
have it.
It's hard to gain
They've
momentum
done this
against
before.
HH
They
medium.
do it again. It looks like Nightmare is more than ready.
Personally, I would just steal here and not get stopped. Yeah, I just yell at him aggressively.
Well, you know, actually, Young, I think I know exactly what happened here. You go for the steal. I would step on all the
At
mines.
least save face here, but
True.
it's
And then-
Nightmare who wins the very first
And then
final
we
round
win.
3v3 in the comp scene in 2026 on
I'm just saying, I
Bonglai
feel like
City.
you should have called him
That
out.
is history.
Hell no.
Congratulations
baby.
to
Let
Nightmare.
Let me tell you something.
Commiserations
I was
to
just saying, I
Jab,
feel
who
like
had
you
a
should have told me there
rough
was
go
mines
of
before,
things
and then
today
we
for our
would
cash
have
out and final
Let
round.
me tell you
It
something.
really was all
These people
Nightmare's
aren't
game.
seeing
Besides
far
that
ahead enough.
one
He's pissing me
incredible
off.
last second
What?
steal
Yeah,
versus
what-
cash
what do you
out.
mean by
I just
that?
got here.
City.
I just got
Nightmare
here.
were all over Jab. Look
I
at
was like, what do you mean
the
by
kills as well. Lamp, like we said, he lit
Just
up the
got
kills
here.
with that one time. His consistency
Fair
as well, and it's him 8 kills, 8 and 2, a 4
What you been doing,
KD
Pookie?
in a game like this. Really impressed.
What you think I've been doing?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I mean,
I know what
Lamp
you've
just
been
going absolutely insano style.
Going to war?
I've been crunching numbers.
Hey, this
Crunching
is
the numbers.
HHM at its
Yeah.
finest.
No, I've been tuned into this.
I love that Arco has
HHM
the
cash out a
Jalen
little
fan tag,
cooked
while
in
Jalen
some maps,
himself
a little
doesn't.
chalked.
Yeah, I think it was
HHM
never.
final round is. Yeah, I think it's where you gotta pull it out.
That's what I've been saying. I don't see a world where you run double heavy on every map. There's just no way. Especially with all the chaos, like just having the gate is so important. But yeah, I think final round, like, dude, that shit is so oppressive. Like, there's no way. Like, yeah, that is the moves, 100%.
I think it's also funny seeing some of these guys play heavy. Like Grad on heavy, I don't think I would have predicted that ever.
Right. That's
Yeah.
what I was saying. Like, you would think Laz would pick up the heavy and Grad would just go medium, right?
I
even
can,
just light
I be
medium
honest?
or
Can
light
I be
heavy,
honest? Can I say something as a light
Oh
main?
my god, here he goes.
I don't think lights are capable of rewiring their brain quick enough to play medium.
Oh,
It's too
God.
hard.
No,
It's too hard.
I
the
think at the
positioning
top
is
these
too
guys can do it.
Oh, these guys could.
I think these guys are fine. It's just gonna take a sec to adjust. But that said, I wonder if this begs the question: was Korea onto something all along? Do we have rosters with people that play specific roles just to be activated at certain times?
Wait, what do you?
You know
what
how
do you mean by that?
FN you know FN Esports had like 70 people on the roster.
Oh
that
yeah,
they swap
yeah.
between. We bring that to NA.
I think
Let's go.
the rule says.
Grad, listen, I need you to chill on the bench for 5 months, but once we get that light game, we need you. We'll get you, big fella. Don't worry. You're coming out of retirement.
I don't think there's any telling Grad that he's a bench warmer, bro. I hate to tell you.
Listen, Grad. Look, we got Lovely, we got Byron. You know,
I think there's a world where maybe we don't need you no more. He's just gonna go play Splitgate instead.
Maybe we don't need you no more. I hope you're ready for the pre-show.
You got it. Dude,
This is why they don't want me on the desk.
Dude, pulling out the lovely Byron quote is crazy, bro.
You'll see
Oh
what
my
I've been
God.
cooking up.
Oh my god.
All love, but yeah, that's crazy.
Listen, I'm just going off the stats. I didn't make that up.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Oh man.
What do you think about this nightmare roster, though?
stats
Like,
don't
besides
lie.
that, besides obviously Grad on heavy, what do you think
Man,
about
what
this
the
nightmare
hell?
roster?
What the hell even is a nightmare? No. Waltz's
I'm
comments
sure
were fucking hilarious. I'm just
Bro,
gonna
I
say.
haven't been able to see him, but I
Waltz
saw
was
the one that got
killing me.
Oh
pinned.
my god, he's cooking.
Did you see the one?
The dishwashing one.
The one that
Did
got
you
stopped
see the
was
one
bad.
where Lamp was like, "Oh yeah, like double heavy and cash out is buns," and he's like, "What you know about buns, boy?" I was like, I'm like, Waltz, what are we doing?
Well, what do you mean by that, big fella? I love that he's on his arc.
He's on his shit,
killing
bro.
me, man.
He's like, I casted the major, man. It don't matter no more. I just don't need shit to be
I got
dog.
security. You don't need to worry about me no more.
Oh my god.
I think Appo's cooking on views. I just realized.
I know.
Damn. Either way. I think I just gotta start fucking tuning into this thing. I'll start watching with you guys.
Yeah, come
Sorry, I
tap in.
just invaded your Discord.
Come tap into it. No, it's literally here for this reason. What do you mean?
Thank you. I know.
We'll move for the pod, but right now we're good.
What's the predicky dig? What other matches do we have? I was not paying
So we're
attention.
gonna have,
You have
we're
one
gonna
more
have
game.
Jaggers and Tall Dark
Tall,
and
dark, and
Handsome.
handsome.
Yeah. Dude, in my soul, I want Jaggers to take it. In my brain, though, I'm not sure.
I think in threes they got it. I think in threes
They're
they're still
really
running
good
double
3C.
heavy.
Yeah,
They're really good.
they look good. I mean, yeah, they look very good. I said earlier. Now that
Wait, who's their second heavy?
Varian?
Varian,
Yeah, that makes
Slothy, and then
Yeah.
T-Mill's medium.
Yeah, you don't take T Billy off the medium. That guy's.
On God, dude, I think light can still work, man.
I don't know. I 100% think light
don't-
can work. The issue is going into final round without that extra glitch. I'm telling you, the double heavy is just too rough. It's just too rough.
It's pretty hard to push. Yeah.
The problem is the minute you give them time to take control of the box and just set up, bro, it's almost impossible. Like it's so tough. They have to let you take it in the sense of like they have to make a generational fumble.
I think if you're playing double heavy, you gotta play rat.
Yeah,
We're gonna
no,
go
exactly.
third party everything. We're gonna hunker
Yeah.
down.
Yep,
We're
exactly.
gonna just get out of dodge. I think, man, I'm glad I'm getting out of my coach art because now I'm just ready to talk some smack.
Talk your shit.
Yeah,
kid.
Talk your shit, twin.
Okay, I'm gonna say it. No, I don't know. I think it's cooked to not run light right now. Still, I think actually, let me take that back. It's good to experiment and see what sticks. But I have a vision that light will still be better long run.
No, I stand behind, and I'm already seeing it, which is interesting. Is that I didn't think the 93 hours going to come back, but yeah, you know what? Running into double
I didn't
heavy.
see that.
Well, thinking about it though, right? Like running into double heavy, what melts heavies the most is the 93R, and you would think originally I like kind of was like, oh wait, what about the M11? But no, you don't want to go in there. You don't want to get close to them. So you just start your
Should've been a
glitch. You take a
sniper,
high
bro.
point. You should honestly. I'm telling you, there's a chance that the good old double barrel comes in.
Ooh, that's tough. You need the ape comp, and your double barrel has to go in at the same time from a weird angle.
Yeah, goofy angle. And you need grapple.
Goofy aw angle. I
You
would
need
know.
grapple. You need grapple.
Oh, we're just spitting shit now. I heard grapple. Sorry, I tuned out for like a second, and I heard grapple get mentioned.
No,
I think are we seeing glitch mine yet or no?
No,
No,
I'm
and we
surprised,
should.
and I'm surprised we're not. We did see APS, which does
APS
block
is
both
smart.
RPG shots,
I can
which
see
is
that.
actually
APS
pretty
is
good.
I
super
can see
smart.
And glitch. It blocks glitch and double RPG all at the same time, right? It blocks 3 projectiles. There's a 2.
What are you swapping? What are you swapping
Four.
for APS?
Four.
Goo?
Yeah. Yeah, if you're on double
Yeah.
heavy, yeah, for sure. Don't need goo at that point.
I think one of the heavies can run goo.
Exactly.
I agree.
You don't need that extra dome. Actually, you should run extra dome. You don't need the freaking
No, you
C4.
do. You do. You kind of like the extra dump essential.
I got a crazy suggestion. No, I
But that
should
was
say
dumb.
run breach drill.
Was this your ranked loadout? Leaks?
Mm-hmm. I'm running the randomizer right now.
I would be a very big
God.
fan, genuinely, of them upping shield damage via certain guns.
Does environmental damage count towards shields?
Yeah.
That get put in that
Fire
bracket?
does.
No,
does in
environmental. No, environmental damage.
Oh,
You know how weapons
APS
have
can break
specific
down, so if it
environmental
falls on it,
damage
yeah.
versus true damage or whatever? Like
Stops them from
Yeah.
pushing you altogether.
Yeah, I wonder
Really
if that
good.
counts towards shields, but if it doesn't, maybe it should.
you want a crazy freaking idea? This is never gonna happen. I'm just making dumb calls. What if Dome
Okay.
Shield had a hole in the back of it that had no protection?
So it's like a half. It's like
It's
a Risa shield.
It's like a 3/4 dome.
So
Yeah.
the
It's like an
old
Arisha
school,
shield.
yeah, I was gonna say the old school Arisha shield.
Mhm.
but like a little larger.
Am I not fucking Burundi?
It's kind of cool.
I
Well,
don't-
it'd be
go
kind of
against
meshed
the
though.
whole- Yeah, go against the whole reason you're running dumb. I'm just throwing out stupid ideas.
APS can break domes too if it falls on it. Good comms out of EK.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Mhm.
That's true. I mean, yeah, if you don't need goo, APS is pretty not a bad choice, I feel like.
I don't know. I don't even know what to expect. I guess this is also part of the fun in seeing what's going to develop. Yeah, I still think HML is good. I don't think you got to change too much of the meta. I'll be honest.
Yeah. I'm
I
surprised
think it
to
was
see
pretty
93
solid where it
over
was
there.
at. I'm still a Shaq believer.
Oh, same.
I'm still.
I think the Shack is fire. I think
beloved.
now is more than any to run a Shack.
I love it. That's the most I've been climbing.
Yo, Craze, what's up?
With a
We are
dang gun,
absolutely
brother.
What's
enjoying the
going
show.
on,
It
Craze?
is so
Craze.
much fun. So much
We're
fun. to
we're
watch.
literally yapping right now about just what
All
we've
the
seen
good
so far.
news
The
we've been
meta,
seeing,
the
yeah.
team.
I'm glad he didn't hear my takes. Oh my god.
We have the
Yeah,
internet's
we
silliest
got Young
man,
here. He was-
Young on the
Young
mic
was
right now.
so-
Oh, we're in game.
Feels pretty good. And
Sorry, he was
Lock
so
it.
pumped up.
Here we
He was
go,
so pumped
fellas.
up from
Lock
the
it
game
in.
that he had to get in here. All right,
All right.
all right. Who we picking? Who we got?
Jaggers, baby,
dude,
all day,
I
every
gotta
day.
say,
Again, with some excitement in your voice.
I think Jaggers is good. Here's the thing. I think double
is-
heavy.
Why'd Artie
medium
just yell? I
is-
missed
Scream, but
something.
we'll
Why
take
did
it.
I
Artie's
scream?
That makes
excited.
sense?
I'm excited. Too Dark and Handsome is
I
who we're
still
watching right
think
now. We're tuning in with
There's a world where
Release.
Stu
Had an
gets a
incredible
really
day
good
so
glitch,
far.
and if normalized,
We are
yeah, I don't know if he's
sticking to
running
our cash out
glitch trap or not, which could work.
Contestants, our cash out
If they get a
lineup
sick
of
glitch, I
HML
think
for
they
Too
win
Dark
this,
and
right?
Handsome,
You stop the
and
mesh, you
HN
stop
for
the
Jaggers.
winch, and you
Jaggers
just start
setting
poking.
himself up.
Already
You think-
okay,
you think you
thanks,
can
my
afford
baby.
double
No worries.
glitch in
the beautiful garden
HML?
area. Team
Like, do you think you can give up goo for the
They are going to
glitch
be able to
line?
rescue him, but this is Jagger's cue.
I think
to
you could
dive on
with
in
the
and
winch
try and
world.
for any two picks.
Like here, I don't like how
this is what I was talking
Jaggers
about,
is
though.
playing. Slothy's so split, but they got to pick anyway. They got two picks. Excuse me, I'm dumb.
Yep.
Did
Did Varian get both of those? I didn't see the first kill feed.
On the
I don't know.
And well, I mean,
I guess the D-Wheels kind of
has
makes
the
sense
chance
too.
to get some greatness here. Those shots
Extra
are so
range.
clean.
God.
We did see Stu
Wait, Varian's
earlier
beaming.
cooking with the 9-3R.
Have we seen
during his
Double Lewis
warm-ups,
yet?
But at the same time,
No, but we have
No.
seen
they are
one.
gonna be able
We've
to
seen
make their
Lewis
way
and we've
out
seen
of
him
the
60.
the vault here.
I want to see double. I saw
Question
Grout on the
is, once they
M60.
get to the
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
Blaine
double
was on
Lewis, unironically,
will
or whoever it
they
was, I
have
don't remember,
efficient
could go
Oh,
crazy.
or, sorry, sufficient
Nope.
time to set
Yo,
up
your
all
timer's
the-
done.
They are able to turn around
Yeah, you tell him.
and
You
make
tell him.
sure
You show him
there's,
his boss.
Hey, bro, time to
some
get the laundry
sidelines.
out.
Of course, we have Very running the.
Walt
that's a
said
poor
when
jump to the
Artie
bottom, a little bit
screams, he
of
said,
time
"My
here.
baby is no longer sleeping."
Yeah, very
Thanks.
running the Deagles, which I'm really
Thanks.
excited by. Of course, this player who we know is.
And then he said, "Oh, Rio's
mostly,
talking. My baby's not sleeping."
Historically, he has also played medium. as mentioned
Damn,
earlier.
you attacked him like that? That's crazy.
No, it was a good thing.
Relatively risky
It's a shooting
path. Of
voice.
course, Swordok and Handsome
okay, good.
have to cross into this building,
Yeah,
and there's
I'm
lots of
robots
practice
are
opportunities
calling
here for
me
Jaggers.
here.
So many rooms that they can.
That's your
be in.
ringtone?
Oh yeah, I mean, already
I thought it was
though,
your timer
we
going
can
off.
see Jaggers kind of
Yo.
planning
So,
their idea
yo.
Yeah,
of
Police is
bunch
kind of playing
up
crazy.
together.
I was
Can we
saying
talk about
Police is-
their graphics are crazy? Did y'all see that?
Oh,
about
oh,
Fake
oh,
move.
T-Millie!
T-Mills can just take out Stooge.
Yo,
That's
what's behind this
why
guy?
HHM
I know.
has been
The
prevalent.
go. Good
Lights
drop here.
more
Hold
out
on.
of position, just get
Oh.
deleted and
Oh,
deleted.
he bumped his head.
L pad.
Army.
L pad.
Big
L
gold
pad.
forehead right there. It's gonna cost you, brother.
Yeah. Gotta get the hat with the
What did
smaller brim, fella.
what did I miss?
On his
Smaller
absolute
brim.
baby SHG.
Take that sticker off your hat. It's getting
But I think
stuck.
that if he gets rushed by the entire
Sticking you to the
Jaggers, there's
ceiling.
nothing he can do. So Stooge
Yeah,
Robots
the-
gonna have to go in here.
Flat bill with the
Luckily
sticker
for
still on
Blue,
it.
he didn't
Their
have to-
graphics are crazy, by the way. Like, can we
I
talk about
love
the map
Millington
timer
the
at the top? They had a
third,
whole
just
animation for when
really
somebody
meaty
started the
shots
cash
there.
out with like the person.
Yeah,
the
this is
team.
cool. I don't know if that.
And yeah, that was,
I don't know if it's
really nice. That
automated
basically
or
won
if
the
it's someone's
fight.
manually doing it.
Bulldog and
But
Hanson
it's
have
very
one more
cool.
chance.
Surely
There's
it's
about 4
manual.
seconds left
How
on this
did you
timer.
automate it?
And we are seeing some damage being put out.
Something appear. You'd have to do some AI something, or you have a region of the screen that says, okay, when this pops up, right, when this text is recognized, this happens. Or when this is recognized and this color pops up, this happens. Oh, big res.
Need to get this back
Oh,
up.
man.
The defib comes through, and Stooge actually finds
Oh,
Bobby.
Normalize hit some
3
shots,
versus 2.
brother
As they
boy.
flip, they
Oh.
I'm
hold on,
not gonna
hold on.
lie, he has
Versus 2,
not
reset's
looked
not
very
there.
consistent
We've got
on
now only
repeat
about 5
compared to everybody
seconds
else
left. I don't
today.
think Bulldog and Handsome have a chance to
With
get
Noah.
on this. Unfortunately,
No. Oh, yeah, I
Varian
agree.
might have
No.
just done enough here. We have the drop
was,
available
like,
as well.
sorry.
The RPG kept in the pocket of Varian that
Repeater's
whole time.
tough.
He
It's
found
just a
kills,
weird weapon.
He found the
You have to be
stalls,
really
good
and
at it.
ultimately he's done enough. for
Sometimes
Jaggers
we
to
hitting
play his
everything,
first
and
match out. Let's
sometimes
see how
I'm
the rest of this
riffing
fight
might
pans
be
out,
not
everybody.
standard because,
Huge
uh,
glitch. Everyone's glitched.
That's
They need to
a-
push
that's
it.
a win
Everyone's
right there.
solo. Everyone's solo.
Personally,
Push
I
it.
would have killed them all by now, but that's just me.
Get Varian, he's so low.
This guy's your coach.
Down
Personally, I
goes
just
T-Millie,
wouldn't
down
have-
goes
I just
Varian.
wouldn't have
Hold on,
lost that
Fluff is one
fight.
hit.
Takes out Varian, and it's just
Can we
lost
quick-
one
quick-
HP.
quick melee that
Quick,
guy?
I was gonna say I would just be running up a quick melee, throwing
Personally,
elbows.
I
Probably
would've
die.
smacked him.
I would try to quick melee him. I'd probably die trying to do so, but you better believe I'm at least sending it and trying.
I made up with combo.
Did you?
Yeah.
Really doing a lot to just,
I basically
chunk
told
out
him
damage
like,
early
yeah,
against
I'll
TG.
feel it. It's in the
those
chunk
bananas really did
Discord.
put him into
Oh,
a
it's in that
picture.
Discord.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a
check that
horrible
out.
food combination.
No,
I hope
combo's
one
fine.
pickles bananas or puts pickles with bananas.
I just came in swinging into the
It's really
void.
exciting to see
so-
Varian playing front and center as a heavy. Of course, he put himself in
Oh,
harm's
yeah,
way to
so-
get some of that opening damage.
Yeah,
knowing that he
so-
can fall back to the waiting on
Weird
T-Mills
people.
to get that heals.
God
Let's see how
damn.
Varian again here
Jaggers
fronting up.
playing
He's
very well.
got healing
Yeah, I'm
orbs well.
saying
Shut-
a good threes team. I do think we're gonna see teams running different strats on obviously, but different
God.
cons on cash out and fun around.
So it's falling on
Oh,
the
I
medium
just,
Shout
I
out
started,
to-
sorry, I
shout out
started
to Tyler
scrolling and saw a
Delray.
wall
They
of
do
text.
manage to get
Jesus.
away from Jaggers.
What
There's
happened?
Some nice movement across the map.
What am I missing?
Has,
I'm reading the
zips
Discord and
jump
I
pads. This is
scrolled
very
and I saw
convenient
You know who
position
isn't
for
missing?
teams to
T-Mills.
catch up. Quite a
Oh,
wide-
yeah, there's a
they've
lot
actually
in
got
there.
Quite a distance put now between
T-Mills
them
don't
and
miss.
Bulldog and Handsome. DD8
Eventually,
have a chance to set up.
I even just messed with my game, man. It's all out of love. Like I think I'm just tired with a lot of stuff going on, and I came back. Your video worked to get me riled up.
A little chunkier, right? A little bit less
Oh, shit.
on the
did work.
movement side of things.
So,
But,
that's- it did
we
work.
are going to see Jaggers.
Look at that
make
animation.
their approach
It's definitely manually
surely,
fired, but it's
surely.
clean.
As
Yeah.
TH, they get ample
Oh, the
setup time over
wait,
here
the
on
box
guard,
timer at the
and,
top is
Jaggers gonna be
cool.
approaching from the, cliffside
where?
here, taking that
Oh,
height.
the
Look
blue
underneath
bar?
the score. Yeah, that's like the bomb plant thing for CS:GO.
Oh, that's cool.
tight.
Wait, I like that.
Wait, that's actually so nice.
Quick, write that down. Write that down.
Hey, Burrito, I can make this for you, Burrito.
The problem is
You just
got
gotta pay
fire.
attention as one
I don't-
man.
Somebody's gonna have
Because
to
here's
fire
the
that.
thing, they probably have, right, I would be guessing, you have one guy that's controlling it, okay, some virtual machine or something, they connect to and say, okay, you in charge of
It's gonna be
the
White Stooge
things that
finding
happen on
one of his
screen,
own.
right? So
Yeah.
1v2
the cash
now,
out
normalized out of
ticker,
commission for now, but he
all
is
the stuff that
backing up,
happens.
trying to get his
You are in
lead.
charge of those
He
little
does
thingies.
get him in the end there.
Otherwise, the
Jaggers
observers
goes
do their
down.
job.
Tall, dark, and handsome.
Really needs
They'll
help.
have
Really
one
needs
more team
frickins.
fight in
He
order
needs
to tie this
somebody.
up.
Get that man
And they need to win it.
a
That was
man.
nice
You
movement
could
there coming
expose
out
your
from
own
Bulldog and
API
Hanson. Of course, it feels
and
like
have it
you put
interact
yourself
with.
as
Well, see, the
a
thing
little
is, he uses
disadvantage. You really
vmix.
have
I
to
use
get in
OBS,
those
but like with
movements
OBS,
nice and fluid, but we saw some
you can use the
great play
WebSocket feature
from Stooge, from
and
Normalize,
their
from
API
Police
and
to
essentially
maneuver
hit it
themselves
remotely.
around that fight.
Like, that's
Key
possible.
moment it
Yeah.
felt like with Stooge hitting that.
How
You don't-
about
you don't even need a virtual
Embark
machine.
uses their
teammate.
API?
And you see
Dude,
the early popping of those gas
That's
canisters just
crazy.
playing the timer
Good
and
comms,
knows
I
those
wish.
detonate.
Bro,
Dude,
there's
I
a
have
lot
to
of people
interrupt
who've
you
asked for
guys.
that. A
Secure
lot.
this
I have
spot.
to interrupt
Need to find
you
out where
guys
Jaggers
because
are
the
coming
absolute
from
craziness
right
that Waltz
now.
is throwing out in this chat right
See
now,
if they have
and
a
then
chance
what
to
he's
close it.
responding with when
No, we, in
people
fact,
like
have Stooge
challenge him
on
is insane.
this
He
path.
said
Hardway
T
man
Mills.
himself.
Yeah, he said
Here,
T
looking
Mills.
to
I've heard of
stab
him, the
Jaggers in
hardway
the
man
back as they go
himself.
for
I heard he
push.
missed a shot
Yeah,
once, and he
went
decided to
all the
open
way
his
to the
eyes
urban
and never
side to
missed
shoot down on the
again.
park, but we do
And I said, dude, Waltz, could I borrow whatever you're sipping on?
Dude,
You're
he's
electric.
cooking so
And
much.
then he said, I'm juiced on the finals. And then Cray said he stole the breast milk supply. And I said, that's crazy.
Does amazing work for Slothy. That being said, normalizes
All right, gang, final cash out.
He's gonna be able to get
Here we
that
go.
shot. Jaggers
Yeah, I
goes down.
asked him.
Tall, dark, and handsome. They're showing
only
that
a best of one.
HML still has a place here in the comp scene in 3v3 final round.
Chat, as a reminder, while we
Cash
wait
out
for
here.
this
All Convoy
next
City
cash out
goes
to
well for
start,
the entertainment value.
immediately following the end of
Future
this
map in
event,
competitive scene.
we're going to take like the
Now we have
fastest break,
Final cash
and
out
then we're
on the
jumping right
horizon.
into Around the Arena, okay? Our finals
Looks like
podcast. We got a lot to
Have a
talk
good
about
one.
in terms of
Thanks
roster
for stopping
mania.
by.
Spawn there
So don't
for
go
Jaggers.
anywhere. Don't touch
Might
that
have a fight
mouse.
around this box.
Don't touch
Quite
that
early on as they
mouse,
take
I'm
up
sorry.
positions
Yeah,
on opposing
and we will be
buildings.
back, I mean,
Yeah,
super
exactly.
quick.
I mean, Jaggers
so,
can put themselves up
Don't
on
go
top.
anywhere.
we were
If
going
you want to
to
learn
karaoke
about who
roast.
is going where and what we know and who got dropped off of what orgs, stick around. That's what we're jumping
I got
into
dropped
next.
off a cliff.
Tight
I thought we were talking about that.
Ooh.
Ooh,
got dropped on my head. All right, EK, have a great rest of your evening.
Yeah,
Thanks for
have a good
stopping in,
one.
brother.
Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate you.
Call the ground fucking T-Mills how it headshot me when I fell on it.
Bro's chiefing on the mover.
And also the heal beam. But for Tall, Dark, and Handsome,
Yeah, baby.
eventually they'll be able to get one of these kills. I mean, there's 16 minutes left.
Guys,
They
I
don't have
love
to
what we're watching right now.
And at the moment, Jaggers they
Exquisite
are
gameplay.
screening more effectively against
Yeah, that's what
Name,
happens when
But D is definitely an option here.
yeah, that's
for-
what happens when you
for
have a
Handsome.
gate, but it
That
doesn't
would
matter
mean
because
that
you're
they have to
getting
run
into two
right
heavies, so
down
you
an
kind of
open
just like
highway
sit there
though,
and
and
figure
that's
out what
probably not
happens.
the smartest move.
Well, here's the thing.
against
They should
any
just gate
I got
around
a
that.
big brain
loaded
play.
team
Yeah,
running
Stu puts the gate down,
deals and
right? He gets the
Rubita.
flank on him.
Kulak and Hanson
He
looking to
brings
gate
their
some kills
attention
here,
out.
but it looks like Jaggers are wanting to close this
What's like the
distance
gate down by
early.
the pad or something, right?
Dude, there's two pads. There's
Surprising.
one on their right. If they wanted it to go over to D, they could.
Dude, I'm saying.
Jaggers
But
are
or they have the
getting
gate to
bored.
the left. They can go down the zip and then
Here we
take the
go.
pad all the way
Oh,
into
here we go.
the mall.
I don't know if I like the zip
Here we go.
push. I ain't gonna lie.
Stooge, hold on a minute. Varian taking very low down to one bar.
on.
Believes cooking today.
Down goes T-Millies, down goes the Varian.
I heard what you guys were saying though. Police do be going pretty big.
He's been cooking today.
Sloppy.
I will be honest.
Are we a Belize believer? A BB?
Well, he's just the sub. It's normally busy on this team, apparently.
Yeah.
But he's.
I stand behind. They could have.
Opting to avoid
I mean, they ended up
more
winning, so it didn't
traditional
matter. But
designs of that
they
corner
could
of
have
the map.
won that
The time
side.
being-
So was this like
I can always rely
did these
on
two
you,
get first
rely
or
on you for the
third?
Yes, this is
Yeah,
first
this
or
is
second.
second.
map
Yeah.
as well.
Oh.
And third and fourth fought earlier. That was the last one.
Oh.
I need a tool.
But I got
So
it.
you guys say Nightmare Cook, like our cook?
Oh, early zip coming out.
They're
from
not cooked. They
Jaggers.
had third, and they were only
Dive onto
4
Normalize.
points
They get
away
the
from
early
being
pick up and
second.
get
Yeah.
3 versus 2.
Oh.
So, like 4 kills, literally.
I'm curious to see how they look against Envy, and my guess is not good. I'm
I
just
don't
being
know. It'll be good.
100%
It'll be good to
honest.
see.
Man,
my balls are itch.
I did.
Oh, sorry about that.
Pop off
Sorry
to
about that. You weren't supposed to hear that.
But I gotta sleep. That's all right. We'll have the pod up tomorrow at some point.
Oh, huge winch. Hold on.
Big one.
No way he gets out. Okay, I'm like, that's
He
crazy.
hit the light kill button.
Yeah, he did.
I hate that. I hate it here. I hate
He
that.
brought out
Lee's
the
45
kill
HP.
Wait, hold on.
Does he win this?
No.
Great
it's
place to be if you're
over.
Jaggers.
They got farm. They got
DJ,
farm.
half health, down he goes.
Well, it's not over. Here's a good thing. They have gate. Clean gate pad back. But, very little time.
And not a great position.
Very
No.
difficult.
This is probably
They can't
one
drop
of
the box.
They got caught.
This
is one
might
of the
not be
catches you
winnable.
definitely
They
don't
didn't have
want.
the
I don't
Like
think it
Jaggers
is. In
did.
my
This might
personal
not be
opinion,
winnable.
I don't think it is. They have way too much stall, and they have no drop, no nothing. It's bottom
Alright,
floor. It's
well,
Yeah.
there we
scuffed.
go.
They're gonna have to waste
Jordan
winch to
Hansen
move the
now,
box,
like you say,
and that's not worth it.
have about 25 seconds to close this gap and get a steal. It
Honestly,
doesn't seem
I just would've
likely.
won that fight.
Jaggers getting themselves
saying.
set
I think
up.
I think
Actually,
if I was coaching, I'd say you just win the fight.
Wait, hold on. I don't
care.
care. Jaggers won.
To get this
Let's go.
steal, they need kills. They
Wait,
need
hold on.
something
Yeah,
fast. It's in the
predicting.
way.
Oh, we're-
Team Mills
yeah.
fight
Prediction
for kill
correct.
onto the leads, and that surely it normalized the last one standing here.
Hey,
Jordan
listen, if
Hansen,
there was
Jaggers,
some
the
sort of
Rolling
thing I
Stones
could
make
bet
their
on,
way to the top.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If there's a
And it is the
thing,
HHM team
I
that
don't
claim
know.
the first
I would have so
ever
much-
Breakout
so much
Finals
money.
show match.
I don't know what you mean.
Can I
Yeah, I don't
just
either.
say that I called it at the very beginning? I said that HHM has
Fire
the
Strays!
team in the
Yes.
final round.
Let's go Fire
And if
Strays.
TDH
Well,
didn't
no
adapt,
longer Fire
they
Strays. Let's
were
go
able to
Jaggers.
stand up to
Oh boy,
the
Sloppy.
Let's go
one
Fire
and only
Strays.
Jaggers. And that's what I'm talking about. The double heavy medium. It's
Mm.
just too powerful.
How about you, Young?
I think
Who are
I
you
will
pulling for this
stand.
year?
I will
What a
stand. by
game
this.
as well.
It
Look
might
at that.
cheer-
Really
it might
even
cheer
across
for
the
cheer
board in
for
terms of
everybody
kills, but
except the ops.
some stellar play at the very
Um,
end from Jaggers.
I
Really, just
I don't know.
7 revives.
I think I
Nowhere as
gotta
team,
find
and
a team to
well
cheer for.
done.
You know what I mean?
Normalize putting up a real performance, but unfortunately,
Part of me
it slipped at
wants
the
to
last
see
minute, really.
the
That
STN
made the
Udrakoni
difference.
Juker stack go
Gave the
crazy.
opening for Jaggers to close
Yeah,
in.
that's
I think there's some
Find that
potential
victory.
there.
Rio, again, how was that for you? That was
Because
a
Udro is even a
real
heavy
ride
player
for
way
us.
back.
It was a ride. Unfortunately, I
And
just
so-
so to me, that was
He's
just
on
not
light
what I
now.
wanted to see.
So
I
he can
really,
do it all.
I was feeling it. I felt
Alright,
the energy.
I
I
can
felt
really
Team
do
Rock
it.
and Handsome. They were coming
I
back.
think we're
and
prepping
then
for
it
the
just-
pod.
All right, fellas.
pod
Hey,
prepping.
enjoy the pod. I love you.
Love you,
Yeah,
too,
we're.
Pookie.
I mean, we're down to do
died
some
right
after.
away, and it just
Yeah, that is
If
true.
I'm
It's only
still
10 o'clock.
around.
Actually, this was a
We're
short
expecting
broadcast,
the zip
only
line.
an hour.
The zip line
Pretty
to
much.
close the distance. It's just
If I'm
so
still
cool.
around.
We've got
Like 2
adjusted
hours.
this new meta with that
I'll make sure
being
you're
the
around.
main form of
Oh,
mobility for HHM.
man.
Pod will be
Alright,
an
fellas,
hour,
enjoy the pod.
and then
They
we're
just
free
got
after.
it, and
If I'm not
I
out
want
at
to see
karaoke,
more.
I'll be.
I feel like
Oh,
the only
You're going to
thing
man.
about
karaoke?
today
This
is
would
we
just
only
I
video
might.
ninja in and
Yeah,
let us
video ninja.
watch
Yeah,
it
you guys-
karaoke. We'll just do a karaoke
I'll
stream.
I'll Discord stream from my phone.
Yeah. No, you can just join Video Ninja from your phone. You know, set it up on a table. We'll put you on the stream, and then we just karaoke with you from home.
My brain is just
Wait,
searching
let me
for
pull
all
up
these
the song
questions
I'm gonna
because
be
it means to me
doing.
that the final
Wait, don't play it out
scene is
loud.
about to
We're live on
kick
YouTube. It will get
off.
copyrighted.
Let me-
I'll tell you what, Ardy.
Let me
Like,
pull it
I've
up
got a
real
taste
quick.
of Fongwai City now. I don't know about you. That is a fun map to watch.
It
All right.
is an incredible map.
Chat, we're
and
gonna
that's
brief
exactly
break,
why
and we'll be right back
I have
with
been
the
loving it since the start
podcast.
of the season.
Yep. Stick around the
Is
arena.
it-
We
is
were talking about.
coming through?
We're talking
Is
about.
it coming through? Okay, bye.
That we saw today, as far as just making sure.
What was
HHM
that?
has
I fucking hate that guy.
some place to stay, and then, you know,
All right,
these
see you
teams
soon, boys.
All right, we'll be right back, everybody.
haven't just been, cooking.
everybody. Told you it would be a quick break. I hope you guys enjoyed the show match. That was a ton of fun. And it's great that, again, the Finals Esports is back. Once again, this is kind of like an intro. We're not actually starting Around the Arena just this second, but wanted to give you, again, a rundown. So Around the Arena, if you're not familiar, is Cody and I's podcast on the finals. We've been going for 3 seasons. This is going to be the 3rd season again, because we only made like 2 episodes, I think. I think we're literally season 3, episode 2. I don't know. Whatever. This is going to be a live podcast recording, okay? So that means it's a podcast, no music. We're just going to be talking. The other part of that is because it's a recording, we won't be looking at chat. So we're not ignoring you, but put questions you have or topics and then hang out for the show. Once we wrap up the recording, we'll hit all the topics that you guys have brought up, okay? It'll be part of the stream. You know, the VOD will be published, all that. But just want to give you a heads up. It looks like we're ignoring you, which is not normally what we do on stream. That is why. Okay, everybody good? Are we ready to go? I think we're ready to go. Cody, you ready to go?
I can be, or do we want to wait just a sec, just in case?
We can go ahead and get going, I think. We got a lot to talk about,
Okay.
and it's already 10:02. So let's get it going. What do you think?
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna start my recording now in a second. One moment.
If we do potentially get raided, do we pause the recording?
We'll mention that we are, you know, thank you for the raid. We'll give like a rundown real quick, and then we'll keep going. Okay. So yeah, we'll do that. Otherwise, this is it. Okay. All right, I'm starting my recording now.
Starting as well.
Here we go. Welcome back, everybody, to Around the Arena, the Finals Central's official finals podcast. I'm Sam, joined by Cody, and welcome back to season 3. I know it's been a minute since we've done an episode of Around the Arena, and that's because we've had, I mean, so much going on. Like, there's not even enough to really say. We had the major. I actually bought a house and I moved. We had the holidays. We had PHL. There is so much that we have done recently, and we are sorry that we've been a little bit lax on the pod here, but we are very happy to be back. Cody, how we feeling, man?
I am feeling, honestly, just incredible. I mean, you know, we haven't talked about it too much on the pod, but, you know, we went to Sweden. We, you know, hosted a pub crawl. We met some incredible people. We watched the Grand Major, and now we're in the new year with a bunch more stuff to, you know, to come, right? I mean, me and you are pursuing casting. I've already started with a couple events. You have as well.
Yep.
We got a couple more. I mean, this is coming out tomorrow, so we'll be casting a couple events this weekend, so stay tuned. Yeah, it's just been crazy, Sam. You know, it really hasn't even been a year yet. That's the crazy part.
That is,
we haven't been doing this for a year yet.
No, absolutely. That is actually the most insane part. Is I think we've had the TFC channel now for like 8 months, maybe 9. We might be in the 9th month finally. Breakout, thank you so much for the raid. By the way, we were just getting things started, so you guys have not missed anything but W raid.
Holy raid!
Everybody, welcome in. If you're not familiar with us, we are the Finals Central. We do a lot here in the Finals Esports community. We just wrapped up our watch party of the Breakout show match, which we'll talk about here on the show in just a little bit.
Holy
but
raid.
This is a live recording of Around the Arena. So for this recording, because we are putting this on Spotify, we're also putting this onto YouTube. We're not going to be looking at chat as much as we normally do for a lot of our streams, so we appreciate it. But if you have topics that you want to talk about after the fact, once we're done recording, we're going to hit all those. We'll be hanging out with you guys in chat, so stick around, because today's episode, we are talking about a lot of incredible things, the number one being roster mania. We just saw a glimpse of it from Breakout. It was insane. We're going to break down some of the matches that we just watched as well here on the show. And yeah, there's so much out there. I mean, it took us a couple hours, I think, to comprise the list that we have, which I'll post in our Discord following the show. If you're not in there, join up, ! Discord if you're watching here on the stream. If you're listening on Spotify, the link will be in the episode, as well as on YouTube. It'll be in the description as well. Get in there, check out the esports channel. That is where this list is going to be. It's going to be ever updating as teams are signing to more orgs. We had some this week that announced it and things like that. So welcome in, everybody, once again. And let's get this show on the road. So, Cody, we were just talking about
how we haven't done an episode in a minute, and that's because we've had so much going on. We had pretty much the major, we had PHL season 2, we had a bunch of stuff. So, just run us down real quick, man. Like, what's been going on with you?
Oh man, it has been a pretty crazy experience. A lot of family, a lot of, holidays, all that sort of good stuff, right? But outside of that, talking about the finals, we've been playing a lot of ranked. I've been pursuing casting. We talked about it a little bit in the intro, which has been incredibly exciting. And I just want to say, shout out to some of the amazing people that I've met that have influenced me to, take this route and inspired me. Waltz, Artie, Jerry, Rio. I mean, Tetra, like there's so many people that I can think of, and I'm probably missing some people in their chat, but I'm not forgetting you, I promise. There's a million people, and I am just so appreciative of the community and everyone. They are so friendly and so nice, and they are always inspiring me to be the best I can be. And I'm just excited for the new year. I really am.
Yeah, likewise. And again, a massive shout out to all the people like you mentioned, the PHL crew, Ape Squad. I mean, the major was that moment for me that finally, you get so used to looking at like Twitch numbers and YouTube numbers, and you're making content and you get kind of wrapped up in that, and you don't really realize how many people are actually like watching your things or that you're interacting with,
Right.
and like, helping try to grow the esports scene. We had a lot of people come up and actually like kind of thank us, I guess, for like what we've done, which, in hindsight, I guess we have done a lot, but we've just kind of been doing what we love. And it's really cool to like see all that come together. The major, of course, incredible. We released a recap video in case you missed the major. That's out there. Young also put out an amazing video that I would highly recommend watching if you need something long form. It's almost 3 hours long, and I mean, it breaks it down perfectly, and also just talks about his experience as well. So I would check that out. And so, yeah, I mean, we got back from the major, and we have been hungrier than ever for 2026. We just want to do more. We were already doing a lot, but we sat down. We had like an entire business meeting basically to talk about like, what is TFC's plans for 2026? What went well? What could have gone better? And what do we want to do this coming year? And honestly, the biggest one we landed on is just continue to grow the scene. That includes doing tournament organization, hosting community tournaments, casting, which is something, that we didn't realize we really wanted to do until Waltz and Burrito got us into PHL for the B streams. And I mean, yeah, Cody's been locking in on casting. I'm trying to as much as I can with being a new homeowner and all, but we're locking in for 2026. And that's the goal. Just continue to grow the finals esports into what we believe it deserves. It's incredible. I think after the major, a lot of people saw what it could be. So, there's a lot of leagues re-entering the scene like Breakout. There's also Heist games spinning up here. We have PHL Season 3 on their horizon. There is so much to do. And with that, the pod is back. It's a weekly episode. With 2026, we've also made the goal of streaming more. Personally, myself, I stream here on TFC Sam, or TFC _Sam, I guess I should say, Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then Cody is a little more ad hoc, but I think he's got a schedule as well, right, Cody?
Yeah, we're working on it. Work is crazy, having a job and then also trying to do this. But I'm gonna try to follow Sam's schedule just an hour later.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
it's gonna
I
be
do have the
close.
luxury of working from home, so I am able to and I'm also East Coast, so I can do my life things that need to get done after work, and then hop on and start streaming and hanging out with the community and things like that. But with that, we're holding ourselves accountable to finally give you this pod the consistency that we've always felt it deserved, but we just didn't have the time to do. So
And
right
maybe
now,
some guests in the future.
and some guests.
Cool
We're
guests.
finally going to have guests because we finally have this like actually scheduled. So as of right now, the schedule is Thursdays. So expect this episode to be live if you're watching it on Twitch right now. Expect this to be the case on Thursdays, and then we'll jump into gameplay or ranked or doing whatever we're going to do following it. So stay on the channel. Got a lot going on afterwards, especially if esports things are going on. But we're finally getting consistent with the pod. All right, let's get into the episode because we got a lot to talk about. And the first thing we're going to talk about is what everybody's waiting for, and that is roster mania. 2026 is starting off hot and spicy as we imagined. We knew coming into the major, really, and out of it especially, that there was going to be a crazy amount of roster mania. Honestly, since the end of PHL Season 2, we already kind of started to see that. We saw some teams starting to break apart, play with different players, things like that. And if you're not familiar with esports, or the finals esports is your first introduction to esports,
roster mania is a very normal thing, right? Like in esports, a lot of times it happens mid-season. Granted, PHL and things like that, especially the major, you were kind of locked to your roster. Like if you made it through open qual, you were stuck, I think, with your roster, or you can maybe have 1 or 2 subs. But especially after closed quals, you were locked in. That's your squad. And there was time between closed quals and the major, right? So if you had differences, you kind of had to just deal with them through the whole tournament. And so yeah, but the 2026 season is kicking off with a bang, and we are going to break down everything in terms of players that were signed with orgs. That's what we're covering today, okay? And we're covering at least the information that is available, but also the unknowns that we know of. We don't have any insider info, okay? So this won't be that. But we've just centralized all of the roster mania. We've been keeping tabs since it's been going on, and we're going to talk about it here today, Cody. So, ready?
I think I'm ready.
All right.
Okay, it's been a wild, first month. There's a lot of information. May I start?
Go ahead. Take us away.
I think I'm going to start. Okay, let's start with the 2 big ones that everybody is probably knows about or has seen or maybe hasn't seen, but these are the ones that are very interesting. Okay, Nightmare and SSG have had a little bit of a switcheroo, is what I'd like to call it. I think that's valid, right, Sam?
Yeah, that's pretty valid.
So, Uni and Gremlin have parted ways with Lasagna and have moved to play with Not Bubba. If you don't know who Not Bubba is, played with Belize a lot in season 2 of PHL. I think it was Diminish.
Yep,
Am I
that's
correct?
Yep.
Okay. Yep. There's going to be a lot of names, so we might mess some stuff up. But they are now playing together. They are a confirmed stack. I think that team is going to be insane. Now, Laz has stayed on Nightmare. And Hogs, Grad, and Lamp are now the new Nightmare.
Yeah. Hogs with a quote.
Yes. Well,
we
I actually did see that Lamp did call
okay.
Hogs their coach. But I don't know if they're a Nightmare coach. They are just a coach.
Yeah. So Hogs has been, at least in all the scrims that I've watched of this roster, Hogs has been in pretty much every single game and seems to be the only spectator for most of them. So with that, I think we can safely say that Hogs is the coach of this squad, which he was the coach of SSG last year. And I think it's safe to say that he's continuing on with the Lamp and Grad and picking up Laz. But however, Nightmare, I don't think have made an official announcement of Hogs joining the roster. So like Cody said, he may not be officially the Nightmare coach, but it seems to be coaching the team. So there you go.
Right. Okay. Now let's move on to EU a little bit, because this is kind of another major team. Alliance. And this is in a little bit of a weird spot, but Carnifex and Treason have split away from Palma, and they have been signed to 5 Fears.
Yep.
Palma, we have no clue. We don't know if they are staying on Alliance, because there has been a kind of a weird situation where they haven't announced that Palma's gone.
Yep.
But they also haven't announced that Palma's staying, so we're going to say that's just mute right now. Carnifex, Treason on 5 Fears. To join that stack is Naghost, or NA Ghost.
Yep.
That is also going to be an absolutely insane stack. Ricardo, News, and Hani, also kind of a weird spot. That is the original 5 Fears stack. Ricardo is unknown. Hani is unknown. How do you say News? Is it News?
I think it's
How do you
News.
say that?
Yeah, News.
News, okay. Is teaming with Apollo and Visions, which is also going to be a pretty wild stack.
Yeah.
All right, Sam, I'm going to let you take it over from me.
Yeah. So this 5 Fears roster is, pretty much a similar situation to, I guess, Nightmare, right? Carney and Treason moving on to 5 Fears. Naghost coming in from Fnatic over to 5 Fears. I think Naghost is playing heavy, if I'm not mistaken, and Treason staying on medium. Carney is, of course, playing light. The 5 Fears squad before them, like you said, Ricardo, Noose, and Hani, they were actually the North American team that 5 Fears picked up. 5 Fears, if you remember, had an EU team during close quals that did not make it through, and then they picked up this roster kind of last minute. And from word around the block,
take that as you will, is that 5 Fears are very committed to having a top team, something that you could qualify on paper as a top team. I
think they've done it.
I think they've definitely done it in EU. I think this is a very stacked team. I was in Lamp's stream watching, and he had mentioned that I think some of the SSG crew were, I don't know if the whole team at the time or what, were meeting with 5 Fears, but I guess that didn't work out. You know, there's stuff behind the scenes that we don't know anything about, nor do we really want to know with like contracts and things like that. But 5 Fears have definitely locked down a roster here that is going to show out in Europe. So moving on, though, we did mention again, Nagost is leaving Fnatic, and there's 2 unknowns here, and that's Nigiri and Reimka. Both of these players, like Cody mentioned earlier, there's actually a lot of players that still show branding for their org. There hasn't been a really announcement yet or anything like that, and that continues, I think, to be the case for Fnatic, unless something has changed in the last day or two since we've comprised this list. So right now, I guess we have to assume that Nigiri and Reimka are staying with Fnatic. There's a chance that they're not with the org, that the contract expired. We don't have that information here for you, but expect that to be public sooner rather than later, especially, again, as we're really ramping up the 2026 season. Moving on, though, TSM did release their entire roster. Apollo and Visions, Apollo and Visions we just mentioned about, are teaming with Noose from 5 Fears. This information is accurate as of January 7th, 2026. Today is the 15th of January. Arco has apparently signed a contract, but we're not sure with who just yet. So overall, yeah, that's the squad there. And we just actually watched them play with Jalen Mans, and I forget who the last squad. We literally just watched this. Who was it?
Arco, Brendy, and Jalen Mans.
Thank you. Yeah, Brendy. Yeah, Brendy.
Right.
So Brendy, Jalen Mans, and Arco are teamed together. It sounds like they're signed to an org of some sort. We don't know who. But keep in mind that information should be out sooner rather than later.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Brendy, let's move on to the Pioneers, who again have released their entire roster, which consisted of Brendy, Spawns, and Llama, all players looking for org at this time. Brendy, I have the note right here, of course. Brendy, as of December 29th, 2025, confirmed on Twitter that they are teaming with Arco and Jalen Mans. We just watched them in the Breakout show match, literally just before this podcast episode is being filmed. They looked pretty solid, in all honesty. Brendy was looking great on Repeater. And so, this squad, I'm very curious to see how it works out. There's some, not necessarily newer names, I feel like, to the pro scene. That's probably not the right way to say it, but like Arco comes from TSM, who, were Splitgate players before. Brendy's been in the scene for a while, obviously with KCP, and the Jalen Mans, I don't feel like was in PHL Season 2. I could be mistaken, but I don't think so. I don't think he was on a team.
I don't think so.
So, on the flip side, though, again, we have 2 players sticking together, and that's Spawns and Llama, both teaming with Cafaneo, which I believe also was on Diminish with Belize, if I'm not mistaken,
yes,
in PHL Season 2. And this information was shared on Twitter on December 19th, 2025, as the team announced that they are looking for org. So they do not have org representation yet. They are still looking for it, at least to our knowledge, and we'll, update you once that information has been confirmed. You want to take us away on the next one, Cody?
Yes, my favorite team, Rootin'.
Yep.
FYR Strays, comprised of Slothy, Varian, and T-Mails. Now, this team had a little bit of a rumor. There was a rumor that one of them got a contract that they could not, they couldn't turn down. And we thought that team was breaking up. And I am incredibly excited to say that they are staying together. And we watched this team play during Breakout, and they were playing incredibly. They were on heavy medium, which we'll talk about later in the pod. It's a little bit of a different team comp, but yeah, they are staying together. Not FYR anymore. They're under a different name because the org deal has ended. But I'm very excited. And moving into that is Envy, which has weirdly enough dropped STN for. We don't know yet, right? Do we? Or do we know?
So the Envy squad has been confirmed as of yesterday, and I realized I didn't update the list because this was like late last night. I think it was live when this happened. But the Envy squad is now Uni, Gremlin, not Bubba. So
Right.
they left
That is, yes.
Nightmare and have gone to Envy, and that team looks crazy.
That team is going to be insane.
That team's gonna be crazy.
So the original Envy team, though, STN is now playing with Udra County and Juker.
Yes.
And then Stujay and Busy are playing with.
You just watched it again.
Yeah, we just watched it.
My gosh, I'm blanking on it. I gotta pull it up. Hang on. Yeah. Anyways,
It's okay. Well, we just watched it. There was a lot of information. Weirdly enough, though, why Sam's figuring that out? Vanguard
Normalized.
Gaming has.
Sorry.
Yes.
They're playing with
Okay. So
Noah.
Noah, Stujay, and Busy are now that team, which is also going to be a pretty interesting team. And I'm excited to see that team continue. We haven't seen Busy. Unfortunately, they were subbed out for Belize.
Yeah.
For Breakout, but that is a stack, and it Belize played really good. But anyways, so Vanguard has 3 teams, which is a little interesting because we have heard some things around. Because Pulsar came out and made a public statement that they were not going to continue having 2 teams. If you're not familiar, they had Pulsar White, which was a EU team, and Pulsar Blue, which was a NA team. They have now said we will only have 1 team because of major restrictions or the way the major works. But weirdly enough, Vanguard has not said this. I'm wondering if maybe they are considering it like a challengers type team, and they'll only have 1 team that really pushes. I don't know. But Vanguard has 3 teams currently. They have Vanguard Gold, which was Drax, Arpika, and Executor.
Mm-hmm.
And then Vanguard Black, shout out Sugi, Norton, and Nova. And then an NA team, so those are 2 EU teams. And then an NA team, which is Ego, Arrogant, and Regency.
Yep. Yeah, Regency.
Yeah, so those are those teams which are interesting. Moving on to Pulsar. Pulsar White, which originally consisted of Atelco, Persian, and Lasky. Unfortunately, didn't make it to the major, didn't qualify. We're not too sure what's going on with Atelco or Lasky, but Persian has moved on to team with Robinsky and Donk Rage as of January 15th. This year,
which is today.
Pulsar, yeah, literally today. Pulsar Blue also kind of in a weird spot. We've talked about it before. Some, players are showing that they're still, a part of a team. Boo Boo left the org, but Brutal Logic and Sparrow are unknown. Haven't heard too much. Closing it out with a couple more teams, but Genji, it was originally Pakolem, Taikyu Joe, and Nolix. I don't think we have any confirmation on what this org or team or players are doing. We do have a official statement from Ape Squad for the Emerald Apes team. And they said, directly quoted from Justin himself, Emerald Apes contract expired, just like everyone else's in the scene. We have a great relationship with them and Coach Mauser and are happy to see them all continue their journey and expand their opportunities and horizons. They were our first ever team and we will always support them. They believed in us first before anyone else did. So with that, Ape Squad is also to be determined. Lastly, I think we only have one more team, Sam, which is Team Secret, which we do not have any update. I don't think we've seen Elix, Romer, or OG play with anyone in particular or make any sort of comments or statements.
Yeah.
And we have not really heard from Team Secret as well. Yeah. So to be fair, team did play second at the major. If I was Team Secret, I would probably want to keep the team. I mean, Roma, Elix, OG are all incredible players. So it's kind of a good stack. Who knows?
Yeah. They're definitely, I mean, as well, like Team Secret is technically like the top EU team on paper, right? Like you said, second place in the major, first EU team. I think they finished first for EU in PHL season 2, but I'd have to go back and check that. That might be incorrect.
Team Secret?
Yeah, I can't remember. It was Team Secret or Alliance.
No, it was Alliance.
It was Alliance, right? Okay. So,
Alliance.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, like you said, very strong team. I'm not really surprised if they stay together. It is interesting that we haven't seen any roster releases. And like to also clarify, this information is pretty much comprised of like people on like the players themselves on Twitter or the orgs themselves saying that they have released players. So there are some players here that just aren't active, and their org is also not really active in the finals, to be honest with you, which is why like some of this information could be incorrect. For example, like Brutal Logic and Sparrow, they show Pulsar branding, but like they just might not have updated their stuff because they don't go on Twitter. The same is true with like, I don't know, the Fnatic guys. However, Nagiri is pretty active on Twitter from what I've seen, so I feel like that's kind of not the case. I feel like they're, at least for right now, with Fnatic, maybe the contract hasn't expired yet, but I don't know. Anyways. So yeah, that is
so yeah, it's Rostermania. So
that is all of the rosters that we have so far from at least the orgs that we know of. There's obviously more, like I'm sure like task managers from PHL season 2, I'm sure is a different team at this point. Like there's a ton of other teams that we're going to see enter the competitive season for 2026, but these are the ones that like either were signed with an org or were a major team, which if they made it to the major, they were signed with an org. So I guess that counts. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, anyways, again, this pod is now a weekly thing. As this continues to develop, we will bring this updates to you here on the pod. And again, a lot of this information is actually also being updated almost in real time, kind of crazily, in our Discord, especially in the esports channel. Jay the Man.
We get active in there.
Yeah, shout out Jay the Man and shout out Cringy. Honestly, Cringy PLR. They're on top of it. I don't know how they stay on top of it.
I remember the one time I beat Cringy one time, and I was so pumped.
I'm like, I doom scroll Twitter almost all day just because I get bored, and I do not know how they stay on top of it more than I do. It's actually insane. So, to be honest with you, if you're looking for a place to find out this kind of information super quick, man, turn on notice for that channel, and you can mute everything else if you want. I don't really care, but that channel in specific, they're on it. Shout out them.
Keep up, yeah.
Cool.
Well, so Sam, we brought it up a little bit, but this podcast took place after an event.
Yeah.
That is, in my opinion, pretty, big. Breakout is back. They have confirmed it that there is going to be season 1 of Breakout this year for 2026. But with that, they also wanted to show what they're capable of and did a kind of Battle of Titans sort of, event with 4 top, NA teams. Some of the ones we mentioned being Nightmare. Not too familiar on the team names again, but there was a lot of names in there, such as Normalize, Stu J.
Yeah, I've got the teams pulled up here if you want. So
you're good. Yeah, if you want to read them off, go for it.
So we saw 4 teams. It was a show match. They played 3 cash outs and 2 final rounds. Essentially, they were earning points, kind of like old school PHL. They were earning points throughout the cash outs based on placements and kill participation. And then based on that, the top 2 played in the grand final, which was a best of 1 final round match. And third and fourth played each other as well. In a best of 1 final round. So that's 4 teams were Tall, Dark, and Handsome, or TDH, consisting of Stooge, Normalize, or Noah, and Busy. However, Belize subbed in for Busy. And I'll tell you what, Belize, I will say it, Belize looked the best he's looked since I've followed the finals esports.
That guy was playing crazy.
That guy was insane. He played great. And I don't know if it's the people around him or he just has been hitting the lab. I don't know what was up with him, but that guy was playing great. I mean, I loved it out of him. So yeah, Jaggers, which was the previous Fire Stray squad of Slothy, T-Mills, and Varian, the new Nightmare squad of Lamp, Laz, and Grad, and then finally Jab, which is the Brindy, Arco, and Jalen Man squad. Those were your 4 teams that we witnessed today. All of them had moments that looked really good. Some of them a little more consistent than others. Not really a surprise, to be honest. Like, most of these squads are pretty new, with the exception of the Fire Stray squad, who also won PHL Season 2. And they looked good. I think they took the whole thing home, right? Like, didn't they finish first in their best of 1 at the end? I think. Something like that. I don't know. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they took it home. They look great. So, Slothy, T-Mills, Variant, looking awesome as well. But Cody, what were some of your thoughts, from watching that? It's our first taste of 2026. So yeah, obviously a massive meta change, which is controversial. So what are your thoughts?
I just wanted to touch on Breakout's production was so incredible, and they brought some things to the table that I was really excited to see. One thing that we were talking about in the stream was the cash out timer right under the match timer was such a cool addition. It's so subtle, like you wouldn't even, really like notice it unless you're looking for it, but it helps make it easier to kind of, pay attention to what's going on with the cash out timer, because, you're constantly switching angles and views and POVs, and it's like, here's the UI and it's like all over. So having just a centralized point where, hey, this is counting down, is so great to have. And I think, there's a lot of really cool production ideas they did. But with that, also cool things that's going on is the supposed meta. And there's a conversation that's going on, which is double heavy medium, which we haven't seen in a while. It was even banned in some situations because, in my personal opinion, I do think that it's important that every class in the game has a place and a chance to shine. And I do think double of one class kind of hurts that. But I think there's a conversation, and it's not a total meta, right? We saw that light, medium, and heavy can prevail against double heavy. And I want to bring something to the table for you, Sam, and I want to see if you agree with me that I think double heavy medium is the strat in final round. You need to be a quick, concise team. You need to play together, because the moment you have control of the box and a powerful position, having that double heavy is almost like just unstoppable. You can't push them. It's so hard. And if you don't have another heavy to match that, it's genuinely impossible. So I think final round is where we will see double heavy prevail and continue to develop. Cash out, though, is the mode of chaos. And with chaos comes that you can run anything. Anything goes in cash out. So I think light, medium, heavy, having all those tools is a lot more important than having a double up on some. What do you think?
Yeah, I definitely agree to an extent. I think, for the people listening, these are the top of the top. I mean, players,
Right.
like we're watching major winners, or we're watching, runner-ups, things like that. And, we were talking about in the watch party, because we did watch party this event, that, is it a good idea, like, to get a light, to bring a light onto your team? For example, like, I don't know, Grad. Like, let's use Grad as an example, right? We brought Grad over, but then we stuck him on heavy. Is that the right play from like a team composition perspective? Or do you just want to bring somebody who's naturally a heavy player as well and just double up that way if you're going to run HHM? To Young was in the call, I think, with us at that point. He did say, players at this level can kind of do it all, which is very fair. And I agree. I think we saw a lot of brilliance there. That I want to say SSG squad, and that's not what they are anymore. The Nightmare squad. We saw Lamp on Mesh SA12, and then we saw Grad on Winch BFR. And that combo, they were playing the final round matches were held on Fongway City, and that combo was just disgusting. Like, how do you push it? Like, that was what Cody was saying when we were watching it. He's like, there's not enough glitches. There's not enough ways to like get in there. And they were also playing against an HML team. And, on the counterpoint, it could be like, okay, well, Light has one glitch. What if you go have the medium run glitch mine? It's like, well, what do you swap for it? Because the beauty of running double heavy in that situation, right, is you can sacrifice Goo Grenade, which is something that pretty much medium's been solved in terms of the loadout, right? But with the exception of maybe the weapon, which has been repeated for a while now, but that argument can be had. But in terms of the gadgets themselves, right, it's Goo, Pad, Defib. Like, that's what you're going to see every medium running. But if you have double heavy, who's providing you extra cover somehow, whether that's an additional dome, mesh shield, or a barricade, or whatever, like, yeah, the medium finally has some breathing room to give up the Goo Grenade finally. And that opens up a ton of opportunity for the medium. I mean, it's a medium, somebody's wound up somehow back on medium. I'm not really sure how that happened, but here we are. I like the fact that I can not run Goo Grenade and instead run like Glitch Mine or APS, for example. We saw APS today, and it makes a lot of sense. It blocks like what, 4 projectiles? That's 2 RPGs, a Glitch Grenade, and maybe a Dome Shield. EK was in our chat, and he was like, yeah, the Dome falls on it, it actually blocks it. Like, that's crazy. That's a lot of value out of that gadget. But the problem is, originally, mediums kind of needed to run goof or steal opportunity for getting themselves away for stall. But with double heavy, you kind of don't need it anymore. You can run a lot more util to support your team even more. That does kind of put medium further into support yet again, which I know a lot of people have their opinions about. But I think it's interesting. I think it opens the conversation for a lot of interesting metas. But like you said, Cody, I do think in cash out as well, it's the Wild West, man. I mean, who knows? I think it just comes down to who is better at the comp they're trying to run. So if you're running like HHM, but you have a light player that maybe isn't the strongest heavy in the world, like it might be better to have them on light in the cash out games, and vice versa. If they're better on heavy than they were on light, then HHM might work for you. I think it's a total toss up in the cash out game right now, just because there's so much more going on. But in final round, where you do have to basically push an entire fortress, HHM, man, looks gross, looks really good.
Yeah. No, I think you kind of summed it up perfectly. But like you mentioned, right, there is now a bit of an open spot for medium, and we're already starting to see it. And we're even seeing, I think someone that doesn't see this game a lot, right? Everything in this game revolves around the heavy. Everything. So whatever's going on with the heavy will dictate the rest of the meta on the other classes. And now that there's two of them, they're having an even more noticeable, influence. With that, we're seeing medium start to run APS turret because, it can block domes, RPGs, which are now doubled up on. We have light, weirdly enough, running the 93R, even though the ARN is kind of a really good option, but because the ARN isn't good against heavies, it's good against lights. If there's no lights in the game, well, you kind of need something that melts heavies, and what does that more than anything else is the 93R. You could mention, the M11, right? Yeah, the M11's great for dealing with heavies. If there's one of them, you want to dash into two heavies? When one of them's running mesh and another one's running winch? Probably not. So, those are the kind of things you got to think about. So we're already seeing that as they're running the 93R because we need that. We're seeing other heavies run the M60 and Lewis because they need the shield damage.
Yeah.
And those are the kind of things that we're watching, is that everything that's going on with heavy is naturally just influencing the rest of the meta. And that's what I'm interested to see. And something that I think is a great example of showing how intricate that this game is that something so little can have so much influence everywhere.
Yeah.
We literally saw, a slight nerf to the V9S. And a slight buff, and it became the most OP thing, to now, it's not really that great, but it's still good. But now it's double heavy, so even though it's really good, it's still not worth using anymore, and all this and that. And it's very interesting to see not only how just balanced this game is, and to an extent where the smallest change can have such major influences. And that's something I love about this game. It's so intricate. There's so many layers.
Yeah.
The question is, Sam, though, we're seeing what's happening now, but what do we think is going to happen in the future? Do you think, the double heavy will slowly eat up whatever hope there is left for the light medium heavy? Do we think that light medium heavy will prevail and, find a solution, and maybe it's just a little crazy? Everyone's tired of the same old slop. Let me go try something new and realize they missed the old slop.
Yeah.
What are we seeing?
I think, you brought up a point that this game's meta is so fragile. Like, 1 point of range damage or true damage or like a couple meters of damage fall off or something, changes everything. Like the V9S, like you said, came out in season 9, ambitious. They were like, we're increasing the range and we're increasing the damage. It's like, okay, all right, we backed off the damage, but the range is still there. Everybody's like, it's broken. All right, we backed off the range now. All right, now we're not using it all. 93R. That is crazy. I cannot believe we didn't see one of them today in Breakout's show match. That was genuinely a surprise to me. I thought I'd at least see people trying to run it, and I was shocked to see 93R. You and I were sitting there as well. We're like, why not M11? M11's good at shredding, heavies, but to your, then we were like, oh yeah, you can't get up close to them because there's two of them, right? I have the feeling,
And now chat, or if you're listening to this, and you may have to like let me know because I don't actually know this. So weapons have their damage, right? But they also actually have environment damage, to my understanding, where they do X amount of damage to certain structures, environments, whatever, like shooting zip lines. You know, BFR used to one shot them, now it two shots them, I think, or something. Repeater used to be like 8 shots, and now it's 4 or whatever. Like that stat is what I'm talking about, not the true damage that you do to somebody's body when you shoot them, but like the stat of shooting structures or the environment. Does the environment also count for shields? That's what I want to know. And if you know that answer, let me know down in the comments, or let us know, you know, in Twitch chat, or if you're watching live or whatever. If you know that answer, I'm curious to know. It'd be something nice to know if Embark could release that information, or if it doesn't currently, it should. Because like you said, how do you punch through the shields? You know, we were talking about it, like, interesting to see medium still on repeater. Like, they can't really shoot anything because they're shooting at shields, but like, what's your other option? Like, I think the repeater does the most damage to the shields. So at that point, it's the heavy's job now with a Lewis gun or an M60 or a minigun, I guess, to shred shields. Like, it's interesting, you know, like, I think that's something that hasn't been thought of yet.
I would be interested. You know, it seems like, which a lot of people want to happen, which is fine. I'm not against it. A lot of people want grenades to all be one charge. With that though, there is now a very obvious gap from the lack of glitch. So we have 3 potential options. One of them is do nothing, which is an option. Another one is add a gadget that can do something to a different class. You know, prioritize what we've been doing for the past 2 seasons, which is give every class a way to do something that every class can. Like, every class has an answer. Might not be the best answer, but it's an answer. You know, for example, the healing emitter, H+, heal beam. Those are all answers to healing. Might not be the best ones, but yeah. The other option I could be interested to see explored is increasing or adding weapons that do damage to shields. Like, that is their thing.
Yeah.
They are just good at it. You could make it so maybe high rate of fire weapons do a lot of damage to shields. They don't do a lot of, they don't do a lot of damage, right? That might be a good trade-off. Maybe you make the P90 a shield breaker. Okay. Might be interesting.
True.
You could go the other route, that the hard hitters are what do damage to the shield. But at the same time, right, the hard hitters are what's doing a lot of damage to the person. So do you want the repeater to do a lot of shield damage and a lot of damage? Probably not. So I think the option is, maybe going for those like quick hitting, which, now you might not like this, brings light into the conversation in a more high effort way. Instead of just throwing a grenade that has an AoE that disables everything, it's now, I need the light to go in and break the shield.
Yep.
That could be an interesting mechanic, because now it's giving the light another job.
Yeah.
I could be interested with that.
I could be curious.
You could also, I don't know.
Yeah,
you can make the medium the shield breaker. I think that'd be great. Medium needs another role. It is so support heavy, and while that is still support coded, it's a lot more active. And I think that could be a fun way of incorporating medium.
I think it's kind of no question right now that, especially in the pro scene, nobody really loves to play medium besides the select.
You play medium because you have to.
Yeah, but like I think it's kind of the general consensus just from talking with people that like most people don't really want to play medium. Like, even medium players love to kind of wish they were playing heavy, apparently, just from what I've heard. Right. And I agree. I think medium right now feels like a place where I need a reason to shoot my gun. We've played with people and they've, said like, you're not doing enough damage on medium, but at the same time you have like a ridiculous amount of support score and assists. And it's like, I mean, do I shoot my gun or do I keep the guys who do more damage alive? Like, I need a reason to shoot it other than just helping, I guess, damage something that's just getting healed back up, One thing that I also would be curious about, right, is I guess the philosophy right now from people is like, yeah, every grenade should have one charge, which is fair. What if they just like
did that, but the time, like you glitch somebody, that amount of time is increased for how long they're glitched. So that like while your cooldown's
I
coming
don't know if
back,
I
at
like
least they're
that.
still glitched. You know, because I think that's the problem is it's like you can glitch one person, but by the time your cooldown's back, they're unglitched and kind of like negated itself. And when you have double heavy, you're not getting value unless you glitch both.
So, okay, I think that's interesting. I worry that that starts a cascade of things where it slows the game down.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? Like
Mhm.
we've seen it before where like the BFR came out. I mean, go watch APAC on Monaco, man. You know what we're talking about, okay? The game gets real slow. And
Yeah.
okay? And now look, I'm a young man, but I ain't got all day. Okay?
Yeah. Go use the bathroom or something
Okay,
while that's
I've
going on.
watched an FYR KCP game, okay? I ain't got all day. Okay?
That is true. Yeah.
All right? I like my finals game like my TikToks. I like it quick. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm okay to slow down a little bit, but yeah, I worry that we go into this, approach where it's, okay, I get glitched. Now I'm out of the fight for 20 seconds, and now we're just resetting again. So I think you've brought up a good conversation because I brought it up. I'm like, dude, I'm a light. This isn't cool. Why are all my cool goodies and gadgets getting nerfed? And you're like, well, it's post major. Things are a little stagnant. Let's try to make some interesting nerfs and buffs and see what comes of it. It's time to experiment, and then we'll kind of reel things in. Maybe a little bit
Yeah.
later into like half the year or whatever. So with that, I think it's fine. Let's try it. I'm a big believer in, those crazy ideas will always, be crazy until you try them. So let's get it out the way at least,
Yeah.
we can try it. If it sucks and we're like, all right, we tried it, it sucks. And then that person that had the idea, moves on to their next crazy idea. So I think it's good to try it. And I don't know. I just would worry it slows down the game. But I don't know. What do you think?
No, I agree. Yeah. I mean, you're probably right that like increasing the amount of time you're glitched from a glitch grenade.
Nobody likes getting
Probably,
CC'd.
yeah, that too. Nobody likes being CC. That is true. Which is probably one of the reasons that they got rid of one of the charges in the first place, I guess, because it was like,
Yeah.
I mean, that was one of the things, right? Like the pros even said, the medium players even were like, "Oh, I'm glitched. I don't get to play the game. Sorry, you got to sit back and wait for that to wear off, And yeah, you're glitched even longer, then it's pretty brutal. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. I would like to see environment, if it's not already, environmental damage on weapons count towards shields, and
I'd love that.
like you said, go towards a shield break meta, and choose what guns do that more efficiently than others. Because like I don't think anybody wants to see double medium and one of them's running minigun. Let's be honest, that's gotta be brutal to watch. That's like Overwatch back in the day, and double shield, and everybody just ran Bastion because it was like, all right, forget the shields. It was Bastion, Hanzo, and Hanzo would go Storm Arrow, right? Like that was what you did. And it was like, all right, we broke their shields, now we win the fight. It was like whoever did that first, or farmed ult charge, right? And I don't want to see that, but yeah, I don't know. It's a weird spot right now. I don't know if I'm really a fan as well. It does also slow down the gameplay. It is, once again, you're watching somebody with a BFR now stand behind a mesh shield and shoot at people, which if you thought it was bad on Monaco with APAC, when
I
they
mean,
were doing
especially in cash out, right? Where we're getting to the point where these teams are so smart and so like calculated that they're sometimes almost scared to approach because that's the only option, right? Like we saw it on that Fangway map in Breakout. Like Slothy and Varian were just sitting on the mesh with all their stuff just shooting, and we're like, okay, yeah, and your night, or I don't remember what team it was.
It was Nightmare.
Yeah, and it's like you're this team, and it's like, what do you do to approach? Like, and we're like, okay, well, you can set a gate and like loop around behind and like do this and that, and it's like you could do that, and that's probably a great play, but at the same time, like if you're calculating risk, it's pretty fucking risky. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, I mean, even at the end, it was like we were again on Final Way because that was all the final round matches, and it was Jaggers against Tall, Dark, and Handsome. Jaggers being the previous Fire Stray squad. Yeah, okay, so Stooge got out right towards the end, right? There was probably 25 seconds left on cash out timer or something like that. They left and waited for the team to, coin back in. They had time, but like we were sitting there, we're like, normally last season, there would be time here for a quick, push. Maybe it'd be a desperate play, but it could happen. This time though, because you had Jaggers on double heavy and it's inside the server room, I think is where the cash out was. It's like, this is just GG's. It's chalk. This last 15 seconds don't matter. Like, you cannot break through. There's not enough DPS to kill everybody that fast and get the steal. It's just not possible with the double heavy unless pretty much Jaggers throw.
So I think we've talked this out. We're getting close to our end time. So I want to bring up something fun that we can look back to at the later in the year.
Okay.
We're going to make some predictions.
All right.
Okay. Let's start with what do you think will be like the biggest meta? What do you think will be the big thing that is changing for this year? Take a
for
guess.
The year or for when? Because season
just the
10
finals.
happen,
As
right?
the finals go through, what do you think we'll see at the major? Like, what will be the meta?
I don't think you'll see double heavy. I'm a strong believer that people get tired really quick of it and something will change and it won't be meta anymore. I don't know what that change is going to be.
Make a guess, though. We're predicting. Throw something out.
They might just revert the glitch charge. I'm going to be honest. Because I don't know. I don't know how you fix it without...
That's spicy. That's a spicy take.
Without a shield break. People, what do you do?
There you go. That's what I was fishing for. I was fishing for a spicy take.
I
so you predict... You predict that they will... some way, somehow, revert the glitch nerf. Okay. All right.
Sure.
All right.
That's what
now let's move on
Okay.
to the next prediction.
Okay.
Who do you think will be the nightmare of this year?
Without knowing any of the other teams, going off of what I know right now,
Who do you think will perform the best?
the new Envy roster.
Okay. Do you think this team will win the major?
Yeah. At least on paper, yeah. I think so.
Okay.
I think so. I just...
All right.
I want to even say the 5 Fears roster. That's my second guess. But to be honest with you, just the EU versus NA track record just isn't there. I'm sorry. It's 0-3, something like that. 0-4 now since PHL started in season 0, something like that. I cannot mathematically take that. I gotta go with the new Envy squad.
Next prediction.
Okay.
What do you think we will get in the next seasons? What do you think will be the big, the hard hitters? What do you think we'll get? Do you think it'll be a new gadgets? Maybe we'll see a new class.
I think Heavy gets away to glitch.
Heavy gets away to glitch.
I think Heavy gets away to glitch. It's time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Heavy gets away to glitch.
I think they finally get my idea of the EMP rocket launcher where you shoot it and after a couple of seconds it detonates in a room and just sends shockwaves that EMPs everything. I want it so bad. We're probably not getting that, but I want it so bad. I think it'd be so sick.
Okay. All right. So for the final prediction.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to look at the camera. Sam, do you think we will cast the major?
I'm banking on it. I'm doing everything in my power to either cast, player interview, live watch party, or something. But I am not sitting in the crowd unless I have to. I'll do. But I'm doing my damn hardest not to. I want to be involved. Yeah.
Gotcha. I think so too. I think we'll cast every major. I think it's going to be so good they're going to do 5 majors back to back and be like, Cody, just keep showing up. You're so good at this.
Yeah.
You're so good. Goddamn, you're the best white boy to ever do it.
Yep.
There's too many of you, but damn, you're good.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay. Well, that's okay.
All right. So let's run it back. So I don't have the list in front of me of your questions, but
I don't either.
Oh shit! You didn't write them down. What did you write down?
No, it's just.
Did you write down my predictions?
I haven't wrote down anything.
Oh my god!
I just been.
Okay,
that's how good I am at
well,
casting.
well,
See how I've been doing this off the top of my head.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. Well, all right. So who do you think, out of what we know, takes it home this year? Takes home the major. Who do you think?
I think Slothy, Varian,
Good choice.
and I'm trying to remember.
There's no
T-Mills,
way.
sorry.
There's
My brain,
no
sorry.
way.
It's the hard way. I took the hard way. I think Slothy, Varian, and T-Mills.
Okay.
I want them to persevere. I think they're such an incredible team, and they are so capable so much. And I love my boy Slothy so much, and I want them to take it on. Okay. I want. What is my big change? What is my
What is your
greatest,
change that you
biggest
think we're getting?
I want more specializations. God damn it!
True.
Please.
Hey, the EMP
Please
rocket
just give me
launcher
one more.
could be a
Please
stat.
just give me one more. Just one more specialization on each class.
EMP
So,
rocket
Heavy
launcher.
doesn't need one. I didn't get a weapon this season. Can we just get a new specialization on light, please? Please. Okay. All right. With that, I want a defib nerf. I want to see it happen.
Another one?
I don't know. I want it to just not be usable anymore. I want to see what happens after that. I want to see what happens when defib isn't usable.
It just goes double heavy light.
Probably. That's
Probably.
it.
In all honesty, probably. Well, that was like Ikazo was in our chat, right? And he said, he's like, I think people are sleeping on double heavy light and cash out. And I was like, honestly, if there's a mode where I'm giving up defib, it's gonna be cash out because it's defender coin. Double heavy, I mean, if you get the flip on the box or a plug and you protect it, like,
yeah.
I've been saying that I think defender coin's a busted mechanic. 10 seconds to get back, and I spawn typically somewhat close to the objective I already control. Like, bro, you know how hard I gotta kill somebody twice, basically, to steal or wipe. I have to fully wipe them, or I gotta kill them twice. It's like the zombie horde coming at me, especially when you got pad gate.
They should
double movement on medium potentially. Like,
they should add if you wipe another one, it extends their timer. I don't know why that doesn't exist.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, kind of like in what the casual modes do that, right? Like you kill somebody, resets
ton of
to
games
7
do
or
that.
something like
Ton of games have added that.
No, I know,
after.
but even in the finals, I think the casual modes, it's like if somebody is below 7 seconds or 10 seconds on their timer, and then somebody gets a kill on your teammate and you're on that timer, you get reset back to 10, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so I think that team will win the major and take it home. I want them to nerf defib as my big change. I want to see specializations come to play. And I too think we'll cast the major, Sam.
All right.
So
All right.
that is, I think, a wrap on the first pod of January.
Yeah.
The first January of 2026. And the last one. It's a damn shame. Isn't more. But it's a new year.
You want to repeat? You want the
I don't know,
three
just
peak
be cool.
Januaries of 2026? It's been a good
it
month.
could be like it could be called like like I don't know, like third January or something. It'd be kind of cool. Anyways, so yeah, I mean it is 2026. I just want to wrap this pod up and I'll let you say your thing, Sam. That I am so thankful to everyone and anyone that I've met in this 10, 11 months now. I don't know. Like not to get sappy, but like if people have seen previous pod episodes, man, it's probably one of the hardest years of my life. And
yeah,
it was a hell of a lot easier because of the people I've met and I continue to meet and continue to be around. And this community is a incredible light in a rough place, man. It is crazy. But regardless, I have so much love to give for this community and the people I've met and the people I'm around. And thank you for sticking along.
Yep. Yeah, well said. Same here. I mean, yeah, 2025 was not one for the books, I'll tell you that. It might be in the book of bads, but not a good year. But being in the finals community, seeing like just taking on this journey with one of my best friends and just making progress, meeting all these people, going to Sweden and like it all just finally coming together. Like I still tell my family and, you know, like I went through a breakup and that was because of gaming apparently. And it was like, I wish they could have been in Sweden to see like what it's all for. You know what I mean? Like it all came together there and you're like, this is why we do it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, 2026, big year. We have a lot of things that we put behind us and we got a lot of things to look forward to. I think we finally have found our rhythm in the scene. I think we know, I mean, there's stuff that we're going to continue to find, right? That we're good at, or callings or things like that. But, you know, our space has gone towards the esports side and helping just grow the esports of this game. And, you know, we're now already, we did the Point Break tournament earlier this year already a big one under about 128 players. Insane. We did that. We've got, I mean, Breakout just happened. We, you know, watch party that. We got PHL coming up. That sounds like we'll be doing the B streams for that, which is hype. You're doing heist games this weekend on Saturday or Sunday. What day is it? It's one of them. Saturday. Okay. So tune into heist games on Saturday to catch Cody casting alongside Tetra. It's gonna be an awesome show. I don't know what time it starts off the top of my head.
And hold on. The duo's back. The duo's back. It's confirmed.
Oh, you're so right. Wait, you're so right. Oh my god, you're so right. Wait, we are so excited. Back. Oh, we are so
robbed. I got robbed in the Point Break tourney. I got robbed.
We are so back. Cody and I are on the casting desk together. It is a TFC takeover happening at the Luck Cup number 3 on Sunday. We are bringing the tournament home. We will be picking up, I think, like the back half, doing grand finals.
Dude, the energy's gonna be so electric.
It's gonna be electric. I'll tell you what. Yeah, I'm gonna be off like 4 Celsius and a couple cups of coffee. It's gonna be sick.
Dude,
I might get a noise
I'll
complaint.
tell Starbucks to give me like 20 espressos.
Yeah,
We'll just lock in.
It's gonna be electric.
I'll be
So yeah, it's gonna be an awesome time. It's actually our first time being on like the PHL mainstream as well, and I'm excited to see, you know, how they run.
Hey, look,
things.
Ma made it. Yeah, I can't wait to do that. I can't wait to be like, Ma, I made the PHL mainstream.
Nah, it's gonna be awesome. And yeah, we have so much other things going on. We've already like received a call earlier today about another tournament that we'll be helping out with. No leakies here, but it's gonna be very cool. And we'll have details as soon as we do. And we're finally consistent with the pod. Here we are. I've said it. It's only 1 episode in, but I feel good this time. I feel good this time. This is the run. This is the run. We're gonna be consistent this time. No, like again, I'm live Monday through Friday on Twitch. Come hang out, yap with the boy, watch me tilt at some ranked. I'm another human and not a good way.
He's playing with me. Well, yeah.
God, yeah. But I did do a cool stream last night, actually, like editing our most recent video we just uploaded and like working on overlays. And so we're kind of doing like a lot more behind the scenes and things like that. So if that interests you, follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/TFC_Sam. Sorry, a lot of symbols. There you go. Link will be in description as well if you're listening on Spotify and on YouTube. Speaking of which, yet again, we're already over time. This podcast is live on Spotify. If you want to have the audio only version while you're at the gym, you're making your coffee, you're in the office, you're doing whatever that you're doing, check us out Around the Arena over on Spotify. All right, everybody. That's it. That's a wrap on episode 1 of the 2026 Around the Arena. We'll catch you guys next week. See you later. Bye-bye. All right, that's a wrap.
Wow.
We're so back.
Well, I haven't eaten dinner.
Oh, okay.
I'm hungry.
Fair enough.
I also got a phone call.
Oh, I see.
But you know what I want to do?
Real quick, I had a couple things that I wanted to say real quick before we head out of here, because I think we are going to call it a night. I'm going to go ahead and chop up probably the pod and get it ready for tomorrow. But I did say before we start the stream, which I know people are here late, we weren't reading chat, of course, because this was a live recording. This is what we're doing on Thursdays now. I'm not ignoring you. I swear. I actually see all these messages, and in the back of my mind, I've been keeping them because I want to address them for you. But this is a live podcast that we're recording, and so I don't want you guys to miss what you're asking. So here we go. First up, let's scroll up here a bit. So Young asked, wonder if Z is schmoving to Envy then. My guess is probably, but we don't know, so I didn't comment on it. Jerry saying, yeah, well, it's harder to sign extra staff when the major is so far away. Yep, exactly. That's why a lot of orgs are pulling out, things like that. What else we got? Person and Donk is interesting. That is definitely an interesting roster. If you missed that, they are playing with, let me pull it again. I just had it. Rabinski, Donk Rage, and Perzen are teaming as of today and looking for organization, which is going to be pretty cool. Very interesting squad altogether. Over on YouTube, we had a couple things. Pyro Grenade XP counts environment damage. Many people use it, but have high XP skins. Yep. Medium was doing too much to a point that it was rampant for seasons, especially during the great defib days and DMAT glory days. Stooge said DMAT mediums were just lights who wanted less risks. Absolutely. You were spot on. I almost mentioned this on the pod. I almost brought up your comment, but I realized it would turn into a conversation, and I couldn't sidetrack us. But you are right. And I think the Heal Beam has made medium have not being a light with more health, essentially. Because, I mean, that's where I started.
Where is this at?
On YouTube chat from Robin. Robin
Oh, yeah.
007 George.
Yeah, that was a fire comment.
That was a fire comment. Yeah, and you were absolutely right. No, you cooked on that. Yeah. Who are the NV players? I did put in chat, but again, Uni Gremlin, not Bubba. Their announcement was posted to NV's Twitter.
Also, shout out Sujay for saying DMAT mediums were just lights who want a less risk. That's a quote, bro. Put that on the book.
Type shit. All right. And finally, thank you guys again. Like I said, you know, we're very excited for 2026, and we are very open to taking recommendations and just helping where you think we're needed. So if you have a tournament idea that you're wanting to host and you need help, and we can do that for you, whether it's running production, casting, or you know somebody who wants that, that's what we're here for. That's kind of our mission this year, alongside also just casting and growing.
We also are. I promise we're going to do plugs. I swear.
Yes. Oh yeah. That's a good point.
Because I have some people that I desperately want to get a chance to cast.
We've got we've got people asking us about opportunities for casting and learning how to observe and things like that, which we're still learning as well.
Hold on. I would consider myself one of the best observers of all time, right under Burrito. Okay.
There's only a couple of you. So
yeah, I know. That's why it's really easy. Okay,
I'm the
best.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm the best on the West Coast.
My point being, we are bringing pugs. We ran them in Discord before, but we didn't really stream them like consistently or anything. But we are going to start streaming them soon. TM, I promise. We're just figuring out our content schedule. You know, I'm trying to get in the rhythm of streaming. It could be something I host on my stream directly, or we'll do here on the TFC channel. If you're watching over there, we're multi-streaming across a lot of things. We're live on YouTube right now. We're live on TFC Cody, TFC Sam, and also the Final Central. So a lot of places you can catch our content. But Pugs will be a place where once we've got it up and running, and we've done a couple runs under our belt, so we know how to run them properly and efficiently for everybody, we would love to bring in casters or people who are wanting to learn how to observe. And we would love to bring you in and give you that opportunity to do that on a broadcast that's very low stakes. You know, if you do it and you say it happens. People get stage fright or whatever. Like, if you're worried about that, no worries. Happens on the stream.
Especially if you're casting with one of us, the vibes are
it's so chill. Yeah, like we're very chill. I mean, and we want to be able to give that opportunity to people. It's something that we talked behind the scenes with some PHL people a long time ago about trying to create that kind of opportunity. So if that's something that you're interested in, make sure you're in our Discord. I think Cody shared a link earlier in chat. I think the bot is turned off right now, unfortunately. I think we turned it off for the Ape Squad
real
event.
Quick.
So
I'll actually say it right now. If anyone is interested in learning observing, I will gladly open it up for the B streams for PHL.
Yeah.
It makes my life easier to cast. So
yeah,
if anyone's interested, like I just hit up Cringy right now because I know that's something he's interested in. So.
Yeah. So if you want to join the Discord, there's the link in chat for you. If that interests you, I promise it's coming. I don't know when. It'll be probably in the next few weeks. Because
I would probably within the next 2 weeks, I would say.
Well, we're going to get 1 or 2 under our belt, so we know the best way to run the show and things like that. And then at that point, we'll post on Twitter and things like that, which you should follow us right here. Follow us.
Plug everything.
Yeah, plug everything. That's it. Follow us on Twitter. We're very active. And that's it. Okay, I'm done. I am
okay, wait. Play. I don't know. While you're at it, just play the song to go out, bro.
Yeah. I don't know if I have it set up to do that, unfortunately.
You should.
Not this time. I got you next time. I got you next time. No. I got you next time. I'm sorry. It's only hooked up to Spotify, man. Listen, it is what it is. All right, let's find somebody to raid real quick because I think we're done
let's raid
here.
Somebody.
All right, who should we raid?
I got VR.
Let's see.
I think you rate Udra County, low key. Am I
Good.
crazy?
Do that.
You down to rate Udra County? Or
I could do that. I could make that
I think
happen.
you rate Udra County.
Is he live? Wait, I don't
Or
see-
Louis. Udra County or Louis?
How many viewers does Udra County have?
14.
Louis said 24, right? Yeah.
Yep.
All right, we're going to Udra County.
right.
Udra County.
Go
All right.
check out. I made a song. If you haven't heard it, it's a really cool song.
Yeah.
It's with Ranger in. Check it out, please. Okay.
Yeah, it's being
That's
plugged everywhere. Everybody go by, drop your TFCs. Thank you guys for following. Thank you, Shred, Storm, Craze, Twisted. Thanks again to the raid for Breakout. Thank you, Gunbuck, for following. Much love to all of you. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.